set you as an editor right now.
Perfect.
Yeah, make sure if you are watching it that you pull up the Bungie tab and link it for the emblem too. I'm telling people to do that. I'm like, you should watch us because we're cool and the commentary is going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
But you should definitely pull up a tab and make sure you're getting that 30 minutes for the emblem also.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
Beat it. Pull it up.
Pidge, do you have drops?
I do not know.
You do not. Okay.
Yeah, Dan, it's like properly like crisp out now.
It's because I was streaming.
He's nuts. No?
That was
Okay.
it.
But like, even like
please,
since you stopped
PG.
streaming, there was like that moment.
I'm
but it's
trying to
now,
get
like,
it out before we start. So I'm
perfect, yeah.
like, okay.
Chudley,
Rev?
please. I'm trying to get it out.
Shit
I'll look at
piss.
my mole action.
Shit
so
piss.
This one's
Shit
gonna
piss.
Be the,
You son
this
of a
is gonna be
cunt.
unmute Discord. Failed multi-buttons. Unmute Discord.
You got it, Pidgey.
Oh yeah. I'm producing like
Oh,
a
yeah,
pro here.
man.
Oh yeah, bud.
And then this one's gonna be unmute. And this mutes. Right, I'm now about to
Classic D1 music playing.
I'm now
right
about to screw everyone's heads here, and it's going to be. Oh wait, this is. I'm basically going to transition my vocals from the main scene mix to to my actual OBS. So this will be weird.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone's ears. Here we go. Right. So muting Discord.
Okay.
And then I'm closed on the stream and we're back in the main mix.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, mate.
You sound fine, honestly. Oh, I'm supposed to
Oh yeah,
ask
it's just
you,
so
Dan.
I can
Yes.
talk directly my chat.
Dan, tell me about the 11 types of nuts you can get from the barista.
Oh.
Mr. Keelan.
Bro got sussed out in seconds.
Caught live on stream.
Cut live on
Bro got caught
stream.
in 4K and 4 different screens. How do you feel? Idiot. There's no shot he trying to get away with that.
Oh.
Wait, what did Mr. Killian do?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, what kind of nuts we talking, Dan?
Don't worry
I'm not gonna
about
lie,
it.
You tell me not to worry about it.
It's a bit. He's trying to call back to a bit from a show that we watched on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Why do I feel like they're not like cashews and almonds?
I mean, that was part of it. Like it was like all the barista tells you the prompt was it basically the show is called Make Some Noise, and it's basically whose line is it anyway? It's on dropout.tv. Not a
Lovely.
sponsor. And they basically gave this prompt that was the barista tells you about the 11 kind of nuts that they have nut milk they have available for your latte. And so she had to come up with all sorts of different nuts.
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah.
ah.
There you go.
I've
Now
heard
I
that.
explained the bit, and it's super hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny when you explain jokes. I
Yeah,
love
it's so
that,
good.
yeah.
It's so good.
Oh Lord, I've got the butcher. Monkey ass, leave me alone. I'm trying to watch a stream. Fuck off. You...
Rev's actual in fucking Diablo.
Oh, I'm in the fucking
Already.
trenches.
Productive way to spend the time.
Rev is already yelling and swearing. That didn't take long.
It's the butcher, bro. Cease.
What do I need? I need the multi-link.
Yeah.
One moment, please.
I have it in. Hold on.
Do you just straight up have it, Tiddly? Because I can yoink it.
I do.
There
I
you
do.
go. I'm dropping it in all your chats.
Yep. I just put it.
Dan.
Oh, Dan. I need to add you as a regular.
How dare you?
I'm sorry, boo.
How dare you, God?
There you go. Now you can link to your heart's content.
And that's it. I blame God for all of this.
Your heart's content. I already have command. I'm good. I'm good. Who is actually live? Is everyone live?
Everybody except for Ill Physics is live currently.
Lovely. So we're waiting for physics, and that's it, right? He said he was gonna be a little late.
Yeah, he said he would be around
Okay.
noon, and then Flaw D is just hopping on.
Rev, Man Offline wants you to yell at him
No.
That's a weird kink.
Nope.
I mean,
Pay my OnlyFans bill, bitch.
Wow.
Revenant.
You best sub to get that sort of kinky stuff.
So
give me
far,
money, and I will call you daddy.
so far,
What?
is the audio mix good for folks at home?
Anyone
mix
across
check,
all the
everyone?
chats? Can you guys all hear us all right? I know Tiddly's like on my side, like Tiddly's like peaking right up.
Oh, am I too high right now?
No, just be on Dan's side. Like,
Oh,
Wait, who am I not following?
it is. It's good. People said to turn up Dan, so I turned up Dan.
Right.
Rev is loud. I'll turn Rev down a little bit. I mean, I
Well,
think
I mean,
that's
I'm
partly just
actually.
Rev too, though. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I
there
have
is
Rev turned up.
Dan, no, please.
I'm handling.
I need to check my levels.
It should be my level. It's just me. I'm controlling
okay.
all the levels. You don't need to worry.
So
You shouldn't need
please
to worry
ask
about them.
my babysitter today if I am too loud. Turn me down.
Me when I open the multi, just
Yeah, I'm
one
happy to do
second.
that.
Bonafide hero content is intended for a certain audience. It may contain drugs, intoxication, or excessive tobacco use, significant profanity or vulgarity, sexual themes, violent and graphic depictions. This content may not be appropriate for you to watch. Start
Just-
watching.
I
Throw
may
tick on the
add
box.
gambling in there because I'm constantly like trying to like gamble for that top RNG weapon, you know. So I might add gambling on there.
The Gamba.
The man offline one. Audio is crisp. Rev is always loud.
I mean, yes.
There is a now balance to the universe, Pod Champers.
Okay.
Turned Dan up, turned Rev down.
That's just on your end, Tiddly.
On my end.
Yes.
On my end. Yes. Yes, on my end.
Yes.
People are like, Dan.
Yes.
They're like, oh, Dan is just
Yes.
normally a little quieter.
Yes.
Just really high quality audio,
Listen here, I tried to put on a high quality product for all my friends.
Oh no. It's starting in an hour, I think, but I think we're gonna get going before then, right?
Yeah.
There's
There's
like
like
a pre-show coming up in a bit. We're
Mhm.
on last
Okay.
an hour. And then 45 minutes of them going, buy our shit. And then we're back
yeah,
to
the QVC portion of the show.
We were actually
QVC.
speculating on what the CE edition may or may not contain. My money's on a Traveler, a replica Traveler, because I don't think we've had anything like that
Yeah.
from Bungie directly.
With the light in the middle
Me-
that
With
pulses.
the light in the middle, yeah.
The
Like,
8-ball
see, I-
version or the normal version, right?
Yeah, you just it's normal, but then it's got a light that turns on, and then it's got that big sort of triangle portal thing going on.
Oh, we got the
Someone hire me.
we got the Traveler like metal thing that
Yeah.
they from the store. I'm gonna grab it. It's actually really cool. Hold on.
me
So
and
here's
Connor had an
the
idea
other thing
yesterday.
that I like that would be cool if it was the Traveler. Like if it cracked open and it was like a little play set, like a Mighty Max or something, or a Polly Pocket.
The fuck is a Mighty Max?
You never had Mighty Max or Polly Pocket? Nobody?
No, I'm a foreigner.
Oh, okay.
I think they sold it like right after
Dan,
they did that
do flawless is in
crazy
agreement.
cutscene.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Guys, see once we're all set up on cam, I'd like to get
Oi.
a nice screenshot of everyone posing, if that's okay.
No.
Hold on.
Right.
Says
It's
the
right
guy
with
who's
wink.
not on cam.
Are you- oh, okay, yeah.
Hold
Are
on.
you
What is
familiar
that,
with
Tiddly?
Wink, Peace, and Pout?
We gotta get
What
D in
is
here.
that, dude?
Oh, is that
What,
a
like a
display?
big iPad, or is that?
It's a display. So it's
That's
Oh,
sick.
yeah.
Oh, a Traveler
it's like a
display.
metal plate, but this is the one. Basically, you can mount it on your wall. It's like it's the Traveler coming up. So they sold this right after
Yeah,
that
I think
crazy
I bought that.
that.
cutscene where like
Yeah.
the Traveler like leaves the like that
Left
one.
us,
We
yeah.
remember that cutscene, right? Like so
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. We haven't hung it yet, but we completely bought it. It was I love it.
It's
It's
so pretty.
Yeah.
I
Guys,
think I bought it, and now you made me realize that it was a good idea.
I'll be
I
right
don't
back.
know. I don't know if it's in the store still. I haven't actually checked, but
I
Prepare-
don't think it is,
oh.
but they do have other displays. Like now, Destiny has like its own display store on display, where they have like concept art of a lot of planets and whatnot. It's really pretty. To be fair, like I thought
Yeah.
about buying a bunch because
I
it was
mean,
really
I
pretty.
guess you're not really supposed to frame it, right? Because it's metal. It has
Yeah.
like a sticker on the back. You're supposed to stick it
Mhm.
on the wall. But I
Yeah.
feel like I'm like I don't want to frame it. I don't know. It's so pretty.
You could frame it though, but you'd have to like, do like a kind of a floating frame or like an empty frame. You don't need
yeah,
any glass on
that
it,
would be
right?
really pretty. That would be super
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah.
Okay.
do
Love
something
that
like that.
idea. Yeah.
Actually,
Just don't put a glass on it because it'll be so reflective.
Oh, for sure. It already is. I mean,
Hello.
hi.
covered in plastic.
Hi.
Hello.
What's up, everybody?
Hi, buddy.
Big chillin'. How are we?
Steve Flores!
Very nice, very nice. I'm so excited. I literally just walked back into my house. I had a hair appointment, and then it ran longer, and like
Yeah.
I literally just ran in the house.
What?
Started upstream.
What are we?
What is going
a hair?
on?
What? A hair appointment?
Yeah, man.
What? Are we just gonna glance over that as a group?
Yeah.
What?
He had a hair
Am I
appointment.
not allowed to have a hair appointment?
What in the toxic
What?
masculinity is this, Bonna?
You
Jeez.
look good. You look good. Okay.
Oh,
Don't let
jeez.
him. Don't let him say anything. Whatever. You do your hair.
I got my nails and feet done too. Are you gonna say something for that?
Saying you're freaking hilarious. Like,
And he
you really
looks good,
tickled me,
okay?
and no one laughed. If anything, I'm appreciating what you said, D. Like,
In a full Brazilian. I mean, gee, I mean, come on. If you must know everything, I got
So about
the
this
and
Brazilian.
everything. Like,
So about this
Talk about the
Brazilian.
waxing.
No.
I mean, to get the full Brazilian, you have to like.
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out.
You have to contact with them. Yeah.
I would like to
That's,
point out that it didn't specify what location the hair was. It just said a hair appointment. Like,
Yeah.
you know, come on.
Oh, like, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a hair remuval appointment.
He was getting. It was laser hair removal, was what it
Yeah, there
was.
you go.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, bro.
Got a business in the front, party in the back. I mean, come on.
Listen,
I've got
the
Haley and Dan
mullet.
saying man is committed to playing auntie or auntie.
Someone please Photoshop him.
It's for the many D flawless guysies. That's what it is. We easy to put some
Oh,
creative
man, I'm so
headpieces
excited.
on.
All right, I'm gonna mute real quick. I gotta do a quick intro.
All right.
Yeah, all good, all good. Good to see you.
Love you, D.
Yeah, now I'm just picturing like a mullet down there. You know what that would be?
Oh,
A mullet down there, specifically down there. Oh.
Down under mullet.
Down under.
Oh!
Ooh, things are happening.
So this will just be
Patterns that include flashing
look back,
lights.
maybe
Ooh, D1.
maybe some art
Oh,
from
it's
around
the regular
community, things like
trailer.
that.
It's a Destiny trailer.
Yeah, this is the D1 trailer, huh?
I think so.
This is
And then
the
a
title one.
56-minute
This is what you got
countdown.
after you picked your character.
And it's 30
Right,
frames of glory.
Yeah, it's a little.
They've never updated it, which is sad.
See, if I didn't know this was Destiny, I think this was Starfield right now.
Oh wow.
Bono, we get it. You're sponsored. Chill.
I'm not sponsored by Starfield. I'm just very fucking keen on Starfield.
Oh my god.
The planet Mars, present day. La planeta Mars. I can't.
This is like the
Go
OG
on, give it a crack. Go on, you want it? Have a pop.
voiceover. Hey man, you got something on your back?
Flawless camera quality is a little pixelated. I don't know.
So-
if there's anything...
That's because he shared his entire stream instead of just his camera.
Oh.
So it's a
okay,
little-
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Wait. Can I fix that?
If you change it to your camera instead of your stream in Video Ninja. So you would have to turn off the one that you sent me just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also small
It's not
enough
too
that I
bad.
don't think it's that bad.
It's not too bad. It's like
Yeah.
a little pixelated. It's
No,
all
I
good.
need you to see all of this.
You know,
I mean, I
well,
wanna
I
see
mean,
the
you
hair.
did, you did get your hair done. So, like, I want to make
What?
sure.
I mean, I get it. Your hair's gotta look good.
Oh boy.
Just don't send me the under desk cam, D. Just don't send me the under desk cam. We'll be fine.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
It's
just for
Bill
our
Nye.
private DMs.
Bill Nye the
It's that
Science
one
Guy.
British guy.
The science guy?
Bill Nye,
Nye-
the British guy. Did you say that?
That's what he just
It's Bill
said.
Nye.
Oh my god.
It's the actor for Bill Nye.
Naihi.
So
Naihi, not Bill
you
Nye.
just want my
that's nice.
my Elgato cam?
Yeah. So you'll put that in as a source with no audio.
Don't put your audio. he gets angry when you put it on you.
I get very angry.
Angry.
I almost turned into the Hulk last time.
Oh boy.
It was everyone else talking at the same time with it. You were just like, you were getting further and further back. In
Yeah,
the chair,
you
and I
saw
was,
me
like,
just
losing my
walking.
shit.
You saw me walking away. I'm like,
That was the end of everything.
I don't know. If
I mean, Dan,
while I'm using it.
you knew it was gonna be chaotic.
No, you have to deactivate it in your stream, D, and then you'll basically put the video ninja link that Dan has sent you on your stream.
it is also fine if you just send me the thing. You're going to be small enough on the screen that it's not really going to be that big of an issue.
No, we're gonna make this work. Dan's like, why do I keep putting up with this guy's antics?
It's because I love you.
Putting up with
D.
everybody's antics.
I love you guys. I'm glad you came to hang out and have fun with me today.
Can you stop being wholesome? It's a bit rude, mate.
Rev is like, fuck you.
Yeah, get it out, you know.
Are they just
No,
going to show like every single cinematic for the next hour?
Well,
Yeah.
it is 10 years, so I wouldn't blame them if they did.
I mean, it would be
Also,
cool if they
watch
did,
like,
right?
Somebody play the opening of D1. That'd be actually kind of lit.
Oh, please
Like
show
if it's
the
literally just a
E3 trailer.
stream of somebody just playing D1.
Hey, look, it's those three guys.
Okay, Dan, I think I found a solution.
Okay, sounds good.
So I'm going to send the whole OBS virtual cam, and my theory is that because it'll be so small, it won't matter.
Yeah. That's exactly what I just said, D.
You literally said that, yeah.
D.
Yeah.
I think D's like proper like thought process was left in the hair that he got chopped off. That was the source of his.
Weird Dinklebot, indeed.
My goal, I want to turn Dan into the Joker. Like at the end of this,
I'm getting
friendship,
closer.
He's just gonna have a full break.
Every day. Closer and
Oh,
closer.
you want to break Dan? Yo, Dan, let's spend an exorbitant amount of time together real quick.
Actually, now I'm yours.
All right, I sent you the new link. It's the same as the old one.
It's the same as it ever was.
Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot
This is not my beautiful house.
This is fallen territory.
This is not my
We
beautiful
aren't
wife.
safe here. I have to get you to the city.
I have to get you to the city. How's the volume, guys? Are we good, chat?
Yo, that wizard came from the moon.
All right. D just buffered, so we're good there.
Let's go full screen.
There was a time
Oh, yo, before us giving
when
everybody
we
the
were
mega
much
treatment, goddamn.
more powerful. But that was long ago.
The guy with the mask.
Until it wakes and finds its voice.
Is that Mr. Destiny?
Yes.
That is the face of Destiny.
Before he takes off in outer
We
space,
must
yes.
have no end
It's
of
Sir
questions
Destiny
for
the
those.
Third.
In its dying breath,
Also, I'm going to do something that might be loud for some people.
the ghosts
Is
to
it to
seek out
avoid dress
those
test
who
for
can
me?
wield its light
Nope.
as a weapon.
All right, you're going to hear Craig and Georg join if you haven't muted them already.
Oh,
And
my
do
lord.
what the traveler itself no longer can.
What happened to it?
recording.
Now
Only
recording.
gonna do a great battle. Wait, who is this? Who is this? Now I'm intrigued. We have a
Why does that sound like
female
Mao?
The
human
traveler was crippled.
No, it's a
with
husband.
Why does that
with a
sound like
Karen
Mao?
haircut.
That's like Ubu level Mao.
Oh
God, you're about to start asking for the manager and all the systems.
Right? Gall, I need to speak to your manager.
Lately, those tales
You won't be taking my light. I don't think so.
Right? Yeah.
the children are frightened.
How about I never shop here again?
Go ahead, record me.
The darkness is coming back.
It sounds like you
We
two
will
have had
not
experience with
survive
cows.
this time.
I've spent time on TikTok, yes.
Surround us.
Oh, only
The fallen are
TikTok
just the
noted.
beginning.
What can I do?
Did Alphysics say he would be 20 minutes from now? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or
Guardians of
Awesome.
Fortune
You?
on Earth
20
and
to
beyond.
20 to 50.
Join them.
Alright, sweet.
Your ghost will guide
Is this
I
turning
want to get,
new?
I want to get like a big team photo.
Yeah, it's got a countdown timer on it. Is that not correct? There's a pre-show you said though.
Yeah,
This is the
Yeah,
the-
this
is
isn't
the pre-show.
this isn't
It
a
is the
trailer.
pre-show.
This is just all of the
Yeah,
Cutscenes?
This is
Yeah.
all the
this is
cutscenes.
filler to get people in and seated, as it were.
Dude, I want the old tower, please. Like back, please, for the love of God.
D1 of you, how dare.
I didn't play D1. That's
thought
why I
they
want
had
it.
said like years ago that they were going to bring it back.
Oh, the
eventually.
music.
No,
Oh my
they've never said
god.
to bring about the tower.
watch that be what this
I'd
season
love
is.
for that to happen. I don't expect
Well, it was
it
on
to
fire
happen.
for like 3 years, and then they started construction on it. So
yeah?
slowly.
It's been with construction for 6 years.
The Dark Below, not Beyond. How can you get your DLC wrong?
Minor spelling mistake.
that
Chamber
right
of
there,
Night.
that
This
right
is what
there
we
can
should
go
have
into the
gotten
whole.
the series up to this point. Where we're finally getting. Hey, better late than never, right?
Isn't that? Is this maybe
What was
their
Chamber of the
code
Night?
names or something?
This is so.
Strange
This is
Family.
it along.
Oh,
An
wait.
inscrutable ally known only as the Exo Strange.
He's got facts.
Oh my god, please.
Wait, does mine work? 11. Yeah, it does.
Oh
Oh,
my
stop
god.
it, no.
This is what happens when you invite a bunch of weirdos to come and hang out.
Dan, fun fact, this
For
is your call.
centuries we
I
feared
did this. I'm responsible for
your
this.
fault.
The laugh as well, no!
I'm gonna have to like rewatch the whole thing because I'm not gonna like I'm gonna miss so many things.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
These guardians show us what we are.
Oh, the old tower.
Yeah, we are.
Dude, I want the
Oh,
old
the
tower back,
tower.
plus.
The nostalgia.
And the
Are what
speaker. Oh my
remains
god,
of
the
the
old
light.
tower.
Does
Damn,
anybody
look at
really
those
miss the
pixels,
speaker?
bro. 30 FPS gang.
It's
Oh,
that
this is
one mean
Taken
girl.
King, huh? Oh no! This is the end of.
It's a
the
day for pretty
original-
speakers
Just-
and medals.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
campaign.
this. I remember
But we
this
know the real
scene.
fight takes place out there.
Spoilers.
Is this where she doesn't have time to explain? Or she already did that?
Oh no, she's already explained that.
Take this.
I'm going to
She
pause the now.
gives us the no time to explain.
Yes, it's her gun.
There's so much
So
more.
before she said
Why
she
does it-
didn't have it, and now all of a sudden she has it.
Now she's got it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Now she's got the no time to explain.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Every moment brings them closer.
Look at all the Twitch primes popping off so people can chat.
Yeah, pretty true. So I'm guessing it's sub
All
only,
ends
yeah?
and beginnings.
It is sub only on Bungie. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Sub only. I don't have my Prime up. I think I
Fight
used
start
it.
from over.
I'm gonna use mine on you.
Oh, thank you.
I need the tiddly emotes, dude.
Hey yo, hamsters being crazy.
I honestly need the tiddly emotes. That's why.
Aww.
Dude, same. Oh, I wanted to talk to Tilly about something. I need to do that after stream.
Oh, do you need another sticker?
I need to move stickers.
Oh, okay.
I
Like
need to
in your
move them-
Discord?
No, I need to
Or-
move them around levels in your Discord.
Oh, okay. Right.
I'll do that
There
later.
Do you not have access
Let me
to
know if
that?
they're too
I
loud.
can give you access.
I can
I don't know if I do. I'd have to
get
check. I
these
don't think I
levels
do.
just right.
Oh, that's better.
See, the dark below is here. Rev?
Yeah. Not the dark
The
beyond.
dark below.
I'm sorry, you chatting? Are you chatting back at me?
I'm talking to you.
hive
Chatting back at you.
Oh man.
I thought you're sassy.
I'm gonna get some water.
Below.
You're less than trying to be family friendly here.
That's
It's that one great DLC.
Star messaged me and he's like, just deafen and watch. I'm like, lol.
Wait,
Bungie
I'm
stream is
going.
definitely echoing. No, I think you might have it open multiple places.
Yeah. If you have the multi open, make sure
Unless
you,
anyone else has an echo.
Yes.
There should not be an echo.
stream shouldn't have an
Yeah.
echo.
Man, this cutscene still gets me.
This is such. Oh,
Is this where
Best
Marasov
cutscene
gets
in
blown up?
Destiny?
This is
Best
the
cutscene in
Harbinger
Destiny?
cutscene.
Nate?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the intro to the Taken
Intro to Taken King.
We all saw.
30 frames per second.
And it looks
Pretty
glorious
good,
no matter
though.
what.
I mean, it's fine.
But
there's one
guys, games
caveat
have to
to
be
this
60
panel
frames per
format?
second, at least.
Love the idea of showing tidbits of all the expansions. Yeah, this is nice. I like this.
And everyone's shitting on
They usually do some community
Starfield
stuff
for being
too,
30 frames.
which I'll be excited to.
Oh my god, stop with your Starfield.
I swear, if you mention it again, you absolutely endorse it. You won't be able to convince me otherwise.
I'm gonna get some water. Chat,
House of Wolves
let
was
me
just
know.
skipped, Was it?
Yeah, all right.
Or did House
Yeah.
of Wolves just not have anything of note?
Let me know
Yeah,
how
it
many
didn't
times
really-
Bonner says
Talks about
Starfield in the next
Starfield?
like
Yes,
20
we will.
seconds.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll be
okay.
back.
Is it a drinking game? Should we get out the vodka? What are we doing?
You know, I was tempted to have a
Tiddly,
few
it
drinks
is
today.
early. It is like mid-afternoon for us. All right, is it drinking time over there?
It's even
It's 10
late morning.
o'clock.
What
I
a
mean,
new
how do you
term.
drink all day if you don't start in the morning? I mean, really.
4 o'clock is like perfect drinking
To be
time,
fair,
dude.
if I do
Thank
start
you,
talking
it's
about
part of the
Starfield
drinking
more, you're
time.
gonna need alcohol. So.
Can we
You need to
acknowledge
stop
that-
talking about it.
that
It's not
logic
even
bomb just
noon
now?
for
How
the
can you
fucking
drink all
continental
day
US.
if you don't start early? That's just
Thank
like I'm gonna get that
you.
tattooed on my heart.
I'm gonna get it under my ass cheek.
Yeah.
On dirty ass cheek.
What?
Oh my god.
Actually, wait, that means something different, doesn't it? Never mind.
I don't even want to know. You know what? Nah.
Tiddly, please.
Oh, we were having this conversation the other day about like tattoos being like transitory, like how tramp stamps were popular, and now it's like the underboob was popular.
Yeah,
But
the
is
the
it-
one in the between the booby chandelier. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like those are really hot, but I also think they're
Oh, I
fad
fucking
and they're
love
gonna be uncool. Like
Yeah.
tramp stamps are kind of uncool
Yeah.
right now.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. So
No,
don't
if a
go
woman-
don't get an underboob tattoo, guys. Don't do it.
Ugh.
Don't
Yeah,
do
I
it.
wonder how I'll think in like 10 years, but like right now, like you have an underboob tattoo, I'm like, my eyes are locked.
Hot,
the
right?
tattoo.
It's hot. I
Right,
love it.
yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like they're so nice. They're so nice.
You and I know how this ends.
I think it depends on how it's done.
I have a bald
Chat
eagle
is
right
telling
here.
us we're talking about the inner workings of boob tattoos.
I have a bald eagle right here. Just
Well, you
for
know what?
everybody.
Wrong, Tiddly.
We're not talking about
Tell us wrong.
Starfield. So we're talking about boob tattoos. So we're
I
fine.
love this scene. Let's fucking go.
Flawless
Oh,
getting
so
tatted,
good.
5,000
So
subs.
good. Yeah, maybe next year.
Do you not have any
I'll
tats,
a
D?
sub goal for a boob tattoo.
No. Just
you
whenever
don't have any
chat
tats?
says anything like that, just
You
throw
don't
out
have
an
any tats?
astronomical sub number.
Yeah. it's
You
gonna
don't have
be-
any tats, Tiddly?
Yeah. 0 tattoos. No.
I've got 0.
I pierced a lot of different things too, but no tattoos.
I have 0.
Yo, it's that guy.
Have played their
Yo, it's that guy.
It's that one guy.
Pidge, do you have any piercings?
It's that guy who died
I
and
used
came
to.
back as that other guy, but after
I
he
used- I
killed
used
the
to have-
other guy that we like more than this guy that he's now
Yo,
trying to replace.
spoilers. We haven't got to that part yet.
Oh god.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
chill,
Yo,
chill,
it's that-
chill.
it's that guy that's a
Wow.
map
Earmuffs,
and-
earmuffs, chat, earmuffs.
Real quick, yeah, Bon, I had
Oh.
spider bites, scaffolds, I had orbitals, I had it all.
Was
I was
Taken
gonna
King
say-
the best DLC of all
It was one of the best.
One
It
of
was
the
really
best,
good.
for Sure.
So Taking King,
Oh,
Forsaken, and Witch
Taken
Queen
King. So good.
are the top 3 contenders for me.
Oh my god.
DMG with the
oh,
gifties.
DMG. DMG in chat.
DMG.
DMG. Best community manager, DMG.
You.
Woo! He's so
DMG
nice.
just dropping 20 gifteds in chat.
He's the best. I miss him so much.
I miss
He was
him too.
he was my favorite community manager. I know that everyone's like, oh, I like this one the best. He was
Mm.
my favorite.
Let me call my
Okay.
bank.
I love him.
He was definitely my favorite too.
Yeah, I just appreciate he stands up for like what's right, not necessarily
Yeah.
what's popular. Like I love that about
Yeah.
him. That matters to me.
Yeah.
DMG.
DMG, DMG.
my queen.
Wait, are they going to play that song that goes
You were right.
da 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 da?
Was the key.
No, they don't know
What?
any Liza Minnelli, Pidge.
Oh my god.
Did you wanna sing that again? Are we gonna name that Destiny tune? Is this
I'm
like
gonna
a
push my
mini
nose
game
this
for the show?
Da 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 da. Or however it goes.
I've got it recorded, Tiddly. I'll just send you a clip
Oh wait,
later.
they've already
I
they've already
think I
bet
need a
Oryx.
new
Okay.
follow alert.
Oh.
Yeah.
Except that Oryx ain't dead yet.
Oh, Dan, you're doing audio from the Discord call, yeah?
Yeah. So
Not dead yet.
the feed should
I
include
accepted my fate.
all video and audio in the link that I sent you.
I will
Gotcha.
not fail.
Wait, someone asked about the Prince Albert.
Wait,
Oh no,
Oh,
don't
no.
fucking
I
start.
thought we were talking about ball tattoos.
Ball test? What the fuck?
wait, Dan, should I have clicked the link? What link should I have clicked?
The Video Ninja link that I sent you or that I sent out to everybody.
Wait, did they just bypass Rise of Iron?
They did.
Because I don't think you're getting my audio right now.
I am getting your
That's it.
audio.
They've just retconned the whole
You are?
the whole of
Yeah,
Rise of Iron.
they've done away with Rise of Iron because
then
it's
I
not
don't
going to
need to do
be it's not going to be Wrath.
Yeah.
Okay. I just went to Video Ninja because I had it. Like
That's kind of
saved.
sad though. They could have
I
still
gotcha.
included it.
Well, they at least acknowledge it, unlike
Cora, if you tell me this is a practical joke,
House of Wolves.
well, it kills me to say it, but I would be really impressed.
Impressing you, Cade, is the easiest thing I'll do all day.
Easiest thing I'll do all.
I love when she says that.
Zavala, this is my serious face.
Get your rock off my table, sir.
What have you got?
Yes, that's the
Someone or
quote.
something has sabotaged
Something
the
like that.
Skyline defense system.
And
Get
comms
your
have been
damn
spun
rock
by
Are we
Well,
taking
every
predictions
section
on
on
like
the wall
what do
is
we
filled
expect out of the showcase? Like, or are we doing?
Have
that
you
later?
have you seen ATP's bingo card?
I just want Dave Samuel there. That's all I need, and I'll be happy.
I thought about doing
ATP's
that.
bingo card mentions Dave Samuel 3 times.
Nothing.
That's good.
Dave
He
Samuel.
really wants
Dave
it.
Samuel.
they're not
Oh man,
there.
that dude's a goat.
There
I
are
want no
no
word against it.
satellites.
And that's not good.
Yeah, search up ATP's thing. It's I
I
was
was
looking
like,
at a
I
lot
just
of it,
ran
and I
out
was
of
like,
time, Bona. Like, I literally was about to make a bingo.
yeah. Well, start making it now. We got time.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
we got
I'm
time.
sure it'll be very similar to ATP's. All the shit you've been saying. ATP nailed it. So
Yeah, let's go, Titans, let's go!
Look at Cade. He's so cool. Marry me, Cade.
But that's Hunter doing a golden gun from this. Mate.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't care how good you are, you ain't hitting anything.
Okay, look, Zavala's struggling to hold his bubble. You saw the ease with which Cade popped that Goldie. That's all I'm saying. I rest my case.
Oh
I'll be
my
taking no more
God.
It isn't holding off an
D?
entire like explosion of the tower, though. You
It-
know?
is that why
sir.
Kate? Is that why
Yeah,
Cade's
yeah.
currently dead?
I said good
Well,
day.
yeah, and he also died.
Look, it happens to men of a certain
Damn,
age.
son.
To
Oh,
be
they
fair,
can't-
you
they
said
can't
you weren't
hold
taking
it
any more questions, but
These are statements.
It
day,
happens to
son.
men of a
It's okay.
certain
I have
age.
this
That's the
Mark
new
here
DLC. Yeah, Faye.
I'll-
It's we go back in time and re-experience all of D1. That's the DLC. There you go.
I have Mark in
Hunter.
chat point out Ikora's doing nothing as well. It's like
what
she
do you mean?
has
She
the whole
blinked in
time.
and scooped up Cade like a little baby and put him in the bubble. What do you mean?
The Red War.
Like a little baby.
Like a little
Little
baby.
baby.
A little baby.
A little baby.
A little baby.
Oh, we got Mega Ghoul now.
He kinda looks like a baby.
I think the thing that I'm most anticipating out of all of this is I want to see what they do to the Destiny 2 live service post final
Yeah.
save. That was something that that he mentioned for like a second, and I was like, okay. Well, I'll
About like what particularly about the live service do you like?
I want to
Who's
know if they're
Dougie
changing
then?
the model, like at all. I think that that's
Like the
something.
seasonal model?
Yeah.
Like every 4 months we get a new season or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What
Like
would you
what-
like to see instead?
Whether we get fewer seasons, I just want to know more about it. I like whether we get fewer seasons or if we're moving to like just straight DLC model or a monthly subscription model, things along
What do you
those
think
lines.
the best was? So what have we had so far? We've had pay for the base game
Yeah.
with paid DLCs,
Huh?
right?
Mhm.
And then we've had there was like one before just this free to play seasonal model, wasn't there? Like a weird in
Oh,
between.
it was base game plus season pass model, and that was it.
Base game
which-
plus season pass, and now we're free to play plus season pass plus big expansions.
Yeah. And for
Right.
me, it would be Forsaken era, base game plus 3 stacked seasons.
Forsaken.
I think I agree. I think I
But in
like
case Forsaken the GOAT.
Forsaken nailed it.
No. The story
I'm
for
a-
All right,
Forsaken was not
quiet,
good.
quieter.
It's that guy.
I disagree.
It's Sundance! I
Let's
have
take
to
over
go.
Curse of Osiris. Yeah, fuck Curse of Osiris. And all my homies hate Curse of Osiris.
That's not Nathan Fillion.
Panoptes was one of the best campaign
Panoptes was
bosses of
fun
all
though.
time.
Yeah, I agree with
Oh
that.
my lord.
That may be true. That
Hard
that
disagree.
final fight was
Panoptes
really
was-
good.
was
Everything
cool.
else terrible.
I know, I agree. I agree with that.
No, no, that was on rails,
Terrible.
dude. Why?
Where's Curse of Osiris? It was my favorite band. Can I get
You
a mod?
are
You're
wrong.
bad.
sir. I will thumb wrestle you 1v1.
Bob
I'll tell you what,
wrestle
I've been
you.
playing I've been playing a bunch of like single player games recently that have like full DLC expansions, and me personally really enjoyed that because you know you've got a big batch of content coming.
Yeah.
You can jump in,
Right.
play it, and then you can buzz off until the next one.
Right. I agree, Paige. I think that's.
I almost feel like
I don't mind the seasonal
Meteor.
model, but I think Forsaken.
I almost
The
feel like it's
Forsaken was
healthier for
great.
the community to have downtime.
Yeah, I agree.
Very healthy.
This cutscene is so sick.
I know, right? This was.
I mean, they definitely didn't include all of them. I wonder, like, how they chose. They're like, these ones are the most iconic ones.
Well, they started by cutting out Curse of Osiris and then moved from
I mean, they only had like an hour to fill.
Not so.
How many hours of cutscenes do you figure they have? Like,
There's a lot.
there's a lot.
Yeah, what cutscenes do you feel like they're leaving out that you got really good that you would fix?
I mean,
I've not missed one so far.
yeah, them leaving out Rise of Iron kind of makes sense to me because
Yeah, yeah.
like, other than the Siva, other than the Iron Lords
you
being
remind
like
me, I kinda-
eradicated
I
by
could've gone
Siva.
with the opening cutscene, like with them around the fire, just to kind of like a nod to it. I
Yeah.
like Rise of Iron.
I like the hammers. I feel like there's some good like hammer stuff. Best thing about Curse. Best thing about it.
D2, I agree.
I've got Mr. Odd in chat saying, imagine dying with Solar 3.0.
Hey, pop
you
your
know.
super! Pop your
Oh,
super, Kate!
Dude, restoration,
There's no rest, oh, they can't heal.
restoration
Wait,
times 3.
that's a hitherto for unseen super up to this point.
Now I'm pissed.
Alright, go Radiant, Kate. Go Radiant. Use your Radiant dodge, bro.
Hashtag not my Cade 6.
He needed a glaive? I don't know.
I needed a glaive.
Who needs a glaive when you have a unihorn?
Yeah.
That is his
Right?
glaive.
He's got his leg built into his head.
Oh, you.
That's where they got the Monte Carlo idea from. Just use it yourself.
You help me out here, little buddy.
No. No.
Rip
Dude,
Sundance.
that made me so sad.
Ugh.
That's in
Damn,
chat for
dude.
Sundance.
That's
Do you
okay, he's
remember-
coming back. Final shape. Let's go.
Do you remember they showed this scene at like
Did Cade
Gamescom?
have his ghost in the little thing we saw?
Yep.
Did he?
No, he did not.
Did not. Yeah.
No.
He did
We're
not.
gonna
He was
talk
just
about the
infused
fact
with
that the Barons were like really cool and everything, but we didn't really get to see most of them because they were just like, oh, go kill them and then
We
you're
killed
done.
them.
I
Yeah, they
hated
should
that.
have been like
I really
replayable
didn't like it.
missions
It was
that go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. It's I just that whole story line felt so disjointed. So it was like go kill this Baron and then go kill this Baron and go kill this Baron.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
it was not cohesive at all.
Yeah.
Like this part of the
Well-
story was of course amazing, but like I felt like going on those killing the Baron missions just really
It was like
so
Kill Bill.
disjointed and kind of like took you out of like feeling like things were cohesive. I did not like that at all.
Yeah, like you found out you needed to kill one from the menu as opposed to like narratively.
Right.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was-
they
it was
could have made it more
adventures.
continuous. I agree.
Yeah.
It was the old
I
adventure
agree with
system, which was like
Yeah, it was
you launched
adventure.
Yeah,
from
but
inside the game.
Red War Adventures still felt more cohesive than this.
This is awkward.
There was so much potential
You
for
gotta
this
have
to
a
be like such a fantastic story, and I feel
No.
like they really missed the mark. Really do.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it's
do have
iconic
a
because
bullet.
Cade, this scene and Cade
Yeah.
dying and like how that made the entire community feel because he was a beloved character, but the way they handled the story, like playing through it was the best.
I think the Dreaming City bit also from this DLC kind of makes it one of the best. Like I don't think that it's necessarily about the storyline with it being the best. I think it's more about the locations that it introduced, the themes,
any last words?
and like they killed Mickey Mouse with this thing. Like that's essentially what they did. Cade 6 was Mickey Mouse, they killed him. So this is more of a vibe than it was really like the
You
story.
want this guy to be my Hunter Vanguard? I'm sorry. No.
He has to. He's part
No.
of it.
He can't even keep his eyes open.
Oh my god.
Come across.
Hashtag not my Vanguard.
But he's part of a dare. He has to be the Vanguard. That's how it works.
Hashtag not my
Wait,
Vanguard.
but we
No,
killed.
it's fine, not my Vanguard.
Quote
Not my
unquote
Cade.
killed him. So technically, wouldn't it be us?
He's not that guy
Pathetic.
anymore. I mean, they do a lot of work to try to make Aldrin his redemption arc, but I just really have never bought it. I think the amount of anger and like hatred I have towards him because of that season, I can't.
But
I
it's
know
not
the redemption
him.
arc. I don't buy it. I don't
But
like
it's not
Aldrin
him.
still. Sorry.
Exactly,
I'm not a fan.
It's not him.
He killed Cade.
It's not him.
He killed Cade.
Every now and then I
It's not
get a
him.
little alone.
No,
His body, his fingers, his
It's not his body.
eye-opening self killed Cade.
It's the traveler's body.
Have heard your
It's a
cry.
traveler's
It's a
body.
witness.
What?
What do you mean?
We will answer.
Wait, is this the same Karen Guardian from earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Who
so.
are you?
Yeah.
Karen Guardian.
It's the witness.
This creepy smile. I never.
I'm the
I never
boss.
forget this creepy smile.
I'm the
We are
manager.
not
Look at me.
your
Look at me.
friend.
I'm the boss.
Look at me. I'm the manager.
Turns out I'm the manager all this time.
Oh my god.
So do
This
we
is
know
kinda
what was
cool, though.
happening there?
Yeah, that's the witness talking to us.
That was the first
Oh,
time
that
he
was the-
directly spoke with
Yeah,
us.
yeah. People are saying that's the first time we directly spoke to the witness. I mean, I like
Season
that they're
of
going through this
Dawn.
though because I feel like
And
the
Arrival.
final shape is supposed to be like the culmination of years of storytelling, and so like they're picking out pieces that are kind of like this is what's leading up to this like DLC that's coming up, which is kind of cool.
Like arrivals here with the pyramid
Yeah.
ships finally entering Seoul.
I loved these, and then they didn't come back to them until like for a minute. I was like the pyramid ships. Ugh. They were
Oh,
so
Russian guy.
They
The
were so
actual
scary.
fucking Rasputin. Like, this is Rasputin. Not whatever we had. Ugh, still mad about that.
Rasputin has ball. What are you talking about? That's just a really big warming cell.
Do you want me
Don't
to
you
end
mean
your life?
elemental orb?
Whoa.
Not before we truck that warmine cell at you, you won't.
Don't you dare insult my love Rasputin
We're not
like that.
insulting him.
How dare.
You're taking that as if we were, but we never said anything like that.
Do you guys want a real Rasputin quote?
No,
Like,
Pitch said something like that.
do you want a real
you?
Rasputin fact?
Sure.
They say that he smelled like a goat and that he was hung like one too.
Dan, please.
What?
After hours, mate.
Oh,
I can't
What
relate.
do you call Rasputin when he has Taco Bell?
Oh, God.
Rasputin.
Oh.
Why would you do that?
Oh no.
All in
Why
favour
would
of
you
deafening
say
Tiddly?
that?
No, no.
To like
I've just been informed.
You have the power to
fucking-
like just close her out subtly. That'd be
You
great.
can't kick me out of the podcast now. It's too late.
it's too late,
Guys,
guys.
got some ahead of him. By
If
the
it's
way,
anything
I'm
like
informed
last-
that
The damage is
Rasputin's
done.
If it's anything like
appendage,
Almost certainly done.
if it's anything
actually
like
been
last year, we got
preserved
4
in a
hours.
Darnsville museum. Guys, Rasputin's appendage has been preserved in a museum somewhere.
Appendage.
Just so you know.
what?
His penis, Tiddly, his penis.
Where's physics?
but
Physics is
he's-
on his way.
Ball of matter. How the fuck did
Yeah,
he?
he's like an AI.
He's an AI,
How
literally,
does
yeah.
he have any
Oh.
appendage?
Sorry, I was
Are you
talking about
saying his
the
dick
real
crossed
Rasputin.
No,
more
no,
than-
Pidge and I are on the same level.
Rasputin.
We're on the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
level.
like,
We know
the
what's going
real
on.
Rasputin.
Yeah,
I'm
real,
really sad I'm
real
missing the
Rasputin
Keys
facts,
joke.
man.
yeah.
The
And
drip
now-
processing core.
You
Real
didn't know that
Rasputin facts.
Rasputin was a real person? Oh, that's
Yes.
true. That's true. You're talking
Yeah,
about the
Anastasia.
OG, yeah.
Like yeah, that whole
OG,
story, the
yeah.
Anastasia.
All right, here we are beyond light. Oh, is this the cool drifter fight scene?
Yeah.
No, this is them arriving at Europa.
This is the
Yeah.
Dark Vanguard.
People arrive,
We get to
Europa.
see Drifter, Eris, and Elsie, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
As stated.
This scene is sick.
Yeah, agreed.
There was something special about Beyond Light. Like,
Oh yeah, we got
It's
new
called
toys.
Stasis coming out
like
Oh,
completely
no.
overpowered.
it was you know, this was what we looked forward to at the beginning.
It was a
of,
tonal
like, the
shift.
pandemic, right?
The whole thing was the
during the
ghost, right?
pandemic.
crazy
It's when
The
we,
ghost.
pandemic summer, man.
It was actually
All the
like the
reveals.
puka that we find out later, you know? And everyone's like, I remember that was like the big thing. We were like, oh, what is that? I don't know what that is.
I want that drifter ship.
Same.
That's how I want to enter like patrol zones. Is on a ship
Space
like that,
fish,
not fucking
yes.
transmit down.
Yeah, that's true.
I believe I called it a guppy when I first saw
Are
it.
they
A
all
guppy,
using
yeah.
guns in this scene?
Yeah.
Only
Everyone's
Eris
like, oh, what a
is,
guppy.
even though Elsie's the one who has the power.
Is Drifter just using gunplay basically?
Yeah, because he don't need no ability crutch.
It's crazy. It took us 3 years to see the
Technically,
puka.
Elsie has a puka, right?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
we
It took us
should-
3
Yeah,
years to
puka.
see the puka.
So when is Destiny going to have pets?
Well,
I
Wait,
wish
you
I
can't
could
cut it off
roll
there.
my
You
We
got
have-
pile
we
of
have the
money
dog
and
there.
if I
Hold
could
up,
get
hold up.
pets-
I just want to remind you that our canine friend is returning to the tower today.
no, he was there yesterday.
He was there yesterday.
He's
He was
a
there
He's been there this season.
He's been there this
been
entire
there this
season.
season pitch.
I've pet him at least 40 times this season.
Pigeon, I know you've played like 3 different games.
Oh,
this
he's in that
season,
little
but-
bit near Ada, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, right. Do you know what?
Imagine not showing
Go back
I
to
totally
Remnant.
forgot.
Who said that?
I actually forgot. Do you know what? Well, I had a lot of fun petting him with like 6 guardians at the same time because he ended up like glitching
Clip it.
and flying everywhere.
The same 14 crew.
Clip it.
Guardian raced to the Dreaming City to confront Osiris. Savathun, blah 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 blah. Queen Marsoff struck a bargain where, and it reads like Star Wars. Exchanging.
It's not doing the
It's not
scroll though.
scrolling,
We needed
bro.
to do the scroll. Yeah.
We could do that real quick.
Type it all out and then scroll like the Star Wars credits. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. You just gave me a great idea. At the start of every stream, I'm gonna type up a new scroll, and it's gonna be the start of my stream.
Mommy savvy.
Oh, I love this voice actress. I am so excited. Savathun is coming back. I cannot tell you. She is amazing. That voice actress is amazing.
He's pretty good, yeah.
This cutscene when we got brought it full circle as well.
And Daddy Amaru. We're getting Daddy Amaru back.
Oh my
This
God.
cutscene
Where's the
gave me
spray bottle?
chills. So good.
That's a good cutscene.
Yeah.
Hello, old friend.
She was pan-breed all along.
Witch Queen was so great. I mean, did Beyond Light ever really have a chance after Witch Queen?
First as
Beyond
an
Light?
enemy,
Yeah.
Lightfall?
No, not Beyond Light. Lightfall.
finally, now.
Yeah, it did. If they didn't mess up the
It was just
story
a-
and
it
a
was
bunch
just
of
tonal
other things I'm not
shift.
going to go into, this is not the time or place for me to rant.
We could not have come close to this level. Like,
Devotion inspires bravery.
if Witch Queen didn't exist, I think the community
Bravery
accepts
inspires
Lightfall a lot different.
sacrifice.
So it's the, sort of like the comparison that it's relatively yeah
They needed
That's what
needed
built it.
something.
A palate
They
cleanser.
needed to do better than Witch Queen.
Valid. Yeah, like Lightfall was the Ant-Man to Witch Queen's Avenger.
I like that.
God.
Yeah, same. I like it.
I know it was. It's
But
it's a,
that's what you're. That's making your point though.
You mean like Quantum Mania? Everyone shit on it, and I loved it.
no, not.
I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
I've yet to see
I
that.
mean,
Can't
it
make
was
a comparison.
Elegant.
I think it does a good job setting up the bad guy. I
Yeah,
think that he's really interesting.
Oh yeah, Kang was the best part of it.
Yeah, for sure. He was literally so good in it.
I think it's just getting to terms with the fact that we're at a total stalemate as of Lightfall,
Yeah.
and how we're going to get out of that stalemate, pretty much. If
When you
we're going
say-
to get out of the stalemate.
Rising
You
action.
say stalemate, we lost hard.
Because now the world.
Yeah, it's more.
Yeah,
like,
but we're not.
what is it?
We're down, but not out. So
That's
like,
not stalemate. We
It's
still
like
lost.
Yes,
Empire
it is.
Strikes Back vibes.
Stalemate implies that neither side can move against each other. The witness won. He got into
Ah,
the traveler.
do you know
We
what?
Right,
lost.
right.
correct. Yeah. So it's not quite a
Yeah.
stalemate.
Yeah,
But
like,
it seems
No, I
like
mean, I
it.
feel
the
like-
good guys lost at the end of Empire.
I agree. I feel like we're at the point in the story where it's like the low point where the future is uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen, and we have the potential of losing. And that's why it makes the story exciting, you know, because there has to be some possibility of failure. And that's the problem with superhero stories or stories with magic or stories where you're like invincible is there's no peril, there's no danger, there's no
Yeah.
like possibility of loss. And when you
So,
don't have that
you're saying
potential, everything becomes
something
very
is
boring,
dead?
right?
Yeah.
So now we're at this
Superman
point
problem.
where where like we've lost the traveler, right? Like there's this point where we could possibly lose. It just makes the story that much more exciting. So I'm just like super pumped about it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's how I'm feeling.
I wouldn't have believed it either, but why would she need us?
Hey, look, it's a pre-order bonus, guys.
If she never lost
This is still Karen Guardian.
This is still Karen Guardian, yeah.
She just put her mask on.
This is the warm scene, right?
Or D, did she get a haircut?
Oh my
No.
god.
Hey,
No, you
look,
can't
it's
do that in
Karen, and
Destiny
she's
2.
speaking with the manager right now.
You can't do that in Destiny 2, Bonna.
Can I shout out something here for Bungie? This scene, all the protagonists there were in a very specific order in this frame, and there was a very, like, in my community we had a thing called the Big Brain Reddit post, which kind of said, look at the way they're in this shot and the order they all appear in, and we actually did get seasons that had, like, went in order of the protagonists that you see in the scene. A little bit of foreshadowing there.
Read it from right to left, and you get all 4 seasons of that. Yeah.
After all,
Exactly.
So where was
Biggest
Shax?
brains.
worst enemy.
He.
Dan,
No,
please.
that's the one bit, right? No, look, he's not standing anywhere near them. See?
I don't know why
I was waiting
the
on it,
Traveler
man.
gave Savathûn the light. Maybe it has changed its mind about Guardians. Maybe it's not as
I like the
infallible
fact that
as we
Cole's
once
like,
believed.
oh well, we don't know anything anymore. Let's go fucking kill her anyway.
I don't know, and it doesn't matter. Because I'm here to protect humanity. And if Savathûn takes the Traveler, we lose our light, along with any hope for surviving the Witness's return. So, whatever it takes to stop this heist, we will do.
Is this Gina Torres?
All right.
Yes.
How do we?
I think so.
When did they replace her?
Which queen?
No, they replaced her at that point.
I'm not
Fairly
sure.
Oh,
certain.
she had?
I don't
Okay.
think this is Gina Torres. I think they replaced her.
This is not Gina Torres.
Yeah.
Now she's in that other game.
Harry Potter and the Call of Duty.
Tell
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. How dare you? So one place we get our screenshots from.
True.
Calculated. So did you, Guardian.
But you don't use the lost sector in Europa?
Protective of your traveler.
No.
But you wouldn't let me.
This scene is so funny. Like if you have like a
I've got
like a
ads.
bow or
Yeah.
a giant shotgun.
Oh, does it get in the way?
Yeah, no, I think I had my ignition code.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, and it was like really sticking out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's so funny. This is one of the best scenes in the game, depending on what you have equipped.
Yeah.
Just don't say.
I've had it with Wishender. It looks really weird. Izanagi's Burden. Looks like I'm about to one bang a
I realised we made the screenshots, by the way.
Apparently, Gina was recast in Beyond Light.
Beyond like, okay, yeah.
It's that one guy from the new season. Oh,
Oh, so it was Gina Torres in that scene.
No. So she had already been recast.
Oh, she already been recast. Okay.
yeah.
Guardian,
She was cast for that
I just
scene.
got the message. The Traveler is back in the last city.
Well, what's the
Is
new
it done?
the new person?
Is
I
Savathûn-
forgot her name. She does good though.
She's dead,
She doesn't skip
but
a
her
beat.
ghost got away.
Good enough. Hold your position.
Couldn't tell you,
The Hidden
actually.
are coming to
Did
secure
you?
the remains. Good work, Guardian. You did the right thing.
This music.
I'm
keeping
hearing
out.
somebody's game audio.
Now,
I think.
we prepare for the witness and stop the
Game
next
audio?
I think
collapse.
Nathan Fillion is coming back, right? For
He's,
Kate?
Yeah,
he is
that
for
was-
Final Shape.
that
That was one of the
That is
announcements
confirmed.
that they made. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
Like
that's
straight
right.
away when it went out,
Yeah.
he put out like a acknowledgement.
Nathan Fillion, yeah.
Oh yeah, this cutscene that blew our minds, our tiny little brains.
They did such a good job with the aesthetic.
Hey, we get to fight in there.
Look how tall he is as well. It's like
Like, how are we supposed to fight that?
He's 5'8" at best.
You promised them life.
I don't know.
All
I think
head,
the witness
all
is a
head.
she, but the witness is more of a they,
It's a-
right?
it's
Because
a
it's a
Yeah.
it's you
It's a
know like
collective,
they're
yeah.
like an amalgamation of everyone
Yeah.
in that race.
It's
so
literally a
like,
them.
I think of the witness as like genderless, honestly.
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah, per
Yeah.
Bungie, the official
Or
pronoun.
every gender.
They, yeah,
They,
yeah.
You have
Now, where does the top of his head stop? Or their head stop? And
is over.
We'll never see the tip, Bana.
We do.
Oh my
Anna's
god.
always looking for the tip.
Be afraid.
True.
I haven't
Well,
seen it
what?
in like 5 years.
Your pale heart holds the key.
Which this makes sense given the new recent things. Like these are all the collective of whatever their race was.
Right. They represent the
became
entirety
one
of the
entity.
race. Yeah, one
Yeah.
entity of like many.
That was
Yeah.
sick.
Some
Less than
serious-
15
that
minutes.
backstory was so good about the witness and the
Yep.
people. Oh, that was so good.
Oh, this
Season
God,
of the
show
Seraph. This
that
is so
cutscene.
well done.
Show that
Yes,
cutscene
the
from Seraph.
cutscene. The cutscene.
Yes.
Schnell!
Lost
We
my mind.
all
Look, it's
lost our
medieval
minds.
boy.
We all lost
The
our minds
Vanguard.
here.
You
It's the
goddamn
guy that killed
coward.
Cade, who also
I do
has a
not
Karen
stand.
haircut.
I do not stand. Mm-mm.
He also has a Karen cut.
He does. He does. They go to the same barber.
There's only one barber in Destiny.
Yeah, right.
Right?
He only knows how to do one cut.
That makes sense why we can't change our character's
Yeah.
appearance then.
Give me the manager's special.
His reservation is his reserve list is like miles long. Just can't do it.
You just can't do it. Just delete your entire existence if you want to
My
change how
favorite
you
part
look.
was Saint 14 putting his hand around Osiris.
That's why Zavala and Ikoro just cut it off. Just cut it off.
Oh, I love this cutscene.
Don't worry. The great machine will never.
Mithrax is one of the most
abandon
underrated characters. Too.
Again.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So cool.
Look, it's a display Tiddly have.
Yes, literally.
Hold it up!
I've seen
Hold
put
it!
on stream as well.
I love how you put it sideways and I was moving my head sideways.
Yeah, there you go.
I was actually looking sideways.
Oh my god. I will forever be mad at this.
Like a weird
Ever
Pavlovian
be mad at
response.
this.
So why do you have the hots for Rasputin? I need to know. Seth?
I love Rasputin. It's just such a cool character, and then they just with him at the end. I'm forever mad at this.
It's Sleeper. I wonder what the DPS is going to be like.
Like, I don't know. He has such a cool backstory and
love
everything,
how
and
this game's
he finally had a really cool kind of character growth in that specific season, and then they just kind of threw it
Yeah,
out,
like,
and
they
I was
killed him
like,
off then, yeah.
I was like, come on, like he was already cool, like from everything we kind of knew
He's
about him.
coming back.
I mean, technically, yeah, he could, because he could just be hiding in one of the innumerable fucking bunkers there are everywhere in the fucking system.
Honestly,
But I'm still mad.
like I don't
Listen,
think
if
he is
Letty
coming
can
back.
come back in Fast and the Furious, Rasputin.
I'm not sure that's the standard we should be holding it to, my God.
Well, I mean, look at Cade. Come on.
Yeah.
Everyone said Cade was final, and
No,
obviously,
no.
He is.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Everyone said Cade was final.
I knew we'd see him again.
But
but-
said Cade was
I
final.
always yes bonus.
Dead.
We
He's
killed.
dead. Oh.
Wait,
Did you
wait,
figure
wait,
out
wait,
your
wait,
Hunter
wait.
Vanguard was
Hear
dead?
me out.
We
What
kept
if it's
the vigil
clickbait?
going.
What if it's clickbait?
That's
Oh my
that's why Aldrin's Vanguard there is invalid because Cade ain't dead. Boom.
It's
I'm not-
clickbait.
I wonder if we can charge Rasputin's
I'm
actual
not
thing.
touching
You
that
can
one.
just bring people back from the dead.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
I don't like it. I mean, I love
don't-
Cade, but I wanted Cade to stay dead because like it removes the emotional impact
Okay.
of like and the
Have
meaning
you considered
behind
the
that.
fact
You
that
know.
Cade is dead outside of the Traveler?
Well, I think that's what's going on. I think that he's
Yeah.
like somehow his
in the Traveler.
in the
that
Traveler.
scene?
Yeah,
It's,
I don't know.
it's only within the Traveler that he currently exists, and that's it.
Yeah.
Either
Then,
that or we're in the past or some alternate timeline.
if
Well-
I speak, I'm going to be in big trouble because I know.
Don't you say spoilers.
The darkness-
sir.
The darkness has
Sorry.
like memory capabilities, right? So like,
Damn.
that's kind of what we know.
No, but the darkness is about remembering, but the light is about forgetting, which is why Cade
What if the
there is
Traveler
going to
is
be interesting.
heaven? The
Then
Traveler is
it'll
heaven,
have darkness
and where
in
all
it?
the Guardians go when they die.
We might
Heaven
be
is a
dead.
place.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Cade is, what the whole thing that we've been teased for is.
At all costs.
Can I just tell you something? See this cutscene? This cutscene did not play when I launched Lightfall. I got
get wrecked.
I got
no.
pumped straight in a mission. I had zero context as to why I was in a spaceship
Why you
somewhere until I went on an alternate character.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's for Togwan.
I hope that doesn't happen next time.
It's gonna happen every time. Now that you
Pigeon's
said
just
it.
getting plonked in the fight. I'm like, oh well, I
Pigeon
guess I'm
2
here
hours,
now.
10 minutes.
What is this story in Destiny everybody's talking about?
Pretty sad though.
Then you get to
imagine.
see the Super Saiyan Traveler.
We
Unlucky.
get to see the mangled Titan.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's
That Titan.
I never
jacked
noticed
up.
until Lightfall that Zavala had blue tattoos either side of his neck.
Oh, this set
Really?
the raid. Oh,
Flower.
Here comes Neza.
Oh, okay.
yes.
You do see the
You
tip.
see the tip now. Yeah,
You see
there
the
go.
tip. You had to wait till Lightfall to see the tip.
Traveler made an entire new raid in like 10 seconds flat.
I know. They
Yeah,
should
they're-
do
You
Hey,
telling me
what are you doing?
Bungie can't give us a raid every
Yeah.
season? I think not.
Oh my god.
Bungie need to up the buddy.
Put the Traveler, what we want to turn to
Right?
an
Just
easy
point the
mode.
Traveler at the game. Jeez.
What is
Oh, amazing.
It's Chaos Reach.
Whatever
A
that
depth.
thing is, we gotta take it down.
So, do we want to place bets on when Amanda's going to be revived as a Guardian?
Oh, stop
Oh,
it.
that's
It's today.
telegraphed, right? That's
It's today.
I feel the same way about Amanda as I do about Cade, except I don't really care about Amanda. So, but
You watch your mouth.
Amanda's more likely to come back than Raspian.
Fuck you.
yeah, I agree with
Fuck
that.
you.
I think it is very
Fuck
likely
you,
to bring her
Bob.
back, but I hope they don't. I hope they don't because they minimize the impact of her death.
I don't know. I thought I
No.
did think Cade's death was final, but Amanda's for whatever reason, I thought they were setting her up to be.
Yeah,
Be a
100%. The
Guardian?
way they set it up, and she was like, "Oh, I wanted to be a Guardian, but I'm a Guardian without being a Guardian."
Like, we don't
and
get
like
that cutscene
being
unless they got plans.
the relationship you have between her and Zavala, like.
Well, and
it
her
just goes to-
parents, right? Like her parents die, and then
Mhm.
she's just like, I was waiting for them to come back, and they didn't come back, and you
That's
know.
really sad.
They kind of telegraphed it, but I don't mind it.
I wouldn't mind her coming back as a guardian, but I also don't care if she doesn't in a way. Sorry.
Yeah, like I don't care about Amanda, but I hope
She would be entirely different. Unless they break the one rule of a Guardian, which is to know your path.
We're in no position to engage
Golden
the
Callus.
Wait, doesn't
Man, I was so like jaded by Callus' character in Lightfall. It was a total meme after years
Yeah.
Oh,
of feeling very powerful, overarching.
I kind of agree with
He was
that.
a very weak character.
What was that
And then-
It got,
No
it
worries,
got.
King, no worries.
I literally. It was probably some throwaway line. I don't remember.
No more running away.
This
That
is
was really cool though.
I fully accept and admit my bias for Lightfall 2, given my association with it.
Daddy issues got solved, Pog.
I
My-
mean, I love Lightfall. I love the story, and then I got on Twitter and it's like, oh, people didn't like this.
yeah.
Yeah,
I-
but it was,
Yeah.
and I've talked about it. It's like it's not that they didn't like one thing. If I made a good point, and then people just latched onto it and kind of like mob mentality
Yeah.
from there.
Group
Like
things,
I
yeah.
don't think it was bad. It was like there was one aspect of it.
Is-
Was the veil that didn't make sense. And
Yeah.
took that to me.
Took that,
Story.
the whole thing. passed
I will
off the
say
whole
this
thing.
too, based on conversations that I've had with like, I think most people here know Punky. He said something like, here at the end, we're really made to be the fool, and people do not like being made the fool when you're the main character of anything.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we didn't shoot the ghost.
Yeah,
We were really about to like destroy it.
yeah. And so I can see that being a major gripe of like, oh, well, I'm stupid because I did this the entire time. And it really wasn't well I guess it was forecasted a little bit, but
What just happened?
yeah, this right here where it's like, oh, well, we're both idiots.
Zavala. The fact that the witness could control the ghost like that.
Yeah.
I think
It's
one
a
thing for
conduit
me
of
is,
light.
like, the whole boss fight for Callus. I thought that was kind of a letdown because they really make him into this like really big bad guy, and then I thought he went down too easy. I'm worried about that for the final shape too. I'm a little worried we fight the witness and they go down too easy.
Like, if you fight him legit, he's actually.
Oh no, we
Spider-Man.
it took a couple tries. I didn't first try it.
Every time I see that scene, I think the witness is a little choo-choo train.
I also played on hard.
Yeah,
I think it's also
I'm not
the
talking
mechanics.
about necessarily like the actual fight itself. I'm just talking about sort of like the story and how like there's all this buildup and then you just like fight him.
Oh yeah, like within the narrative, how easy.
And the narrative, how he goes down so easy.
Yeah.
It's like I thought there was gonna be more to the Callus story, and it's like, oh, he's
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick before we get into the meat.
Well, that's a good shot. I'm gonna do that too. I'll be right back.
3 minutes, guys. If you want to go do stuff.
Same. Run into the restroom, chat. Be right back.
Do you think we'll defeat the witness with Pythagoras' theorem?
What?
Yeah, it's a triangle.
Wait, what did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, so we're just using Pythagoras' theorem to defeat the witness, aren't we? Yeah.
See, I didn't hear what you said the first time.
God, I'm stupid.
No, it's fine. Oh.
The witness.
What game's this called again?
Beyond our reach.
Oh my god, if
Mortal
you
Kombat.
say.
Oh wait, no, I'm an idiot. Like I'm watching an ad for Immortals. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
What the? We're getting there. I'm gonna have to rewatch the whole thing.
I'm about 3 seconds behind on my thing.
Yeah, very much the same between like one of the stream and then Bungie's.
Have failed.
That was gory.
Remember when they unraveled
About time it went dark. Season of Redacted, the final shape. And that's it.
What do be that?
What is this?
Our journey continues. Oh no, that's not it.
Yeah, we got Season of the Vex, we know.
Ooh.
Oh.
Memoriam. Thank you, Commander. Beautiful.
Oh. Sad. He was so young too.
I've seen terrible things born
He
out
will
in the
forever be
darkness.
missed.
Every
Yeah.
moment brings them closer.
Oh my gosh, where are we?
Before we get too deep in, chat, how's the audio? Is there anybody too high? Anybody too low?
The beginnings.
Trailer.
Alright, game over, credits.
God. And we're back.
Holy crap.
Becca's so cute with her reaction. I love her. I like discovered her a while ago on YouTube, and man, I love her.
Lying between light and dark
She's the
is
sweetest.
so very thin. Let's cross it together.
Stasis,
I love that line.
our favorite.
It's almost a bad.
Oh my god. Alright, put the popcorn down, y'all.
I'm afraid.
What? Traveler just did a Death Star!
Oh my god. What is he doing? No way.
Oh my god, was?
There was a lot of hype with
It's
that.
the king!
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Here we
a
go,
lot
guys.
of
10
hype.
seconds.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
10 seconds. All right, we're going full screen for this. I want no distractions. Give me the goods, Bungie.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Like many of you, I've been playing games
Joe!
as long
Mustache.
as I can remember. They're a core part of what makes me who I am.
Wait, we're playing bingo?
I believe there's this deeply rooted, often unstated mission of games to keep adventure alive. In 2014, Bungie set out to start a new adventure. Heroes awakened on a desolate planet. A silent god set in our sky. And it wouldn't be long before an ancient enemy, shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door to destroy us. Over the years, our heroes would shape a story far greater than anything we could have imagined. Players would explore deep into the depths of Venus, hunting a machine god that controlled time itself. They'd invent ways to combine their mythic weaponry and their paracausal abilities to stand alone against monsters that took others, an entire elite squad. They'd race alongside their friends far into the early morning in the halls of an ancient city where only a select few emerged victorious at dawn, clutching the heart of a dragon. But most importantly, they'd bring their friends and their family into this world, and together meet new faces on this adventure who would become lifelong companions. Now, together, we approach the final shape. We're about to embark on the last expedition of Destiny's first saga. So let's be clear about the stakes. In the final shape, you will go inside the Traveler. The journey will be difficult.
Wow!
And what awaits you on the other side of this trek is nothing less than the deadliest entity we have ever faced. There will be no open betas.
We're going inside the
There aren't
Traveler.
going to be any guides on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come. Whether you've been with us from the beginning, joined us somewhere along the road, or looking at Destiny for the first time, anybody who shows up on launch day is going to be greeted with this same uncharted world, a vacuum-sealed experience begging for you to be the first person to peel it open. So today is your invitation to go forth and adventure.
Let's freaking go.
That's
yeah, I want to go inside the Traveler.
Let's go, baby.
Wow. That's not the Cosmodrome as we know it.
It is, but it isn't.
This is a new Guardian being resurrected. Is this meant to be us?
After all these years,
Destiny 3.
we never talked about it. Why I brought you back.
Oh!
Oh, wait.
What? What?
Why
That's
you
the tower.
were chosen.
That's the tower? The D1 tower?
And that's some
Yeah.
silicon armor.
Yeah, it is.
So that's how Kate is alive. She's in the Traveler.
That's the glass phone.
The truth is, I didn't know then. It was just a feeling.
And sun braces, bro.
When brought Galahorn, good stuff, good stuff.
Oh, wait.
Are we going?
That's Europa.
No, that's the wall.
But I know now.
He fails a jumping puzzle. Oh.
Bloody warlock jumps, bro.
Oh, we did.
It's the goat.
Goosebumps.
There he is, baby.
Oh.
What?
Fuck
What was
you?
that?
I don't know.
Our last. So
Okay, let's go.
one last
What
time.
the fuck?
What were those?
HR Geiger.
Those were tormentors with Strand.
Yeah, they look like
And
tormentors.
stasis sites.
And stasis.
Strand and stasis sites. That armor is so sick.
What?
That's an
What?
Elite
Is that-
super.
That's an axe?
We're getting the supers.
That's sick. All right, February 27th.
Let's go, baby.
February 27th.
I'm taking the time off. Let's go.
Yeah.
You don't have your time.
This time in Destiny history. We've been building to this moment for the last 10 years.
The final shape is the conclusion to that journey. This is a moment in gaming that, as a developer, you
Notice how
just
many
don't
Guardians
get
put on
very
screen?
often.
Guardians and allies are fighting the biggest threat that the universe has ever seen in this big culmination of the Light and Darkness saga.
She's so cool. I shared a cab with her.
Oh, that's
When we
I
were
bet
thinking
you
of
have
what the
great
final
stories.
shape
I really
could
do.
be, it had to be a lot of different things. It needs to pay off this epic confrontation with the Witness that we've been setting up for years. It has to bring you closer to your allies in the Vanguard. It has to be this place that like makes you feel nostalgic for the entire journey you've been on.
When we were resurrected by ghosts at the very beginning of this story, we didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help, and it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
Okay. So the Traveler foresaw its own
When we
demise.
first start the final shape, we are finally able to go through the portal that the Witness opened in the Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
Inside is the pale heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
Wait,
The
Pale Heart
has the
holds the key.
It has always had a connection to it. The pale heart of the Traveler is
Is
what
that
it's
the pale
trying
heart
to use
there?
to gain connection to the
Probably.
light. So with both, it can enact its final shape.
The Witness looks around and sees a lack of purpose, no meaning. It wants to fix all that. So it's trying to put the universe into this frozen perfection where everything's just exactly how it thinks it's supposed to be. That is the final shape.
That's a really
If we're
cool
going to defeat the
villain
Witness,
motivation.
it's going to take everyone. Failure is not an option.
We're gonna need the Vanguard, all of our
dig it.
allies, and all the Guardians to rally together and be brave in the face of Oblivion.
In the final shape, we're going to answer questions at the grandest scale. But what I find really interesting is that it's also a very personal journey where we deepen our relationships with these characters that we've known for so long. Zavala, Ikora, our ghost, get to reconnect with Cade 6.
Cade.
So, like, while there's this great conflict and everything going on around us and stakes of just unimaginable heights, it's still at the end a story told around campfires by a bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
So we're being nomads.
I love this already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the hero shot. Can see
It's so cool.
Oh, look at that.
I said we were going back to the old tower.
And stop the final shape. Inside the Traveler is this infinite,
Oh my
vast,
gosh.
unknowable. And we're landing on the Pale Heart, which is a fraction of really what is inside the Traveler.
Yeah.
The Pale Heart is
The
weird.
music is so good.
It's a little strange. It makes you feel a bit uncomfortable.
Smokes.
And it is also
It's opera.
just
That's
so
made out
cool
of
and
hard
artistic
gold.
in the best way.
Oh.
The Witness
Yo, this track
entered
is a banger.
well
I
ahead
need
of
this
any
one right now.
Guardians, and so it's had time to kind of shape what's there. When our Guardian enters, the rest of the Pale Heart starts getting shaped also around what we've experienced.
This is the Traveler recreating the world in front of you as it saw on your journey.
That's
One
cool.
of the most memorable block towers from
Reliving the
Destiny's
environments,
past
yeah.
is the D1 tower. It's really a labor of love from the Destiny team. The final shape means so much
So
to
cool.
everyone who's
So
building it, and I
beautiful.
think players
I
are really
love the
going to be
greenery
able to
in
see
it.
that.
The Pale
I
Heart
love this
is
so much.
our
giving off
very first
Revelry
linear
vibes.
destination that we've ever done. I would
Oh,
love it
Blue
if
Scout.
players felt that they began their journey in a place of safety and feel it escalate in danger, in
Oh, gosh.
surrealness, because there is this beautiful evolution of the space.
So mysterious looking.
Yeah.
They see things that are more
The
and more
hands are
wrong
freaking
as they
me
begin
out,
to go
man.
towards the Witness's monolith. It's kind of this
If they reach out and touch
foreboding
me, I'm gonna
thing
scream.
off in the distance.
The
Catch
weirdest
these hands.
things happen as you get
Like
closer
kind of a
to
Wizard
the
of Oz.
monolith in the form of reshaping. Kind of like deconstructing things and putting them back together.
Oh, viewfinder.
Wow.
Wow.
That
the
reminds
sense of
me
scale
of
you get out there,
in
like,
Vow,
as you're
like the things that are in
exploring space and you're
Amber.
jumping
Yeah.
on these
They're kind of like cut into
reshaped
pieces
cuboids
like
of
that.
Earth. You feel tiny as a guardian. You feel alone.
Minecraft.
You feel
Come
like
on,
you are
stuff.
not the force to be reckoned
I don't
with.
care. I'm
that
playing
you have
Minecraft.
You're not the God Slayer right now. You're just this little person jumping from these massive pieces to massive pieces.
Yeah, that's surreal.
One
man.
of the things that we
Yeah.
really tried to also capture
So
is
who's
that
the
the
enemy?
witness keeps throwing everything it has at you. And so you're going to fight these new enemies, the subjugators.
Subjugators?
Subjugators.
Oh,
what?
You're going to be
the
fighting in the final shape. They have an.
You see how we're fighting with Thrall?
They're performing.
We're fighting with
stasis
Listen High.
powers,
Guys look
strand
sick.
powers
No.
To face the Guardian. Well, in support of
They're
all
like
the
mini
other enemies you're
revolts
fighting.
They bring something entirely new to the battlefield, which
Supers and
is kind of this element
We're
of
not
control.
Oh,
fighting.
he gets suspended in the
Back there,
GM? Oh, get
hanging
out,
away with
man.
stasis powers, throwing crystals at you,
Oh,
freezing
leave it
you in
out.
place.
That's why they nerf
You
suspension
Side arm.
right there.
Side arm tech.
That's why they nerf
They're
suspension.
cool as shit, dude.
Yeah,
That's
those
why
are-
they
Focusing
nerf
you
stasis,
on
lol.
The campaign and only the campaign.
It's fine, just anti-ace
It's
everything
the
back
most
at them.
important thing in the universe at that moment. You have to stop the final shape from happening.
Show us the new subclass. I
And
know
for
you're holding
that,
out
we
on
do
this one.
need the help with our
It's not a
allies.
fully
And so we're going
subclass.
to
It's
make sure
the
that the
super.
core
We get
Vanguard
it.
team gets back together. Zavala and Ikora and Cade.
The campaign is just the start of the Pale Heart. After you've reached the monolith and finished the campaign, we open up the entire destination, and so the entire Pale Heart is going to react to you and what you are doing.
Wow.
The campaign in the final
Transforming
shape
space
doesn't
seems
really
like-
end with the final mission. The raids are where you defeat like the big bosses.
Raids.
So it's
Raids.
only
That is
natural
so
that
sick,
you
Plural.
are going to
Yeah.
defeat the witness, you're going to do that in the raid. But that might
Yeah,
not be
that makes
enough.
sense. It's like Taken King, where
This
it's
is
like
a moment where we
it's
need to
basically
rally
setting
all
up the
guardians
raids.
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
able to overcome the final shape.
I love when the
and
story
witness.
does that, by the way.
Same.
Oh, look at that.
Raiding the Pale Heart gamers.
In the
Artists
final
is
shape,
light.
we are inside
Oh,
the
I love this
Traveler.
man.
Very
I
close
love
to this
that.
energy. This
best.
allows us
He
to
is.
have new supers.
Every time I see him,
Solar
it makes me happy.
voice.
We want to create
Wait, he just said new
something that
supers.
turns you into
Or
a
Arc Solar and Void.
powerhouse, but also can benefit your allies in a support capacity.
stasis.
There is this thread of team play and like working with your friends to overcome the odds.
Oh!
That is radiant.
Super is its ultimate expression of solar energy coursing through your guardian. This solar warlock super
Oh
is
my
a
God,
callback
that's
to
Selfred.
Radiance from D1.
Please don't tell
Other
me
than
it
Golden
actually
Gun,
is.
this
No,
is the
they're not
only
bringing back
other
Selfred.
first-person
Said-
super in
it's like
Destiny right
Radiance.
now. Your melee's like all these
another first-person
projectiles
shooter?
going off.
Oh,
Double the
wow.
amount of
First-person
projectiles. Your grenade almost being sentient as it searches around and then it hits a character, bounces
Oh,
off,
that
goes
is
to another
sick.
one.
That's
And
crazy.
You're so overflowing with this energy that
What was
you're
that called?
also giving it to your allies, allowing them to have their
Radiance.
solar weapons
It's
supercharged.
basically
applying
Radiance on
scorch when they're
steroids.
shooting.
The new solar warlock aspect. When I
Oh,
cast
that's
my
cool.
rift,
Oh my
it is going
God.
to create this little solar soul that when
Is
it
it stacked
sees
with
an enemy,
Sunracers?
it
Solar
looks
buddy!
apart
Solar
itself
soul,
out
soul
and hits
on
the enemy
rift.
and explodes and scorches them.
It just feels very alive.
And so you get a sentient second grenade?
Twilight.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but can we like just get every possible
It's
arc
a
soul,
layered-
Yeah,
every
exactly.
possible warlock soul together for
This
one
is
big
the
party?
only ranged one-off offensive super for
You can
Titans
even get,
in the
like,
game.
Titans
the
with,
Titan jumps up into the air.
No time to explain.
ranged
Summons
Titan
this
super?
giant void axe, throws it, summons another one, throws
Void
it, summons
axe?
another one, looks at a different
What?
group of enemies, throws it. And
That
when
sounded
these
like the
axes fly through
Hunters
the air, they
super?
sink
Yeah,
into the
it's
ground,
in
or an enemy
development.
do their
We had
void
this in
gravity
Beyond
thing
Light.
where
It's
they
like a
suck
three-burst.
up
Oh, like
energy
a
and
placeholder
enemies
sound
will
effect?
explode.
It's
Oh my
leaving
God, dude, look
behind,
at it
like-
go!
The axe
You can go and
sticks
pick it back
around,
up.
and you and your allies can go and pick up that
No
axe.
way!
Are your allies?
I press and hold.
That is awesome.
That's
know.
red.
I'm summoning an axe, I'm throwing it to you. I'm summoning an axe, I'm throwing it to Pigeon. And
The more
Oh,
it
no
charges
way!
up, and then I can release that, and it
creates this blast that deals massive damage.
Incredible.
Oh, so Titans are busted again. So Titans are just broken.
Titans busted again.
The shortest distance between two.
Wait, that's our baby!
Takes this knife and throws it across the world, and then is
Oh!
able to blink to its
Oh,
position
yo!
to the slash that just decimates anyone near.
Oh my
One really
gosh!
great thing
That's gonna
about
be
that is not
filthy in
just you do
PvP.
it once, but you're able to
Oh
do
my
it
god,
3
that is like
times.
instant shutdown, area of effect,
Oh, you get
madness.
three. You get 3
The
zips.
hunter has an aspect.
Oh,
We
that's
take our
amazing.
staff, we twirl it in the air, which
That's
propels us upward.
crazy.
It creates this burst, which
How did they
amplifies
come
you
up with
and
this
your
stuff?
allies near you.
It almost makes it
They
feel
played
like
a
you're playing
D&D
a fighting
campaign.
game, right? Like these combos that you're
Amplifies
chaining
your
together to
teammates.
do these different moves. It like takes that sandbox to the next level.
The more aspects we have, the more capable we are to do that.
Oh
It
my
feels like you're like
gosh,
riding the
bro.
lightning, you know, like that instantaneous, like.
That was good, but
Oh.
I think it was
That is so sexy.
you know.
I like it. I like it.
Yes!
Incredible,
We need
dude.
them to have like a sound effect battle against
He's
each other.
literally got a warp sword, man. That is amazing.
All sorts of goodness. We've got
Oh my
exotics, we've got
god!
legendaries, we've got perks. We're always cooking up stuff. We're always playing with stuff that we think is like really interesting or taking inspiration. We have Tessellation, which is this exotic pyramid fusion rifle. It
What?
has the really intriguing property of adapting your
The color.
guardian's current damage type.
This will be the first time that you can run a weapon that can adapt to be strand or stasis in the energy slot. So you'll be able to run an entirely strand or entirely stasis.
What the
loadout.
fuck?
Energy slot fusion
Tessellation
rifle?
has the additional problem that
entirely-
you can
Yep, in the
special
energy
reload
slot, like-
to reshape your grenade and suck it into the weapon, and then fire out a super destructive single projectile.
Oh my
It's a really
god,
special
bro.
weapon.
Damn,
What's
dude.
the one
Oh,
specific
God,
that I
no.
think is, like really zany that you would like right now?
What if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle?
What if you could harness the might of
What?
the Traveler?
Yes.
You know, we had a moment where we
why'd you
saw
do that?
that Traveler
Yes.
beam
Uh-oh,
cutscene.
Rev is already
I
crazy.
know, people
Oh,
went,
yeah.
I kind of want that. You're like, that is incredibly dope.
So we've got this opportunity to bring back these
Say more.
iconic
Like a linear
Destiny 1
fuse?
weapons, but really
Oh,
turn
oh,
it
yo!
into
Dragon's Breath!
Destiny 2.
We have to bring Kvatstab into the fold.
The Red Death.
Thank you!
Coming back.
And Dragon's Breath
Kvatstab,
in the
baby!
world, burn it all.
Red Death.
In the final shape, we have new weapon subfamilies coming, broadening what existing weapons can be.
Subfamilies?
Really like bordering
That's
on
right.
exotic functionality. So for example, we've got a rocket pistol sidearm subfamily. We always
What?
liked the
Huh?
special ammo sidearm.
I'm sorry, we've got
Fire
Mr. Talk.
Tiny, slow-moving rockets. They hit very hard, do a bit of AoE damage.
That's
They
Mountaintop
have a
Sun.
mixture of
That's
regular weapon
fine.
and rocket launcher stats. We're also doing a new.
Oh, that kind of looks like a buff sidearm, I'm not gonna lie.
Rifle is a type of legendary auto
Support
rifle.
weapon.
It'll let you switch seamlessly from firing at enemies to healing your allies.
Oh,
I'm really excited to
Yo,
bring
that's
it to
sick.
dungeons.
Nice.
and
Alright, give me that.
super
Give me
cool.
that. Give
Honestly,
it. Give
To be
it.
Baptiste in,
I need it.
in
Play full
Destiny now?
support.
Weapons team is
I
always
need it.
coming up with new ideas. We've got a ton of new cool stuff coming over the next few years, and some new and really wild ideas, which we're pretty
I
excited
like his
about.
shirt.
Next few years. Anyone?
Mhm.
Come on. Take
Yep.
a look.
Physics is
You've
in.
got a lot to cover.
Dan,
Legends are
physics
forever.
is in.
Come on, Cade. Come on
This
back,
place
baby.
is only big enough for
Ooh,
one
this is gonna be
dashing hero
cool.
type, and that's me. So,
I wore my Cade 6 shirt for a reason today.
hey, you two, give me a sec. I was magnificent.
Anyone want a hug?
Off my map. Worst case scenario,
Off my
you
map.
die. But who knows? Maybe you won't.
Maybe you won't.
He's so cool.
Man, I wish we could fanfire Ace. That'd be sick.
I love him.
Oh, everyone's finally cheering for him there.
Well, better get back to it.
I remember that trailer.
Yeah, so good.
Oh, okay.
In this moment where we're driving to the end of the Light and Darkness saga, it's great to see Cade like return to this world at this moment with all this change about to culminate with this confrontation with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the story of Destiny, whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters, the events that are uncovered to have brought him back. This is how the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness saga that didn't have Cade here alongside his friends to finish the job.
Hell yeah.
Talk to him, baby.
Once we started digging into the nature of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as a guide. Cade is Virgil, and he's our guide through this other place. Cade is the one who is the most appropriate person to be the guide, because that's his job. That's always been his job. It just feels so natural for Nathan to be back in the booth. It felt amazing to just see him slip back into the role, like, without missing
It's
his breath
really
instantly.
him! In the flesh, or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always
Oh,
held
that's
Zavala
nice.
and Ikora
Fuck, he's
together.
hot.
Having him back
He's
puts
so
them in a
hot.
position of questioning where they've been and what they've done.
I'd
without
shake his
Think
hand
about the
11 out
journey
of
that
10.
Zavala's been on.
11 out of
He's
10.
been taken down this
Oh,
dark
who's-
path.
oh,
And you
that's
think
his
about
wife.
the weight that's been on Ikora, having to hold the Vanguard together, having Cade's voice of levity and brightness that he brings to that group. I think it's going to be great for them.
Well, at least we have each other.
We want people to take away that sense of reunion and that idea of like the gang being back together for this moment.
I'm here now,
100%.
wherever the hell here is.
That better be an ornament.
Glowy, glowy.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's better. 100%.
Pathfinder?
Unlocking the path.
Guardian. The witness poses a dire
This is
threat.
this coming season.
Yeah, yeah. Now how are we gonna get
And
there?
the Witch Queen holds the answers we seek, but only if we contend
Warm.
with her sister.
That's a lot of power side ammo.
Oh, that's new.
It rests with me.
The moon. Go back to the moon.
Will you come back from this?
The throne model.
Do not be afraid.
Oh, that's Throne World. That part is Throne World. The other one might be Moon, yeah.
This Crota's in, right? This confirms Crota's in.
What
oh,
the
what?
fuck?
What the fuck?
Eris, you good?
What?
Wow.
Whoa!
Did she just become a hive god?
You have entwined it with your light. Assault the Spire, Guardian, and open the way to our tides.
You look hot.
Oh, that
We get the hive boomer.
Let them know fear.
Hive boomer exotic.
The death
Yeah.
of whispers, and they do whisper.
Look at me. Look at me.
Yo, we get to play blackjack.
Call in my name, Guardian.
Nah. That's your roguelite stuff right there.
Yeah.
Those only finishes.
Huh?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Listen, Mumford, us. Let's go. Hammer time.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Is that new aspect?
No, that's an exotic.
Ding dong, hammer
Eris
time.
goes full hive. Never go
I'm
full.
so excited about that. Eris is such a good character.
Yeah.
That can't be Zivu.
No. Season of the Witch.
Oh.
God
Hey,
damn.
more hive stuff.
Become the
Season of
hive.
the Witch is our opportunity as players. We've been annihilating and breaking hive spells, and now we finally get to cast
She
them.
goes
At
full
the end of
hive.
Season of the Deep, we learn that Savathun has the key to getting into the portal that we need to go into. That means we have to go find Imaru, her ghost. Imaru's like, not so fast. We've got a bigger problem first. And that bigger problem's name is Zivu Arath. If we fight her,
Oh, I
she
thought you
only
was like
gets
Crota.
stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really
good
It's a
idea.
wild ass idea, yeah. She
Wild ass idea.
The best way to fight fire is with
come on.
fire.
She's gonna
we
go-
are channeling
Yeah,
all
sword
of
logic.
that energy that we're creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and we're tithing to our friend Eris.
Bring me your time.
That's so
Oh my god.
awesome.
What does it mean for the characters and the player
literally
to kind
now
of like
with sword
be
logic.
like Savathun? And that's where we went down the path of having Hive Eris. We wanted to extend that magical fantasy into the player then. That ability to have
That's
overwhelming
insane.
magical power, that risk and
That's
reward
crazy.
into all of our
That's so
activities
cool,
and systems
though.
experiences. And so that's what led us to come up with things like Deck of Whispers.
Deck of
This
Whispers.
magical deck of cards that creates amazing synergies with your buildcraft meta and with buffs and the activities.
They can then choose these cards at will, whichever ones they want, and then that really leans into the build craft.
Oh, okay.
Actually are getting cards.
Oh my lord.
People are gonna have fun breaking the game with this.
I'm such a sucker for deck building. Like being able to like bring that element into Destiny gameplay.
That's
has
kind
so
of
cool.
Inspire Destiny Edition, anyone?
Yeah.
Like Malignant Hearts for D4.
I'm gonna have so much fun.
Yes.
So we've got two
This
brand
is
new
awesome.
seasonal activities coming with Season of the Witch. We've got Altars of Summoning
Two.
and Savathun's Spire.
Savathun's Spire is our new 3-player offensive. You're doing a lot more with the Lucent Hive magic, but it's got a high amount of combatant density. It's got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathun's Spire, was like her reliquary for all these different magical experiments as she was learning the light. You're there in order to learn as much as you can in order to become a master spellcaster, right? To become like Savathun. The Altar of Summonings activity is really exciting because you can spend like 20 minutes in it or you can spend 2 hours in it.
It's a 3-player experience that you can
Guys,
hop in and
this
hop
is
out of.
shouting
As you're
codes
going
into me,
through
by
this
the way.
activity, you're filling the tithing bucket. As that tithing bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally at the end, it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
Oh, so it is like a horde mode.
Wow. I'm just gonna
We really
delete
wanted
my
to make
vault,
sure
start
that there
over.
was a home for any exotic mission content coming in seasons after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the Exotic Mission Rotator.
Right away, we're getting Presage, Vox Obscura, and Operation Seraph Shield.
This is some of the most fun content that team is making. It's some of the
Savathun's Spire
content
is
that
a
the fans
horde
and players
mode?
of Destiny love the most.
Yep.
The most exciting thing, outside
Unlimited?
of just the missions themselves, is that every time we put a mission
You
inside
ready
of that
to set a
rotator,
record with me, Pitch?
the exotic that comes alongside of it will become
So to the top,
craftable.
bro.
Oh,
Love that.
every
DMT?
exotic in that rotator will
Season of
become
the Witch, we have a brand
craftable.
new Vex.
Love that.
Dead Messenger and
lo-fi
DMT are the
PvP
ones this
coming.
season.
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of
Lo-fi
really tight
PvP,
gameplay
yeah.
experiences. We wanted to make sure that
Sorry,
we
Vex
focus the
PvP
combat
map.
a little bit more. With the new Vex network map, we really wanted to make sure we hit is like, hey,
I like
you're
that.
shoulder to shoulder more often. There's not
Kinda
as much
reminiscent of-
deep sight
what was that
lines that
D1
you're
map that
interacting
came
with. And a
towards
lot
the
of the
end?
flow of the map is actually built around this like kind of central pillar of the Vex network that you're orienting around.
And there's also some modes coming too, right?
We've got a new PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just one like the Scorch game mode from the past. So we've got the shield
Show me.
coming from Vault of Glass. We've got the spear back from Season of the Risen.
And we got the scythe from Season of the Haunted.
Yeah, so you're going to be reaping Guardians with that thing.
Nice.
It's a lot more tactical gameplay. It's all about running around the map, claiming these relic dispensers, and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
I will.
I
They should
love this
put that
idea
in
because this
like,
reminds
you-
me. It reminds me of Halo Reach, where they had the hammer in the middle and everyone pushed to the middle to get it.
We were
Like I
feeling pretty
love like
hypey
the idea of a
this
relic
season,
PvP mode. I think that's super
obviously.
fun.
There's something in the air. And so when
they should
thinking
put that
about
in
like
Gambit
what's a
for
good raid
Invaders.
reprisal that would really suit this very high-V season, there's only one
Instead
answer.
of rockets, you have to
there
kill
we
them
go.
with a side.
Here
Here
it
we go,
comes.
for the prize raid.
Okay.
Crota. It's
Crota.
gotta be Crota.
Yeah, there it is.
like
Crota.
Eris went full hive. It's Crota. Like, come
It's
on.
gotta be good. It's a hive. It's a hive season. Hive season.
Yeah.
Hive season. Not super surprising.
Open to all players.
Wait, you get the armor. We get the Age of Triumph armor.
Yeah, you
Let's
do.
go.
Oh, that's
There you
so
go.
sick.
There you go.
There was
The Crota
Necrochasm.
strike is coming back, guys.
There it is.
That sword bridge was some of the best time, dude. The Age of Triumph version.
Oh, that definitely wasn't there before.
They better
There's
have
the big lad himself.
They better have
Mechanical spoilers, mechanical spoilers.
That's the best.
All right, Tony's gonna come in
the
big.
ring
Hold on one
is
second.
nice though.
The ring is cool. Yeah.
I'm bringing Tony in, so he's gonna be big for a little bit.
Getting into the final
Okay,
shape,
sounds
we
good.
really want to rally all guardians.
They had to like bring
We want
the
to
armor
reduce
in, man.
those power barriers, as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really great and easy time connecting with other players.
Hey,
In the final
Look at that
shape,
handsome
we're
devil.
trying to find ways
Look
to
at him, look
power
at him.
more
Hello,
celebrities
sir.
to touch
Good
the
to see
skin
you.
and also
So nice.
lowering the barrier to entry.
You guys sound
It's gonna make
excited.
it easier for
Apologies, I literally
players
just
who
stepped
have
in from
not been
Mexico
able
City.
to
All
jump
good,
into
dude.
game
All good.
easily
Welcome back.
because they were
Flight.
held back by the challenges in grinding for the power levels that are required by these different activities.
One of the major
get
changes
you
that's
caught
going to
up.
be happening starting
Yes,
with the final
definitely.
shape is there are going to be a
We can do that
certain
after.
number of activities
Of course,
that
of course.
are
Yep,
going
yep, yep.
to be power fixed. So it doesn't matter kind of what power level you are going into it, you're always going to be able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do, things that are just meant to be experienced a certain way.
Things like Nightfall strikes that will still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus the whole power climb.
The raids, the contest modes that everybody loves to engage with, that experience is fundamentally going to be staying the same.
I'm excited for this because I think there will be a lot more clarity for players in terms of understanding the relative difficulty of things, where they sit now in the spectrum.
One way that we're trying to do that is making it easier for new players to engage with you. So we're introducing something that we're calling Fire Team Power.
You can actually bring your friends along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait them to be at a certain power level.
Oh!
The person with the highest
nice.
power.
Oh,
that is so we should bring them up just by being in the same fire team.
All the others close to their power level.
Oh my God,
Oh,
that's
that's nice.
That's great.
Okay.
That is amazing.
High level.
2,000?
Combined with Fire Team
Sure.
Finder, it
See the
also allows
2,000
you to
light
find
level?
strangers, people you've never played with
really
before, and
good.
have that same experience.
That's actually
all
amazing.
We do be
regardless
claiming.
of the power level of you and the rest of the people in your fire team.
Fire Team Finder is the new feature that's coming in Season 23, aimed at helping connect and find other people to complete the best and most aspirational content.
Wonder that means for sunset gear.
We have a
Yo, Gambit's
tag
alive.
system that allows players to be able to say, well, this is my play style. I'm really chill. I'm
Oh, very
anti-sweat.
cool.
I'm just really here to have a good time. Exactly.
Tags really allows players
Is that
to
coming in
show
now?
a bit more personality.
23.
show a little bit more
23.
what they're about.
Okay.
I think what's really great about it is with this launch, we're also looking at including inclusion tags.
I just
As
scored
an
my drop,
example,
gamers.
one of
Same.
the inclusion tags that we
Yeah.
have are for colorblind players. Hopefully the inclusion tags will bring players closer to finding their community and even closer to the people that they're playing with. So once a listing goes live, players will be put into a listing lobby where players can gather, they can communicate with each other. So we wanted to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for players to not just sit and stare at the screen for a long time while their listing actually builds up.
As a gamer who's typically more solo, I'm especially excited about this because it really is about helping reduce that anxiety and burden that comes with trying to make a new connection.
Why aren't they getting into position?
They're not positioned correctly.
Who's gonna shoot the man, bro?
Reflections. Essentially what we have done is we've went back to previous expansions and pulled out missions
Oh.
that we felt
Cool.
really represent key narrative beats within our story.
Oh my
We're going
God,
to
yes.
have a mission for Forsaken, mission for Beyond Light, as well as a mission for
Good.
15.
Thanks
I like
for the
that.
memories, Guardian.
Help
Round
you
of applause,
help
please.
players, right?
Is they're not going
Yeah.
to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened, and here
This is
are the
fantastic
people you
right
met
here.
along the
This
way.
is a big,
Dude,
I feel like
it's-
a pain point for newer players trying to kind of capture what's been going on in the story.
Oh yeah, that one.
You know, without actually having to,
This is a
read
moment that a
through
lot
all
of
the
players
lore,
new and
find
old
out
come
all
back
the
to
lore.
Destiny. I think this is just the right time to introduce features.
It's been a
that
good
are
day,
gonna
dude.
Allow those players to jump right
Yeah,
in and
that's what
find
it seems
people
like.
to play with and enjoy this content regardless of their power level.
It seems like they're really trying to connect all the dots that we've been missing, especially since things have gone sunset.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like,
We're reaching the end
here's
of this,
the final
this
story,
10-year
but
journey.
here's what leads
What
up
comes
to it
next?
if you haven't played it all. For, like,
Of course,
And the new way we're going to tell stories
of
moving
course,
forward.
which provides
What's
that
really
additional
important about
emotional weight,
episodes
right, for the
is that it's a
subsequent
really
story.
big
Exactly,
shakeup to
exactly.
what we've been doing. Instead of providing 4 seasons a year, you are going to get 3 larger episodes. And so the first 3
thank you.
episodes in this
Let's go
year
back to the
are
Forsaken
called
method.
Echoes,
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Revenant,
Echoes.
and Heresy.
Hey, Rev.
Coming right
Okay.
after the final shape. And the theme for the year is going to be all about the consequences and aftermath of the final shape. I think what's really the cornerstone of
So-
the episode
Okay.
model that we're building is the 3-act structure.
Oh, okay.
The acts act as these anchors for us to introduce
Oh,
new
I
weapons,
like that.
new artifact mods, new activities. There's gonna
Forsaken
be new
method.
missions coming around the core. There'll be new story moments, and every
Oh,
single
that's
one of these
cool.
acts, we're actually providing
that's
more
fantastic.
cinematic styled experiences throughout the Final Shape
Episodes
year
with different
and the
acts.
episodes with it than any of the seasons we've ever developed before.
These new stories are actually playable as standalone. Like each episode is something you can experience, whether you've been playing Destiny for 10 years or this is your first one.
You're going to be able to basically enjoy them in any order you want to.
I think the opportunity with this big epic moment is that we get
Alakar?
to innovate
Comic book
the
arcs.
game. We get to move the game forward.
It's all about change frequently. It's all about deeper story moments. It's all about more weapons, more loot, more often. And it really provides the team with a platform to go much deeper into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode as compared to the seasons
I've
you
got
know
goosebumps.
of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team can do with this kind of new platform of storytelling. Episodes provides this awesome foundation for the future of Destiny.
We're moving into the
he's
next
coming back.
stage of Destiny 2. I think some people look at the Final Shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite. We're leaning in. We're putting the pedal to the metal. Episodes provide us a new, innovative way for players to engage with Destiny 2 throughout the year.
This is gonna be cool.
No Destiny 3
In-
basically
in the
confirms
intro-
no new game.
No, but
Yeah,
in the
no new
intro, Joe said, like, this is the end of one of the many sagas of Destiny. So they're gonna start another one, I guess.
By something greater.
I mean, it would make sense that each of these episodes kind of like, they said that it feeds back from the Final Shape. So them doing the final last year of these episode experience, they could still do a third box, but like,
We are the final
I think these answer questions or feedback questions and then propel the story forward. So it's pretty much all going to be filler arcs, right?
Every warlock.
What?
Every hunter. What is it the god?
It's just pushing the story forward.
Yeah, those. But like, this is the wrap of this saga, but they might start another saga after this.
Right.
Within that universe, right?
Right.
Yeah,
but probably the following
book
year.
arc or anime arc is a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It could also pave the way for just like a year-on-year, like start to finish saga.
Maybe. I think it'd be cool.
Let's cross it together.
Yeah, I think a year-on-year story arc would be really cool, and I feel like people wouldn't get, kind of burn out.
Yeah.
Having to wait like 3 years for a particular arc to finish.
It would
I think it would also.
come in and be able to experience the entire thing and not be confused too.
Yeah, because they could follow just like one arc, and then if they decide they want to go back to a different arc, then hopefully, Bungie will have, a mode for us to do that. But yeah, great point.
I think it's interesting. I'm hopeful for this format. Very
The
hopeful.
question is for the 3 acts, is it all going to be released once, or are they still going to do like weekly episodes?
Yeah,
I don't
that's what I was thinking
know.
as well. Yeah.
I think they might do
It's gonna be an
some
exciting year
weekly
for
stuff,
Guardians.
but maybe
We
big
get to
batches.
make good on a promise that we made way back in 2014. There was classic rock blasting, a fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message. Become
This is
legend.
starting to look like the
Today, you got a glimpse
sort
of how
of
we'll be
legacy
cementing
that
your
they've
legend
created
this
in a
upcoming year.
He's got PlayStation.
right
You're gonna
into
be heading
a
inside
final
the Traveler,
expansion.
experiencing a destination unlike anything.
Yeah, I was paying attention
we've
to the
ever
kicks
built
too, by the
before.
way.
Yeah.
We'll face
Yeah,
the
same.
biggest
Seriously, I was like,
ever
oh, he's
made.
got. They look good.
And we'll do
That's
this
dope. I'm taking those.
alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play
We'll have to
with
warn the
friends
CM.
Streamlined
any
progression
content in the
system.
game. And as the dust settles in the final shape, we're going to continue our legends in Echoes. It's Destiny's first episode in a new phase of
Echoes?
storytelling for Guardians
Yeah.
with brand new conflicts
Oh, that's right. Okay.
born from the resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit to see how the Light and Darkness saga is going to kick off the future of Destiny 2, we've got a ton of great content for you to jump into today. Going live after this, we've got Season of the Witch, with a new story, new weapons, new armor, new activities, and new PvP content, all alongside a series of story catch-up missions allowing any of your friends to jump into the game.
Oh, that goes live
and
today?
Get up to speed on what's happening.
It
in
seems
the
like
present.
it.
New Gambit
Then,
content. Oh wait.
Next week.
Screw the new season.
Don't you
I'm going
say
into the
that
last
name.
call. See you later.
Can you not stab me in the back like that, please? I've had enough of it.
I can't wait to see you all on the throne.
I wish
world.
you imagine there was a Red War mission in there.
Final shape
Oh, dude, I would love that.
and how we
The
can
city
stop
falling.
I'd love that.
Don't you say that word here.
Gambit's fun. What do you mean?
It's a bannable word.
This is really pretty, though.
Do not be afraid.
This is cool.
Yeah, that's right as hell.
Aerith transforming is very cool.
Yeah, was not expecting.
And yet we get flowers on our armor. I want to look like Aerith, dude.
I like the flowers. That Titan chest is really cool.
This fight.
I don't know if you guys caught this, but the pre-orders are up, and that fusion rifle you can consume the grenade is the pre-order weapon available today.
Goddamn. Okay, stop it. Time to go spend money.
The Bungie store also an hour ago confirmed Crota before we even started this.
Oh wow!
Love
How dare you, Bungie store?
All right. Let's go check out the link.
I think that's it.
Ooh.
Oh, the QVC portion.
Oh, let's see.
Here
Let's
we
see.
go.
Let's see.
Hi guys.
Ghost. No.
Come on.
Traveler.
Give us a big traveler. Give us a traveler,
It's gonna be
man.
Ace of Spades.
When we create a collector's edition, we try
Products
and
team.
recreate items from the universe
It's the
for
traveler.
players to enjoy outside of the game. So this year we're doing a Destiny 1 tower.
Oh, man.
Thinking
wow.
about 10 years of
Even
Destiny
better?
and how
Mrs. Hero,
best
can I
to
get the credit card?
encapsulate that experience.
Even as a game dev,
He said
who've,
no,
worked
like
on this
instantly.
from day one. Like I think
Take it.
having
Take it.
be the tower is super exciting for us because it's going to kind of catalog your journey
That
of
looks
a
so good
player
next to
from when
me.
you first started playing Destiny all the way to now. The tower, it's kind of like the beacon in which you're a place you can call home.
You get the tower, and then there are actual figures of the Vanguard mentors that accompany
So
the
cute.
textual model.
Lego like creatures.
There's a lot of like hidden messages and hidden things.
There's gonna be some fun surprises. We're always trying to push the envelope, and so we've been playing
Amiibos?
So funny.
Is it Amiibos?
I love
that.
Lights, just sort of make this experience as a whole really special. It's sort of the
I
perfect
need it.
symbol of Destiny. I'm so excited for it.
Me too.
I need it.
That is so cool.
Are you gonna like put the little figurines and have them have like little
I
conversations
reckon-
up there together? You know,
I
like,
reckon
you're
you're
like,
gonna be able to
"Yes,
open
play
that."
Destiny in the tower.
Oh, wow. Look
They
at
said
Oh,
that-
wow.
They said there's going to be some surprises. You're going to be able to open that.
Oh.
Someone compared them to Playmobil
Yo,
figures.
that hand cannon has a club on it instead of. It's not the Ace of Spades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Noticed
Might
that,
be an ornament though.
It's
Might be an ornament.
it's the Jack of
Oh,
Clubs.
that's a new
I don't
hand
know.
cannon.
That's
Jack
new
of
hand
Clubs.
cannon. That's
Jack
new
of
hand
Clubs,
cannon.
D.
I'm with Tony on this.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to queue into the Bungie store, you might want to launch it just now.
Oh yeah, I do. I have.
Guys, I have to go to Europe next month.
You're like, I don't
Like,
know.
I
I'm
can't
not gonna
I
buy
don't have
it.
the money. I don't have the money for that.
I get paid on Friday.
I could have sworn I heard somebody as soon as they said the collector's edition. Somebody was already typing in the background, going to the Bungie store. I swear I heard it.
I'm in. I'm in. You guys want to see?
I'm in.
Or
I'm in.
watch this?
How much
Here you
is the
go.
collector's?
It's probably
what's
expensive.
300 euros. So
Is it a physical only edition?
Ooh.
that's the
That's
Epic
gonna be
Games Store and 194 euros, no game included.
Tweet
We
just
can see them
said,
and they're like, wait.
Taylor and Pika just like.
Let's go.
Yep, there go the ladies.
It's that
Oh,
top
they've
one.
got they've got
That
a new
top one guy.
Steel Series mouse.
150,000 people watching this.
Yeah.
Cosmo.
Dude.
It was 180,000 earlier.
And with 90 on YouTube as well.
That's bonkers.
Yeah,
That's
that game-
crazy.
Cosmo's so funny, dude.
Joe's just in the right-hand side going, I'm over here, bro.
He's so nice too.
Yeah, he really
like,
is, dude. Him and I got sick from the same person at
Oh, no way.
Is that your claim to fame right there?
That's my claim to fame. I was like in a little, what do you call it? Like in the pub, like in the corner of the club afterwards. And we were like there. I'm like, oh fuck, we got sick together. So
You look in the same
I
doorknob
was like
there?
in his pocket, dude.
Yeah. Brings you
I'm
guys
now in
together,
line.
you know,
Oh.
through trauma.
Well, it was like the morning. Like I woke up the next morning, and it was the evening for him. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I've tested positive, and I've woken up super sick." I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta get tested."
Oh, that sucks. I'm so happy it's Pika and Taylor like doing that. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Super
be
neat.
so
Dynamic
nice.
duo.
Yeah, they do. They are.
Pika's so tall as well. Like,
Yeah, she's super
tall. She's right there. Cosmo's tall. Like she's like right there.
Oh,
I think we
man.
gotta-
And she's so sweet and so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
both of them are
Taylor
for
that
sure.
much, but Pika,
Yeah, Taylor's awesome.
Pika's very Canadian in the best of ways.
What's Taylor's handle? Muscle Mummy.
It's Taylor Liz, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Taylor Liz. Yeah, I mean, Muscle Mommy could be, I suppose, an additional tag maybe on Instagram.
That's like our alias.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That's what I saw the other day.
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, same.
As soon as you go, as soon
As
as
soon
you
as
go,
they do,
they
it's gonna
start.
start. It's fine. It's fine. As long as it's going out to you guys, we're good.
Oh god.
This music.
These are the which weapon icons are now live.
I'm trying to load the press pack page.
Yeah.
Can you send us a link?
Destiny Track is now posting images if you want to have a look.
Well, as Friday Day Bon has crashed. Yeah, let me see.
Oh, I'm a dumbass.
Oh, it's loading.
Yeah, these images saved immediately.
Hold on. So where's Dan? What's the link to Dan's like showcase with all our like camera images and stuff
Yeah,
like
I'll
that?
send it to you now.
Thank you. Do you mind just putting it in the Twitch, the Twitter chat?
Yeah, I'll do it right now, boss.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Easy. There you go.
Hello, Guardians. Welcome to the post-show stream.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is
No worries.
Taylor Liz. I am a Destiny 2 player and content creator. I'm excited to be here live at Bungie. We're gonna have 2 segments for you today. A little later in the show, I'll be playing through the brand new Season of the Witch content with my good friend Pika Peach. Right now, let's sit down with Bungie developers to talk more about what we just saw and what's next for the future of Destiny 2. Pika, over to you.
Thank you so much, Taylor. My name is Pika, and I'm also a content creator and Destiny 2 fan. You can often find Taylor and I playing together in some sort of challenge in-game. I'm beyond honored to be sitting down with everyone here today, so let's do some more introductions.
That's mad honor,
Thank
man.
you, Pika. It's great
Yeah.
to have you here.
It's like
Hi,
that
my name is
default guy,
Cosmo.
don't you?
I'm the lead community role here at Bungie, and my role is supporting our amazing community team and all the great work they do, helping prepare weekly check-ins and sending info out to our players. I'm going to be teaming up with Pika today, and we're going to be asking some of these guys some questions and go over some of the things that we didn't get to cover in the showcase. So, yeah, Dan?
Yeah, thanks. I'm Dan McAuliffe. I'm the general manager for Destiny 2. And that mostly means that I get to support all the amazing talent that makes this game. So thanks for sitting down with us today.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
I'm Joe. I'm the game director on Destiny 2. And actually, while Taylor and Liz were doing the intro, I was hiding behind a pillar for the last 10 seconds. So y'all can like roll back the VOD and see if I did a good job or not.
Awesome. So let's get into some questions. As a player, what are you guys most hyped about regarding the final shape and beyond? Anything specific you can call out?
For me, I'm really excited about the story. I mean, this is going to be like the epic conclusion to the Light and Darkness saga. Like, players are finally going to get to go into the Traveler, confront the Witness. Like, the stakes have never been higher. I'm just really excited to get to watch everybody play it out.
I was so
as soon as they can. Can we make it live right now?
I had the.
I don't think so. I tried.
And like,
anyway,
if
what about you, Dan?
Go back and look.
For me, I mean,
it's
it's a lot about the supers, right? Like, I just think
like I was just
we have this
Yeah.
ability.
Yeah, you did
coming out to
amazing,
shift
by the way.
meta in a really exciting way, and
So
we
I
all,
can
just haven't
only
played through them
imagine
and
what
got some
she's
hands on them.
feeling
Sorry,
right. Like,
no
she's
spoilers.
already done better.
Like, I
She's
think
actually
they're
got the card, so.
they're gonna play all parts of the game. So I think you're gonna see these. In
I
the
remember you
campaign, obviously,
saying,
you're
like,
gonna see these in PvP.
I'm up in my
and they
room
really
and I'm
feel like that.
I'm studying these cards.
Pinnacle achievement of our Guardian's journey. I'm just really excited to see the final product.
I guess I studied them really well. Like,
Yeah, you did really well.
Maybe surprising, it's the weapons. And I know, like,
Shock.
I was like,
yeah, we make a lot of weapons on Destiny 2, right? And so
Joe's
why are we
mustache needs to
excited
be
about
added to the
weapons this
game.
time? I think the team sort of really
I saw
looked
that
and
on
said,
the
what's
Bungie chat.
core to Destiny, right? Like, what's really important? And we said, hey, like, Destiny's at its best when you're getting a bunch of new weapons, and those weapons are so exciting that they are making it onto your character right away. They're like changing the way you play. So this is not just exotics, right? It's not just like, I think it was alluded to, like, what if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle? Pretty cool sniper rifle. I think it's also, we talked about these
Where's Trevor? I'm getting
new
excited
weapon
again.
subtypes. And
Right.
so what's a support auto rifle? We've made guns that heal before. We've made exotics that do it. Well, if we do it in a legendary, what needs to be different about it so we can make this thing that feels as useful to a fire team as someone bringing Galahorn, that feels as useful as someone, you know, bringing Divinity, right? And we know that's the bar that we have to hit. So we're looking at a bunch of different things and saying, okay, we're gonna make these guns and we're gonna make them matter, right? We're gonna go out and you're
So
gonna
it's
get
pretty much
awesome
confirmed
stuff
to be an exotic.
on, you know, the Pale
I
Heart.
don't know.
We showed a
Like
little
the-
bit.
The auto rifle, yeah, the auto rifle, because it's like a sub family they were talking about.
And there's a bunch of awesome stuff coming in the weapons, and so
Same
I
as
think
the
we're
rocket
really just trying to
sidearm.
hit that core, like, hey, we're a loot game, right? Like, the loot should be awesome.
Absolutely.
Pass editions
Yeah,
is
well, me
obviously
too.
now live. There is
So speaking of the
going to be
Pale
2
Heart,
dungeons
the
in the
reveal,
following year, but
it was
nothing
said in
on
the reveal that
multiple
the Pale
raids.
Heart
Just a single raid in the
destination is the first linear destination ever done. So can you talk us through why it was decided to make it more linear destination?
All right, linear.
And
like,
what it means,
Yeah. So
And what does that mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many folks have been in algebra recently, but if you're like me and need a little refresher, linear
Please.
line, right?
Walk
like
me
that's
through
what
it.
we're saying here.
Like a God of War experience?
A classic Destiny destination, we think of it as a loop, right? There are these big public areas. They're all connected in a circle. And then from those areas, there's little offshoots. There are little alleyways that you can go to. And that just didn't make sense for going inside the Traveler. One, because the Traveler is huge. When we talk about the Pale Heart, we're saying, you know, like, hey, what if you were an alien, you landed on Earth, and the only part of Earth you saw was like a parking lot in Montana.
Oh.
And you were like, oh, this place is huge, right? Like, it's sort of like, okay, so we're going to show you a really small slice of what is inside the Traveler. And then we said, it needs to feel like you're going somewhere important. It's a vast, unknowable place. Okay, well, on one end, we've got the portal. And on the other end, we've got the Witness that's built this giant monolith. And so every single area that we've built is built in a consecutive line from one to the other. So you travel through these things.
Cool.
And you
It's the
can look
Wizard of
back
Oz.
Once you once were. And if you
Yeah,
look at the
exactly.
next part, you're not going into these offshoots, the dead end. You are going to where you need to be going. It's really focused on, hey, you've got a job to do here.
So it's like tracking your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Make that video now, D.
Cool. Well, that sounds
I know.
insane. So
I need to get a lion. I need a
He's
lion
like,
costume.
He's like writing it down.
During the showcase, it was also mentioned that completing the campaign would unlock the full destination, and that it almost like reacts as we progress.
I'd
Is
love
that
to see
kind of what
aunties,
you're hinting
like,
at, or can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, so I think two things we want people really to come away with thinking when they think about. One, this is a bit different in the way that you experience the Pale Heart right away. So normally you might land on the throne world and you do a mission, and then you're out with your Sparrow exploring the throne world, doing the missions if you want to. Day one of the final shape, you got a job to do, right? And so it is mission, mission, right?
Okay.
And you just go through and you say, hey, we've
like
got
that.
to stay focused on this thing. When you get to the end of that day one experience, everyone can sort of like collectively take a breath, collect themselves, and then you just this realization like, oh, we're like inside the Traveler, right? Like we should probably go see what that's about.
Right.
And so the whole destination unlocks for you. And there's a lot of things that are different about the Pale Heart than our other destinations. I think we're gonna save some of those juicy tidbits for what's different about this destination and how it sort of compares to what we've done in the past. But yeah, it's a pretty different experience than even what you might expect in somewhere like the Dreaming City.
And for real, like we do want to save some of these juicy tidbits, not just because it's fun, but because like, I mean, the Traveler's just been this inscrutable godlike sphere that people have wanted to know more about for so long. And like, this is their opportunity to experience some of that mystery. And that's, I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Well, it's alive, right? So what can we really expect?
Yeah, I think we talked about this. We showed a little bit. The section that you're in, it's shaped off of who's there, right? And so who's been there?
So cool.
The witness, right?
The witness messing stuff up.
Yeah, chilling right there. We're trying to knock on the door. We don't know how to get inside. And we're gonna make it eventually. And so it's got this both really unique aspect to it, and a bunch of the geo looks like stuff that you've never seen before. A bunch of these places feel like, this heaven on one side, hell maybe in the middle, crazy destiny surrealness at the end. And then there are these accents of like, I'm at like a crazy heavenly beach, and then you see this giant ghost carved into a mountain, or you see the D1 tower erecting out of this. And so, we're really excited to sort of give people this like distilled Destiny experience that still feels really new when you're in there.
Family friendly, by the way.
So Dan, we've got feedback from players who wanted to learn more about the origins of the Witness and the Veil during the Lightfall campaign, rather than wait until like later on in the seasons. So players have big narrative expectations for the final shape. How are we taking this feedback and making this the epic conclusion that this first saga deserves?
Oh yeah, no, I mean this is the sort of fun of the challenge for this, right? Because the Light and Darkness saga has been such a focal through line for really most of Destiny's existence, right? Like it is this epic story. Joe was just talking about, some of that sort of culmination of experience inside the Pale Heart, and so this is a spot where we have to really land that culmination in a satisfying way, right? Like there is a confrontation that's been happening. There's a story that's been being told. This part of the Destiny world, we have to end really well, and the players deserve that, and the story deserves that. And so there's some things we're doing to account for that. But in addition, we have to set up the next set of stories. We're going to talk probably more about episodes in a bit, but like starting after the final shape with the new episodes framework that we're rolling out, we're going to tell all different stories, and we'll learn more about the world of Destiny moving forward. So that's the unique challenge that we are taking very seriously. And to accommodate that, we've done more, I think, on the narrative side of the fence than we've even done in the past. More significant writers' rooms. We brought in more folks from even other parts of the studio to really kind of consult on this and make sure that all of our fans who probably know the Destiny lore better than I do are getting the pieces and answers to the questions that they want answered, unless we want to save some of those questions for the future stories that we're going to tell. Right. There's more to it that you and the team have been doing as well, if you want to talk to that.
Yeah, probably to steal a little bit from Cosmo's and Pika's questions and give them the note card shuffle here in a minute. I think one of the things that we knew that was going to be challenging about this is, hey, we're telling the climax of the story. We know that, hey, when you get in the final shape, in those first moments, we want you to feel like, okay, Bungie delivered on this promise, delivered on this promise of becoming legend, delivered on really putting a bow on the Traveler and Pyramid story. The thing that was also important for us is okay, well, you're gonna confront the Witness, the biggest bad in Destiny. Okay, we think you have to confront the Witness in the raid, right? A version of Destiny's chronological history where the Witness was tough. Not quite as tough as Valka-Or, right? It's probably not a thing that our players are gonna be super happy about. Not a thing I'm gonna be happy about. And so what we really think is this day one experience is sort of like the penultimate episode, or the right before the season finale of your favorite TV show, and it really sets the stage for, hey, this is exactly what's going on in the world of Destiny. The stakes have never been higher. You go through a pretty epic journey, and then we say, okay, now we have to have this raid beat. And so it's sort of a reverse Taken King. If some of our people remember that moment in the Taken King, we delivered a thing where, hey, day one, for 80% of our players, they're like, I dealt with Oryx. And then for like 20%, there was this other thing that they could go do, have another experience with Oryx.
Right.
And so for this one, we say, hey, we want everyone to go really set up what's happening in the final shape. And then for everyone, right, and we're not going to get into that, right, you should all wait for the raid, right? Like, and we're going to like help make sure everyone is brought along for the end of this journey. I think it takes a lot of our learnings from both really classic experiences like Crota and Oryx and sort of infuses them with what we've been doing with things like Savathûn and Callus and like taking all that lessons and saying, okay, we think we can do this the right way.
Okay. Yeah, and also just for something like this, when you
think that means
complete
that the raid
the
is not going to come out at a
story
typical
that we've
time
been telling,
within
we
like,
want to
the
make
season
sure
or
that
the
we're
DLC?
paying homage to the things of the past,
I
and
don't know.
we're
Not
talking through
I think
just
they're gonna
so
want
many of the
to
things that have made this story what it is.
stories.
But also
Yeah.
telling it in a
Yeah.
way where
Tied
if you're
to the
coming
raid
into the final
itself,
shape as your first
there is no
experience,
way
you
they
can
are coming
enjoy
off a witness
the
in a
missions, you can enjoy the campaign, you
No,
can understand
no.
what is happening.
Right.
But
I think
there's
it's a
just
good
lot
point, though. I
more
think that
if
you're right. The raid might
have
release later in
almost
the
a decade's
season
worth
then.
of Destiny
That's
play
the case.
knowledge.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
absolutely
like
right.
that.
So it kind of
That way it
sounds
gives
like
people plenty
that means
of
I
time to
have
do their story
to
missions.
play the raid to get the
Which
full
kind of gives
story.
them an opportunity to really build it up off the story.
Yeah.
Now,
off
while
the start.
we're really excited
That could be really, really
about
fun,
something
actually.
like Fire
Yeah,
Team Finder coming
definitely,
in
and
making
that would get a lot more people
easier
involved
for
in
anyone to
like
get
day
to
one
the
raid,
and
like
experience
even
this
more than
beats.
normal.
Yeah.
I feel.
I think the
Right.
And it
If you're
wouldn't
hyped
all
about it,
from
not
our
just because of
strategy sort
the
of in
day
the
one
past
experience, but
was
also
we
because
said,
it's a culmination of
hey,
the
there's
story.
something
Then
more for those who raid.
Exactly.
There is a
there's gonna be a
piece
And it wouldn't,
of
it
the
wouldn't
story,
push,
right?
you know,
that
the
is-
raid
that is told
itself
in the raid. There's a
basically
piece
to
that's
build,
essential.
you know, the boss up.
But
You know,
it is
you could
definitely
let
not
it
going to be
breathe
a
over the
moment
entire
where
season.
Only raiders get to
Yeah.
see the end of the Light and Darkness saga. Right.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So we carefully skirt around a
Yeah.
1,000 plot points here.
Right.
So, we showed a glimpse of the new enemy, the Subjugators. Are they going to be as terrifying as
Tiny
the Tormentors?
Rolks,
Like,
Tony.
what sets them apart from?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it was?
About to tell you.
Everybody loves
we
them
were
some,
running
some
through
Rolk, man.
some
They're
questions
Lightblade
yesterday,
Rolks.
just like this.
They're-
Spoiler
they're
alert, we do
really,
just a little
really
bit. Like,
fit
we do think
Rolks
about this.
with
Stasis and
I got
Strand.
in trouble because I
Strand.
said
Stasis and
several
Strand?
strategies
Interesting.
last
So
time
I'm
I
getting
did this.
strung
so I'm
up
not going to do that today
and immobilized.
on
Gotcha.
stream.
Who scolded you?
It could have
Is
been
that Tony
anyone.
in chat with you? It
It
is
could have
Tony.
been anyone
Tony
that
said
scolded.
Okay.
And so I've been playing a lot of the Final Shape recently, probably surprising to no one. Subjugators are very different than Tormentors. Tormentors are sort of like this Kool-Aid man that busts through the wall and is like saying, "Ah,
Oh yeah,
oh yeah." And Subjugators for us,
Yo, where's the buffet?
they come out in these moments where you feel like you have a battlefield full of enemies, and then you hear the
Oh, that's a
pyramid
video.
screech sound.
There's a
and you're like,
sound.
"Ah,"
Oh,
and
no.
a Subjugator beams in, and it's like they're the ultimate sort of backfield tactician, right? And they're doing things like giving everyone around it little pyramid buddies. Like you've been shot in PvP with an Arc Soul. Like
Yes.
imagine 10 taken Scions, and
Oh.
suddenly a Subjugator says, like,
Sorry,
"Why do you
but
all
fuck
have little
that."
pyramid buddies." And you're like, oh, thanks,
10 taken
Subjugator.
Scions.
And so there's still these moments where
Sorry.
you're like,
No,
you might want to just
please,
hold
no.
on to your
I don't
super.
want to be
You might want to
suspended if
hold
I have a
on to some
firing
heavy
squad
ammo
like
when
that.
you're playing through the campaign, just in case this busts through. I think one other thing that we've really learned from both Tormentors and Light Hive is we started building these sort of like captain-y units, right? These things that feel scary. And we're very careful in both
I'm scared.
Witch Queen
GMs.
and in Lightfall to make sure, hey, we don't want to overuse these. We don't want this to become a thing where you get a bounty and it's like, kill 20 Light Hive. Oh, wow, they're just everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think
Oh, my
we're
Lord,
striking
could
even
you
better
imagine?
balance now that we have a palette of these captains where it feels like, hey, I'm getting these like really meaty sandbox experiences. And we know how to sort of engage them in both the destination and the strike and the mission. So I'm really happy with a bunch of the learning the team has been taking as we continue to make these things.
Oh, totally. Yeah, my super basic take from having played it is that, like, and I didn't know how this was going to play out until I experienced it. Joe described it really well.
I believe so,
but
yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
What I want from these
Gee,
units as a
wouldn't you
player
know?
is I want that moment of,
No, that's a different
and
studio.
insert obscenity here.
I think at the time they were still
but, like,
building the new
and the
offices.
Subjugators
Well, maybe it's the new one
absolutely
then, yeah.
delivers that in the same way that I felt from the Tormentor and the same
looks
way
like the
I
same
definitely
one
felt
from
the first
last
time I
year.
saw the Light Hive. But it's just to Joe's
I
point,
just
it's a
don't remember
very
that
different way,
giant
right? Like it is when it comes out, like I'm just as terrified and worried for myself and my fire team, but for different reasons,
Right.
and with different tactics, and you have to approach them a very different way. So I think it feels very good to me, at least as a player.
Why am I already nervous?
Because whatever he just described, what you were picturing, is
Yeah.
probably lighter
don't know
than
if
what's actually going to happen.
Oh,
Like
great.
everybody's
Yeah.
Arc Souls, and
The
Yeah.
final shape.
I'm picturing some.
destination
Yeah. Okay.
weapon.
yeah.
I'm a little
An
nervous.
official Bungie image
Okay, so Dan, this
of
is
the
for
one
you.
who
Your
looks
favorite,
sick.
or everyone's, not
One
yours.
looks like Hammer.
Everyone's favorite
Patch
hunter,
notes are
Cade
by the way,
6,
Rev,
is
too.
seemingly back from the dead. Can we get a little bit of the story on that?
I mean, I'll happily take this one because I love talking about Cade.
Oh,
I mean, here's the reality.
Yeah,
We've been
patch
talking
notes.
about this all coming full circle, and Joe was talking about the campaign as mission. You have a mission. There's a thing that has to happen, and like both as players and developers, it was just hard to picture finishing this fight without Cade 6, right? And so. So we brought Cade 6 back, and you're going to get less details than you want, but but Cade 6 is back for this fight, and it was super important to us as you go through to have Cade 6, Zavala, Ikora, on comms talking through, and I think the most critical part of that is it's Cade 6 with Nathan Fillion, and I don't know about everybody else,
Love
but
that,
like
yeah.
Joe and I were talking about this yesterday, and I think Joe said it really
Yes,
well, which
he
is
is. Yeah, Nathan
like when you're
Fillion.
playing through the builds as you're going through, and the moment Nathan's lines started actually coming through recorded, man, it just hits different, right? Like it just felt.
Yeah.
It just changes the dynamic.
They needed
for
to
me
bring him
as far
back.
as like what I feel about what's
It
going
was
through,
Nolan
the
North,
sort of
right, that did
complexities of
Yeah.
the
Cade's
story.
voice also. He
But
did
the
an
part that's
amazing
important,
job,
I think, to know
actually.
is that,
Yeah,
like,
it was a
this
nice.
is
This
Cade.
is really good.
Like
but it's-
Cade is back.
Nathan
Cade
just
is
has a
with you on
certain
this journey.
magic
He
to
is
it.
your
Yeah.
guide through the pale.
For
heart.
how long Nolan North was
And
Cade,
there's other stuff that we're not going to
like,
talk about just yet.
it
'cause I want
was
players to
negligible.
experience it, but,
Had he been that for the
yeah,
entire
anything more to
campaign?
add there, it's exciting.
Right,
No,
true.
we'll probably say this a few times. We were like, what's the final shape? How are we going to do this? What's really important? We really wanted to make sure that this experience felt like the most distilled version of Destiny.
Yeah.
Like it's Destiny dialed up to 11. It is the like Destiny extract that if you were baking with, you're like, you only need a few drops. Like this is very potent. And for us, we knew, hey, we've been planning this narrative roadmap out for a long time. We were like, okay, we know we need to make the best of this moment that we have with Cade here. But I think it was really, again, as the VO starts to come in and you're in these missions, you're like, oh, that's like Cade 6 talking to me. And even, I wouldn't say everyone's favorite hunter. I mean, Eris Morn might have something to say about that. But yeah, it really starts to
He's
be
everyone's
like,
favorite hunter.
okay, yeah,
Everyone's favorite
this is
hunter.
that distilled Destiny experience.
Yeah. I'm now picturing Destiny extract on the Bungie store. I don't know what it's for, but
You got something here.
Yeah, we definitely need
Yeah, yeah.
Destiny extract.
Not sure what it smells like.
Put it in your pancakes.
I don't even want to speculate.
What does it taste like,
Just
though?
stop.
Vex milk?
So
I
we're
don't
talking
know.
about Final Shape. Let's talk about
Yeah,
episodes.
Destiny extract
We've seen some
pancakes with
feedback
Vex
from the
milk.
players.
Sounds
The
delicious.
season of Waddle has gotten a bit
Tell
predictable
Ava
at
Levante.
times, and we just
Grandma
saw
Ava's
in the
gonna figure it
showcase
out.
our content cadence is getting refreshed with this episode model. Can you talk us through what episodes are and how they're going to be different than seasons?
Sure, yeah.
Yes. I wanna hear
So,
more about
I mean,
please.
let's start with sort of what episodes are at their core, right? I think the
Take a
easiest way to think
Particular
about episodes
episode
is
revenant,
the
please.
natural evolution
Shut up.
of the seasonal model, because the seasonal model's done a lot of great things for Destiny. I think we've run seasons for the better part of 3 years at this point, and it has allowed us to deliver really quality experiences at a 3-month, very fast cadence, really move the story forward. I think we've told some great stories, introduced some new activities, new mechanics, really moved everything forward. The problem is, and if we're being honest with ourselves, and I'm going to be honest with ourselves, we really biased towards consistency to do that, right? Like we wanted to deliver it quality. We wanted to deliver it on time, all the time to the player. But that made the experience somewhat repetitive. Like almost sort of by design in a certain way, which is now, I think, stretched out to the end of its utility. So episodes
cycle, yeah.
change up the framework and change up the delivery cadence. So there are 3 episodes a year. The first one will start alongside the final shape, and parts of it will start a little bit after. We can touch on that in a sec. But these 3 episodes are split into 3
I want the delivery
acts
schedule.
each.
Yeah.
And this means 2 things, really. One, that now what you're really looking at is 9 beats a year that are 6 weeks apart. And each of these beats gives us an opportunity to materially change the state of the game, materially move the meta forward, introduce
so you probably
new story,
get like
introduce
a huge
weapons,
chunk of stuff,
new activities, and it doesn't have to be so formulaic. So it allows us to do what I think Destiny does really well, which is get a little weird at times. It allows us to throw. I have some really bad baseball metaphors I'm not going to use, but like throw some curveballs into.
You just said you weren't going to use the baseball metaphor.
The bad one.
Okay,
that's a good one.
Okay.
I can get really deep.
Yeah, that was a good one.
4 people, so we're not going to do that. But it allows us to react more to what else is going on in the game. It allows us to change up the way we look at content delivery in a way that I think is just strictly better for all of us who are players, right? Like these 6 weeks, the 6 weeks in between major beats, I think is a really good way for players to, play Destiny in within their own lifestyle, how it fits into the white space of their life. I think it allows us to introduce different things, to try some different things. Like I said, make it weird and really start to experiment in a couple of places because of it. Not everything has to be there all at once.
12 weeks, 12 to 13 weeks.
So I think what episodes allows us to do is to not only continue telling stories in a new and pretty
front
interesting
load with
way,
a bunch of missions and
but it
stuff.
also allows us to
then you have 6 weeks
just
to kind
really
of
amp up the variety
digest
of the types of things that we can bring and when we can bring them.
Grind it in 1
into
week
the game,
if you have a YouTube
which,
channel.
if you want
I think is
to.
gonna be a
If you
great
want
experience.
to, I think
You want
that's
to.
What
you know.
does that mean for the reward track?
Yeah, so
You have a copy of the
one
roadmap,
of
Dan?
the
Like, Dan, I can
most
put it-
interesting
I
things that
saw
we're
it
doing with
on-
episodes is probably how they start.
Okay.
It's on the
So,
press
for
kit.
us, again, we've talked a lot. It's like
If you can get the
pretty
press kit to
important
load.
that
I
when
just put it on
Final Shape
Twitter
is
if you want to
happening,
copy it from there.
everyone
Yeah, I
in the
just downloaded
universe
it from the
is
press
saying,
kit.
you know what's important? This whole thing that's going on in the Traveler right now. We've got to stay really focused. So we wanted the episodes to be a reaction to what happens when the final shape resolves, right? And so this means both. We don't want to tell a competing story at the same time.
True.
And we want, hey, once the first episode kicks off, for it to be in the context of what happens in the final shape. So the majority of the narrative content, the activity content, really when the episode begins, happens that reset after the raid. However, right away, we know there are some systems that just need to be online. So the reward track, you're going to be able to get Red Death, log into the game, claim it from the past. I've been using it a lot in playtests. It's a solar weapon. Can I say that? So like a little bit of like, yeah. Someone from the
Too
weapon
late.
was like, oh, I just said it was a solar weapon.
Solar slot.
John Bungie comes down and says,
I
"You're
think we're
fired."
excited to have that. And there's even a few stuff that you're going to be able to get weapon-wise from the episodes themselves.
Pretty sure it's going to be solar because that's based around healing.
We haven't talked about what
and you're
sub-archetype
going to
that
heal people
is,
with
but
it.
we might see it in
Called it.
I think it's the kind of thing that people are going to be like, oh, I might bring this to the Raids World First race.
Nope.
So we're excited for both having some of this content
Update is out
available
on
right
PC,
away,
by
but
the way.
keeping that meat of that narrative, keeping what's important for the story and the world of Destiny to say,
Somebody in chat said it's available
No.
for PS5 also.
going to say everyone's on the same page when this kicks off. If you are in episode 1, you're hearing those lines of dialogue, you're getting those story beats. Everyone is saying, "Okay, we all just saw what happened, right? Like we were all there for that." And like, yeah, we were.
And nuts and bolts wise, so episodes, we're still going to run season passes alongside episodes. And so before, where it was a season pass specific to a season, now it's actually going to reset at every act. So you'll have 100 ranks for the first act of each episode, and then 50 additional will be added for each subsequent act. So 200
So what's the
ranks
pay
throughout
structure
course of
there?
the entire episode. And that length actually allows us to add some more stuff to it, right?
Yeah, I think we want to make sure that those additional ranks in Act 2 and Act 3 are really rewarding, and so we've both learned from our players, like, hey, we really value this. Can we get more of this? And so, like, great, we got that. And then we're also just going back to some old experiments. One of the things I'm really excited about is, in the 30th anniversary, we tried this experiment. We're like, we're going to give everybody a tiger helmet, right? And it's like silver, and it glows. And I'm like, yeah. And Hunters, Titans, Warlocks, they can all wear it. I'm like, maybe we should do that again. Maybe that should be what's on the very end of the pass, where you not only is there, a unique armor set, but at the end you can be like, hey,
Universal
I was
elements,
there. I
okay.
did the whole thing right now. I got like this awesome helmet and everyone wears the same thing. So we're excited to be taking a lot of learnings and
So
pushing this and saying,
act
okay,
as
I think
season.
we've made a
Well,
thing
it's
that
that's
players are
the
gonna
story portions.
be able to sink their teeth into. and
That's
feel
what
rewarded
episodes
by
are.
and be excited about.
And then like the season
I like the
pass.
idea of having like a unique reward to an episode.
You have an
That's
act
really
pass,
cool.
basically.
Well, you answered
And
the
you'll
question
have
about
Act
2
1
separate
of,
narratives.
say, Lightfall, Act 2 of Lightfall, Act
What
3 of
about
Lightfall.
the artifacts, like the perks? Like, are players?
But what's
gonna
the
have a
pay
different
structure there?
experience
Do you pay for
there,
the
or
seasonal
they gonna-
pass and
like,
then
they
you
gonna get
pay
the
for an
same kind of
episode
like day
pass?
one, or-
I don't know,
Yeah,
Dan.
so
I work.
day one, you're going to see something that looks exactly what you expect the artifact to look like, right? It's got the same amount of rows and columns. We've really been honing in on how to like make each artifact feel different. What's going to happen though is when Act 2 rolls around, some magic space appears at the top of the artifact and a whole nother row appears.
Nice.
And so this is not meaning you're going to get less in Act 1. You're going to get the same amount you're used to. But Act 2 brings another row. Whole new ways to modify the game. And Act 3, another row on top of that. So we really want these acts to feel like, hey, it's
Okay,
not just that we're
10
bringing new
additional
activity content in.
perks
It's not just that
and
we're bringing new narrative content in. We are shaking up the meta. There's new rewards. There's new ways to play. There's new nightfalls in the rotation. Right? All of this is sort of what we're pitting out. It's like, yeah, we love this idea of, players finishing the final shape, an episode kicking off, and then just being a few weeks away from like, wait, Act 2 is like weeks away? And you're like, yeah, it's right around the corner. And then they're in Act 2 and like, oh, Act 3 is weeks away? Yeah. Like, how can we make sure that Destiny always feels like it's changing and evolving?
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be like really refreshing more often. But can you tell us what happens after the first 3 episodes? What's next with Destiny 2?
So the episodes are our new storytelling framework. You're gonna get less information than you want, but they allow us to really move the story forward in different ways. And so one of the things that we want to experiment with is, can we make some of these episodes more standalone stories? Do they have to all interconnect? Can you play them in specific orders, things like that? And so after the episode 3, the intention is to continue rolling episodes forward and keep telling different stories and take whatever learnings that we get from the first 3 episodes and start to evolve the framework.
Yeah, and I don't think Dan's gonna kill me here, but we'll see. So maybe keep the coffee cup out of his hand.
I'm waiting for a spit take.
We got a lot of people. Most of them are at home. I was going to point to the other side of the office. Most of us work from home now. That are working on Destiny 2 and are going to still be working on Destiny 2 after the final shape. And so,
I'm not going to kill you for that.
It's just like, we're not working on Marathon, guys.
Like, we know there's a bunch of content and there's different ways that we can get that into players' hands. And those folks still want to make that content, like the awesome stuff that we're sort of known for. And so, again, we'll be a little coy here today. But yeah, just to go back to what Robbie was saying, like, hey, we got some more tread on the tires here, and we're excited to show you where we're driving.
Yeah, and again, to what we were saying before, we think the episode model with the 3-act structure allows more like flexibility for us to make some of that cool content and make some different content. And I think the team is pretty excited about that too.
So episode 4.
I feel like there's more space since it's
Maybe.
not quite as much with the release schedule.
You gotta find out what happens in the first 3 episodes.
All right, so
I'm a little worried that it's going to lock you into something that's not good for longer,
what
though.
are some changes that are coming that will make it easier?
That's my
to
only
make friends
concern,
in
I
the game?
think.
There's a ton. I mean, there's a ton. So
If there's something really bad,
we'll go through some specifics,
then
but like
it exists for
finding ways
18 weeks
to make it easier for people to
Leave out
group
of the
up and
artifact,
play together and improve that experience.
Possibly,
There's a
yeah.
pretty big focus for
Or something really good. On the other hand, it
moving
could last for
forward.
18 weeks.
I'm
And
sticking
you're
with Joe on
like,
time
heck yeah.
because
Amazing.
time's hard,
Yeah.
especially in quarantine. But
So we got Fireteam Finder coming in season 20.
Absolutely, yeah. But even before we get into the specifics, like Destiny's just better when you're playing with friends. It's better in groups. It's better with a fire team. And so being able to build that fire team and being
Depending
able
on your
to
friends.
play the best content is the sort of overarching goal.
Very
that we're trying to do. And yeah,
I
so
thought we were
Fire
your
Team
friends,
Finder, we
Dan.
got Fire
Oh,
Team
you
Power, We've got
Okay.
You are.
Timeline.
But are you the friend that makes it better, or are you the friend that makes it worse?
We probably got another speaker
I'm
too.
gonna
Maybe
leave that
Kelly isn't opening that
up
door
to
run over and
interpretation.
tackle me before I give
I'm pleading the fifth.
There's an asterisk in there
Oh, we can say
somewhere.
Season of the Witch
Oh,
now.
You gotta
Season
find
of the
it.
Witch.
That's right.
Today is coming out with a thing that we sort of call like the main quest update. This is an update to your quest page.
Okay.
Where we're like taking over that front page and saying, hey, this is the big quest. And here's another quest that's important. And so we think super important for our new players that get inundated with a ton of content to go see. And they're like, wow, what are my friends focused on? Can I make sure that's out? This is great for them. It's also great for people that are already playing Destiny and the like, okay, I finished day one of the final shape. And you're like, I got a lot of, which ones are the important ones, right? Which ones are first? And so there's a group of, a big group of developers here who are always looking and saying, okay, what's the next pain point for Destiny players?
Sure.
And so we're really excited about Fireteam Power. I think it's going to both
I like
be a way
Fireteam
that
Power. I think that's
for
neat.
engaged Destiny
that's
players
a
to still
good
really
change.
care about getting their power up
Any
and their
change
light
that lets
up.
people play with their friends more.
Yes.
Also allow,
Agreed.
I've got friends that haven't played Destiny in a while, and I would love to just say to them, hey, just get in the game. Whatever guns you have, you're going to group up with me. We're going to do the dungeon.
Yep.
We're going to go play PvP. We're going to go do this thing, and you're going to be able to enjoy yourself. And there's still this incentive for them, like, okay, well, I'd rather be not 5 under Joe's power and seeing him beat me on the damage tables, right? Like, let's get, let's clear that gap. But for a bunch of people that want to come back and play with their friends, I think we're doing a lot here. We're excited about Fireteam Finder as well. Like, I think there's going to be this whole new influx of Guardians in Season 23. They're going to be like, Last Wish. So what's that all about, right? Like, I've heard some things. There's a dragon there. Let's just go check that out. And
some people
It's
will be back in the game.
$275 for the collector's edition.
What we
Or
want Destiny to do. We want to
US
stop
dollars.
hiding.
You do not want to know how much I paid. Thank you.
The ring for Crota's End is $125. It looks sick though.
Experience this. There's a lot to
More
chase,
like
even after you access the content. So
in
let's make it
Canadian,
easier.
409.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me.
wow.
It's just that,
Yeah,
like,
it looks sick.
I want an
The
experience for
Crota, oh my god, it looks
between
amazing.
Fireteam Finder and Fireteam Power.
And I may have customs on that.
Where you
so.
can come into the
I don't know that I
game
would wear it,
and
but
be like,
I love
heard that's the
this.
best
Really
content
cool.
in the game. I want to be able to go play it and be able to go play it. Right?
Are you this tall? Sorry.
Yeah, you can't ride the ride. Exactly. Like, I feel called out. But in all seriousness, like, that's the goal behind all these systems. And I think Joe painted a really good picture of why it's still important for the really, top end players to really want to go and keep themselves as high end and have all the weapons and all that stuff, even for that content. But give those other players the ability to try it, because I think that's where Destiny's at its best, is in some of those.
And we didn't talk a bunch about this, but we know that Guardian Ranks has done a bunch for our new players this year in helping them get through and onboard the systems. But Guardian Ranks wasn't able to solve, like, okay, I understand what a mod is, but who are these people? Who are the Hive? Who is Cade 6? Everyone keeps talking about
What's
Cade 6.
PvP?
And so Time on Reflections.
What's PvP?
We're not going to put Bice out of business anytime soon. But getting that experience in game,
We're not
to be
going to
able
put
to
Blythe
go
out of
look,
business.
hey, I
That's
want to go to the
hilarious.
timeline. I want to read a thing. I can watch a thing. Oh, and then I can play a thing.
I don't
right? Like,
see
it's one thing to
any new
hear
exotic
about
ornament.
Cade. It's another
wait,
thing
no, I lie. Forget
to
me.
play with Cade.
Right.
And I think that for a bunch of our new players, it's going to be an exciting way to experience some content. And I think even some of our older
definitely.
players are just going to be like, you know what I want to go do today?
Little nostalgia.
Memory lane.
I want to go hang out with Cade 6 in a prison.
That's right.
I like it. So can you kind of explain how Fireteam Power works for us?
Yeah, so there's 2 ways that we're really thinking about power in Final Shape and beyond. One is what we're calling power fixed activities.
So is this
this
essentially
is
going
stuff
to
like
replace
free
the UI
roam,
experience?
destination, the regular strikes queue.
Sorry, you were breaking
the
up there?
base power of an exotic mission.
I was saying it's
Really
like
excited,
essentially going to replace.
we want to
the
build
UI
more
experience,
Seraph
the
Shields. We want to build more Presages. And so
I
for a
don't
bunch
think
of
so. I
this,
think it's
we're
like
gonna say,
in addition
even
to.
if you don't have a friend, right? Go into this,
Right?
bring whatever you want. we've adjusted
probably.
the difficulty for it to just feel good.
Like you
to
get the
play,
new light
right?
experience
So
after you create
we
your
know
guardian,
you want
and
to go on the
then
destination and
you
be able
get
to
your
one-shot dregs with the hand
you can
cannon.
do those
We also want the destination
little
to put
intro
up a little bit of
missions
resistance
to get you
and
caught
feel
up
like
on
maybe I can't be shot by 15 dregs, and so like we're
those DLC.
dialing in that power. But it's like, okay, this is a great like base experience for the story of Final Shape. That experience is power fixed, so you're gonna get power upgrades, but you don't have to equip them, right?
Right.
Then post that, we say, hey, we've got a bunch of power-enabled activities too. There's the aspirational stuff, the raid, the dungeon, trials, right? For this, say, okay, I care about power. And so we've got an employee that we like to pick on here, a guy by the name of Matt Noguchi, who is a very hardcore Destiny player. I think that I'm a hardcore Destiny player, and then I look at my
Nobody's
friends
hardcore
list,
as Matt.
how is his pass level this high, right? Like
Noguchi's insane, guys.
I
I know him. Amazing person.
still want to say, hey,
insane player.
You feel like you're rewarded.
He's
and engaged,
intense.
but you can go into Nightfall and let's say, hey, you've been out across the world doing good deeds. You weren't able to play Destiny for the last 3 months.
You've got the armor, which
Come
is the
back and say,
flowery
you know,
stuff.
I like Destiny, but what I really like are dungeons, really like are raids. Okay, get in Matt Noguchi's fire team. Anyone that's in, a pre-made fire team, whether you made this fire team in Fire Team Finder or whether you made it from your friends list, it's going to look at, say, who's the highest fire team, like who's the highest power level, and then it's going to take that and say, we're dialing the numbers. I think right now it's 5. It might be 3. I'm going to say, okay, everyone in here, 5 below, no matter what. Now, if you're close on that, great. We're going to respect your power. But no matter what guns you have, no matter what armor you have, we're going to say, hey, we're going to take this all up. And so you don't have to worry about, hey, I don't have the new stuff that I need. Instead, I'm like, hey, go play the raid and then go get the new really good raid weapons, right? Like that's the thing we want you to be caring about. Not that you can't step in the content at all, right? Focus on the optimization, not on the requirement.
So I can load in the green loadout?
I really love
You want to. I mean, listen, I put on some armor that can't take resistance mods, and that's a bold choice.
But doable.
But doable, yeah. We will not. So I'm sure we'll see some wacky raid clears that are like, I did it all on the Broken Parade set, and they're like, you certainly did.
Oh, I want to do that.
For you.
Yeah.
What about with trials? It's like the one kind of like PvP's the thing that
Yeah. So we know there are some important reasons to keep power on in trials, and really try to keep that a fair playing field. And so right now it's power enabled, and we're going to have a switch where we're going to say, hey, we're going to test out Fire Team power in this, because 1, we want to make sure that we keep that experience in a good spot. 2, like it is an experience where I've got this friend Shane, and he is a master with Golden Gun, but he plays Destiny off and on. I would love to be able to say, Shane, we're playing trials this weekend, and I know you haven't played in a while. Please just put the client back on, get inside,
but you have to
and
play
him just be
Gambit
able to
for
go
it.
on. And I'll have better weapons, I'll have better armor, but he's still gonna pop Golden Gun
Outside
and
the gate,
get us 2 kills every time. And so I think we do want to still have that, experience for even at the high end of PvP.
There
We just
is
want to make sure
the
we do it
Eververse
right.
armor
And
set.
so it is
It's not
something
up
that
on
we
the
are
thing, but you can see
walking
that
in carefully
going
and
to
saying, okay,
Eververse
we're going to try
elements.
this. We're going to test it. If it doesn't work, we're going to find a different solution.
Yeah, and specifically, we're gonna we want us to have room to experiment, and so I think Joe's right. Where we'll start off with it power enabled sometime during the episode. We'll flip that switch, and we'll communicate that out, and we'll make sure everyone's aware that it's coming, and we'll see how it goes. And if it goes really
You can see
well,
Tony
we'll
side-eyeing
figure out what to do with that
your
next. And if it doesn't,
Nah,
we'll figure out
nah,
if there's
nah.
something else we can try
It's only because the
Chat wants
camera's
to hear
off
your
to the
bullets,
side.
too.
No, it's only because the
see
camera's off
if
to
it
the
gets
side.
more variety of players into trials and more
no
people who
thoughts.
didn't feel like
Is that a
No
good
thoughts.
thing or a bad
Empty brain.
That sounds great.
Head empty, no thoughts.
The in-game LG
I'm
has been
gonna
an
let
ask for a
my
long
man
time.
Joe
Can we
rock.
talk about the Fire Team Finder
He's got
experience a little
Mexico
bit
still
more?
on his mind, man.
Yeah.
So this is probably I'm a big LFG user. Like when someone's like, Joe, we want to raid this time, this day. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing that time. That day.
There's a little more
My desired raid experience is that I log in and I say, I have, an hour, I have 2 hours, and I'm like, I want to raid right now. So I'll go to my friends list, and if I don't have friends on to play with, I will go to one of the community-run LFGs. And there are so many great services out there that do this.
Right.
But for a bunch of players, they don't understand that exists. They don't have access to this. And also, it can be a pretty big hurdle to just be like, hey, I'm just looking to do the legend version of this activity. I wish I could just go in game and say, I'm not quite comfortable with match-made people, but if I can get you in a group with me and we can talk about it, can we make that fast? Can we make that so I just like, hey, what do I want to do? Okay, I want to do the new seasonal activity. I want to do it legend. And you can pick, even at this stage, you can say, just give me people and we'll go right away. Right? I'll take the random draw. You can also say, no. Give me people and I want to be able to approve or deny them when they come in. They say, hey,
that's cool.
Okay, we talked in chat. I don't think you're the right person. We're going to wait until we get the people that we want. And so
swipe right.
It's really about striking this balance of both being customizable for folks that are like, I'd like to do a teaching run.
That's what this is, right?
I'm a guide player. I want to teach people how to do last switch. And also sometimes
Testy 2 to
players
final
that like,
swipe.
I've got 45 minutes to do Go Sim Deep. I do not want
we're giving you video ideas.
So I can go in there and I can say, hey, I'm looking for people in this Guardian rank. I'm looking for people that are experienced and want to go fast. And we know that we need to build a looking for group tool that can do both of those things. And so it's a big step. These systems are very challenging, and I think we're going to learn a lot about what is coming out. That's why we're like, this is coming out in season 23, and we are going to get people.
We have 3
looking at
battlegrounds in Virginia rotation.
We're going to figure out, what happens when the community gets it in their hands, and really make sure that we're in a good shape for when people are using this tool to do final shape content.
Yeah, and I think to Joe's point from the beginning, it really democratizes some of that like pinnacle experience, right? Like, new players don't know to go out of the game and look for these really legitimately good community services. But like, I think a lot of players stay contained to what's inside of the client, and we want to make sure that those players can have the same grouping experience as the core fans who've learned how to do it in those community activities. So.
Just to nerd at it, but that's a little bit more. So there's like 2 ways to enter into the
I'm seeing a lot of people in the Bungie chat saying, hey, that's about to be toxic as hell. It's like it could be, or it could be, or it could be very beneficial.
You can be better.
Yeah, you can be a better human being.
Another way, if you like go click on a raid or a thing which you could have other people. In the roster where you see where all the emblems go, it'll have your emblem, right? Oh, I'm in my fire team. And then the next one will just be like, hey, do you want to use Fire Team Finder for this? And you just click on that button and it'll be like, here you go, right? Like, and so we think this is just going to expose a bunch of people to content and get them in. Like, I'm excited to get more Guardian rank 7s into Guardian rank 8s and expose some of our great content to more people.
And making friends.
That's probably not going to happen. That's probably not going to happen. I think I'm staying.
It only has 45 minutes.
I
wish I could reset to 6.
You mean whatever you can get just by playing?
We're not going to like go out and take down any of these LFG sites.
You play
you're
PvP only, and
do
you're
it that way.
standing
You build
6 only.
communities that you're comfortable with.
whatever
this is going to
rank
be
you can
another
achieve.
like direction. Players
Absolutely.
Yep. So, what does this mean for guided games?
It's gone.
Is it time?
Are you gonna kill it?
I think the
guided
games beta, might eventually be coming to an end, and so I think we want to make sure we do this in the right way. I know there's some emblems and things that are connected to that, but we really see
those
Fire Team
emblems.
Finder as just the fully fledged version of how to find a group. And so this is
Guided
definitely the
Games
future
was
for
a
finding groups and
well-intended
idea. Problem. It's like, hey, can I make sure that I'm
the execution where
people
you
with
have
the
to stay in
same
that menu
desires as
in
me
order to
and a bunch
like
of things that really
even
Guided Games
find a
can
group.
do. And so definitely in the future we don't want people being like,
I hope that
oh,
new
how
stuff
should I
is
get
good.
into a group? Should
Same.
I go on Guided Games? Like, no.
I don't think it's going to put people who do helps out of business at all, though.
Yeah.
While they last. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. I think.
So Joe, this is for you. You mentioned in your video on Twitter
what they're
last
talking
week,
about
in the
when they're
reveal,
like,
we wouldn't be talking about a strange coin and Xur
there are people who
revamp
don't find
or
those
the rework of
services.
the hood.
Yeah.
Here we are in the
but there are people who
surprise.
Wow.
look to
Can you say anything
Twitch
about those
still
things?
and look to Discord communities that are ingrained in that kind of thing. That
It's not going to go away because I think that when you go to a stream that's doing helps,
I don't want to
it's
spoil
a
too much
moderated
here. I think
experience.
starting with strange coins.
And I think that's the concern with this.
We want to
this new
do two
binder
things here.
thing
We
is
wanna
that
make
it's not a
Xur
moderated experience.
really
That's what
exciting
toxicity
experience,
predictor
right?
versus
And
having a
this
streamer
Xur has
who's
felt
basically
this
making sure that
presence
everyone in the fire team. First of all, you
for
usually
our
have
most
Sherpas,
regular
right? So
players.
you have people
What
that are
Xur got on the
helpers that you
weekend.
know are
I
good
think we
people.
still
They're nice.
have
They're
that
helpful.
for
They
newer
hold the
players.
content.
They're like, oh, I
but then when you're
Xur.
filling, if there's some kind of
We've
issue,
lost
then
it
you
with
moderate
our,
it.
you know,
You know,
people
you have
that
somebody
play
who's
Destiny every week. And so I
managing
think, one,
that
it's putting
team,
Xur
making
back
sure
into this,
everyone
like,
is
you're
getting
gonna be
along.
excited about
So I
what
think
Xur's
that's a
selling this
really
week.
different
Two,
type of
it's
experience,
like
and that's why
going back
like
to strange
Twitch helps
coins,
tend to be
right?
more
Like this
positive.
feeling
I would
of,
say the same thing
hey,
for
I'm
PvP
doing
helps. I mean,
ritual
I don't know as much
stuff,
about that, but you know, that's also a
PvP, and
moderated
getting
experience where
these
you have a different
coins,
level of
and I'm like,
expectation
I'm
of
gonna spend
how
them
it's
on
going
it.
to
So
go.
this is
you know?
also about,
You also
making
kind of
some
are
our-
able to
our
see the
ritual
reputation
content rewarding. It's optional.
on
Pick
the
what you wanna
screen
do, play
rather
Gambit,
than
play
like
Strikes, play Crucible. But you're gonna
just
do that,
joining
and you're gonna
somebody
get
randomly.
something, and you're like,
Yeah.
hey,
You say
how's my strange coin
you talk
first
about
looking, right?
if you go
Like,
to a
and
Twitch
then
stream, for
when's
example.
Xur
Yeah.
coming?
Oh, okay.
Because
Like,
certainly a
you're
lot of Guardians were caught
seeing
by
somebody
surprise
like
early in
views or
Destiny's life
vouches in that
cycle of,
case, but also like you see how people interact as well, and you're able to kind of test the water that way.
And so
It's definitely
having
about,
a little
right?
bit of that
Yeah.
coming back wouldn't be a bad thing.
That's good.
Oh, HUD was
I
that the
gonna
other
say,
one? I think to talk sort of zoom out and talk about HUD. For our players that get really into build crafting and go into some really tricky activities, like in this moment where you look on the left-hand side of your screen, like, oh, there's a lot of text there, and it's important and it's hard to parse. And this is the thing that we're like, hey, we've just got to make this more clear. And so really this update is about moving some of that stuff around the HUD to better locations to make it more clear, hey, what's coming from my Guardian, what's coming from the environment or from enemies, and making sure that the important stuff stays on screen.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Unstable Light.
Like,
Oh,
like Unstable
And
Light.
hopefully
Dear
it's,
God.
like better abbreviated as well.
Yeah.
Some of this text has gotten really long-winded.
Well, and you can iconify some of those things, like what Borderlands does with their stuff.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Seems important.
So it's like a symbol instead of like an actual like set
so
of
there's
words.
been some fans wondering, like as we
especially
expand out, start working on new projects,
I don't know, like
become a true
if there's a
multi-IP
timer
studio.
for Weekend, for example,
there's
off
worry
of Void
that those
3.0.
teams may take
If there's
away
a symbol
resources
in
that
the
are meant
menu,
for Destiny,
you know, in the
like,
actual
what are we doing as a
subclass
studio
menu
to
for
take on this
Weekend, you know, and they always bring up those.
I appreciate this question.
Those descriptions of what Weekend is. If you hover over something that actually has a Weekend effect,
right? Like,
then just put like an
Joe and I have been
icon,
talking for
you
a
know,
while
next to the
now
Weekend,
about
and then that same
just how
icon
much
can
stuff
be
is
represented
coming
in the
after the
bottom
file
left
shape, and,
whenever that Weekend
all the
appears
work
in
doing the
game.
episodes
You know,
and
so there's
potentially more
it
beats.
ties it
There's
together.
definitely cleaner ways to do it than just a wall of text.
And like we still have a great, talented team working on all of those things. We, when we start up new projects, we're deliberate about who moves over and who stays behind, things like that. And really from there start hiring more people to try and work these things out. I mean, Bungie itself has increased in size as we've expanded and started working on more projects. That is because we are bringing in folks to make sure that we can expand out while still maintaining the work that we already have. And so, like, if you just look at what's coming down the pipe with all the work, all the stuff coming from episodes, beats down the line, all the work in the live game that Joe's been talking about, we still have a really hungry and talented team with a mixture of veterans and new folks, which is always the case, who are coming in to, just keep moving Destiny forward and keep it fresh. So I think strategically, like, it's always a challenge when you're at any kind of scale. But I'm very impressed and have been for the years I've been here with the way that we bring in talent and the type of talent that comes and wants to work on Destiny. And I think there's even some areas where we've seen that fresh talent has brought some of the new exciting stuff you've been talking about.
Yeah, I mean, here's some personal stuff. I didn't start on Destiny until right after The Dark Below shipped.
Yeah.
I had not made a first-person shooter before. I had worked on, came from like the MMO sphere of game design. There are people that are working on Destiny to this day that taught me how to place a monster and it feel good for a first-person shooter. And like, there's a Jason Jones video that you watch when you start, right? There's like, hey, a senior activity designer pulls you into a room. we still have so much of this like really legacy talent on the Destiny 2 team. But I think the thing that always surprises me is time flies. You'll be like, oh, this is this person that's new to the studio. And they're actually like, actually, I've been here for 3 years and I'm like a god in the tools now. And you're like, oh, whoa, you are, right? And then suddenly they're the person that's pulling someone to a room and be like, let me teach you how to make a first-person shooter. It's really awesome to see that talent grow at Bungie. And I think what's really important is we still in the studio on the team have all these people that carry this legacy knowledge, and we are spreading it and propagating it. Sometimes not just to Bungie, sometimes to the rest of the games industry, and that's a really great.
Yeah, that's why Sony bought him, right?
It is, and like I mean, just recently I was in a playtest where this is no joke. Like it's we had a smattering of folks who were in their first week. Like part of their first week was to be in this Final Shape playtest, and also in the same room were 2 20+ year Bungie veterans who have been on Destiny from the jump, right? And so it's just, I know that like it's probably hard to wrap your head around if you're not on the inside, and I don't want to start like naming names of people and whatnot, but like it's just, I think the mix of, to Joe's point, of that like veteran savvy and you know, new fresh ideas, you know, new hunger for different parts of the game. I think just it's just a really cool culture, to Joe's point, and I think it does really good things for the game over time.
I love that. Well, this next question is completely unrelated, but
I love it.
But it's important. So the new supers.
Oh, okay.
Great transition. There are some new supers shown off that look spectacular. I noticed that the Warlock super looks like it took a lot of inspiration from Radiance. Well, he does say that in the video, but it looks really similar. How's it going to be different?
Yeah, let's be like super candid. A bunch of Warlocks are probably watching this right now, and they're saying, Joe, aren't people just going to ask me to run well? Like, you keep giving me new supers, right? Aren't people going to ask me to run well? And so
That's true.
We know that's an issue, and we're solving it in a bunch of ways. Like maybe there's a support auto rifle solution to this problem.
Hey,
maybe
Salt.
there's some different ways that we balance things that
They're so
are
gonna want well.
be making this. But we know that for Warlocks, hey, the bar to clear here is, can I equip this in high-end content? And so a bunch has even happened since we've been recording. Here are the
I'm
two
just
things
visualizing the
really
rifle being like a
surprising
healer
about the
class
Warlock
from Overwatch, and you're just standing there shooting your
One,
teammates. And
let's
You probably have to get the buff off by shooting somebody.
Right, guys.
Right.
Hey guys, all rifle heals on me.
Where we're like, hey, we want to get the, you know,
it looks
the
more like
competitive
vampirism. You're
aspect of
taking
Destiny
health
to an
away
awesome
from
place. Like,
enemies
one
and
thing
then
I
giving
think
it to
that's
your
not going to help us do that in the
teammates with
self-res. It's going to be a really frustrating thing to fight against.
I really miss having to stand next to a ghost during the trial.
Yeah. Scope right there, right? Like, I don't know, is he going to do it? So if this super isn't about self-res, what's it about? And so we said, okay, first, we love this first-person guns-out experience. It's a really exciting thing if we do it well. And so one, even if you don't have anyone around you, this new super is like a DPS machine, right? And so it provides that in a few ways. One, throwing a bird grenade at somebody does a lot of damage. Two, you equip the right melee. Again, you're going to just want to using those on cooldown. I think the sneaky one here, and it's not just for you, it's also for your allies, is, hey, we're going to let you put Scorch, not just on your weapon, but on your allies' weapon. And we've actually internally been like,
a bird grenade.
Okay, which weapons or which damage types get this debuff? And we're playing with that right now, or that buff. The amount of damage increase that you can put out from everyone on your fire team constantly causing explosions.
So you turn into an ability
it's
machine.
And so,
That's another support
again,
thing
we talk
right
about
there.
all these supers, like, how do they fit into the meta? How do we get them to a point? And, you know, for some, it's going to be like, they want this to be a PvP all-star.
Right.
Some we're like, hey, we think it can do both. But really, the where we're at in the phase right now is saying, hey, how can players not just be excited that it's fun?
We have a new foundry.
We're really good at the hit feel here. But that's the baseline. The real goal has to be like, I want to use this thing. And so, yeah, Warlocks getting spices added to it right now. We're dialing in, but yeah, we're really excited.
Is Bird Grenade the shipping name?
Yeah. You can probably see that on the website somewhere.
Guys,
right
I'm gonna flip a bird.
Bird Grenade.
Bird Grenade. I like it. Similar beat, then the Hunter Super looks a lot like Blade Dancer. Or Arcblade. Blade Dancer.
Yeah, I think sort of we wanted to do, we talked about this like Destiny extract. Right? I'm like, okay. I remember when D2 was coming out.
You said it again.
And we first showed the supers.
Destiny extract,
that
yeah.
There was this really funny piece of
Does
fan
this
art
mean that
where Hunters,
in
everyone was
the
talking about their new supers, and Hunter
episodes
was,
or the following
it was a pole
expansions
with two
after
daggers on the end, and they're like, I got a new super
Final
too.
Shape, we're gonna have
and so we weren't like, okay, we know Blade Dancer's
rotating
iconic, but
new
like,
supers
Dark Strider
like
and
they've
Blade
done in the
Dancer are
past.
pretty similar.
Right.
And so
I don't know.
okay, we still
they've
missing this beat.
Got to, because then
I
we
can
get
remember
back
the
into
first
this
time
new
we saw it, it's like,
this
what do you do? It's like
we're in arrears
throw the blade
of
across the
catching
map,
up like we were 3
teleport
years
to where
ago.
the blade is, and you spin, and then
and like
you have two more
was it last
charges
year
of
where
that,
they
right?
you know we had to wait
and so
for
we're
Void
pretty
3.0
confident
to Solar
again in the
3.0.
super.
Yeah,
Where's
we
it
had to
gonna
wait
be
for
good?
that.
It's
We had to
gonna
wait
be
for that
good
catch
when
up.
You've got a boss
So-
that you can melee.
Right.
I think where it's
Yeah.
really the thing that we're looking at is like Crucible,
Constant
right?
creep.
Like Shax is like staring at Hunters using this right now, and I think what we're really like, hey, how can we make it hit the meta, hit that thing, and also not be the most oppressive thing that we've ever shipped. And so confident
true.
in that
The
one
new Hunter
spicy,
for
right?
PvP.
Like, and so really now it's like how many peppers
teleport.
spicy?
I see Tony just like three
but,
corners of
yeah,
the map.
I think so many of our shotgun and hand
I am not gonna
cannon
play PvP.
hunters are like, another way to get across the map.
I'm
right?
so unsettled by
And
Tony.
invisible.
That is gonna be crazy.
Right? This is cheating.
It's a hunter,
'Cause,
so you don't
we
want to be
have
on
the
it.
super question. Aspects
Oslo says
too.
that
I'm not sure
look,
if I'm
yeah.
saying.
Oh, you can't do that.
Aspect talk.
The hunter aspect. We showed this, and it's got like this cyclone in
Yes.
the air.
Yeah.
The two things that are exciting. One, it's like cool to give everyone amplified and cool to create a lightning strike below you. It's also just another jump. Like, and if you know about build crafting, you're like, is there anything that would give me another charge of this? And then suddenly you're looking at a hunter and they're like, how many jumps are they doing in a row? And I think if there's one class that wants to be degenerate with jumping around,
Couldn't be Hunter.
we pick the right
It
one.
couldn't be.
Solid call. So if you struggle with
Jumpy
the jumping
boys!
puzzles, you can put this aspect on.
Yep.
Let's go, baby.
That's me.
Extra. Yeah.
That's my clan. It's like, oh, Pika, you need that.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
On a
Did they
different
they
beat,
say
the
that we're gonna
Titan
get an
one
extra
looks
jump?
completely different than what we've
on that
Base-
aspect?
So-
you
The
throw a bunch
aspect
of
that acts like
axes,
it.
your fire team
Yeah.
can pick
It's
them
it's
up.
gonna make you move.
How long do these
It's gonna make
last?
you
Like,
move in
this
that
could be a
direction,
problem
and then
too.
you can then
Yeah, I think the thing
Jump,
that we
jump,
heard
activate
really
another
loud and
ability
clear
which
is like,
makes you
hey,
move in the air,
Titans,
and then jump
they have
again.
a lot
and
of roaming.
You'll have to see it.
melee
You'll have to see it.
punching
Okay.
supers.
All right.
Yeah.
all
Which
right,
is
all right.
cool. It's the Titan fantasy.
What is that? What is that hunter exotic from D1
Like,
that
these
gave
are
you
the
another
things I was
jump?
promised
Bones
on
of
the
Ao.
character screen.
Bones of Ao.
Bones of
Yeah,
Ao.
we were putting together the
Yeah,
video
with the
for
double
the first
strafe
time,
jump.
and you show
That's gonna
a
be pretty
Titan
nasty
even
then.
with access, or like
Hey.
some Titan is watching this, and they're like, Bungie never listens
What?
to me. It's another one, right?
We're
We
gonna
haven't
need to do
axed this time.
trials. The GL
and
has
so
bait
I
and
think the
switch.
teams did a really
Yeah,
good
I've
job
already
of both
screen
saying,
captain sent to Odd.
okay, we want to make something different.
We're
Range,
gonna need to do
one-off.
that,
And
bro.
Kenner as
Starts,
well. Right, like throwing axes.
Oh,
And I'm like,
God.
I think
And
we
the
can still do
strand
the fantasy on
adaptive
the other end, right?
or
Like,
all of
throw
them
the
bait and switch
things,
GL.
and then
Merci.
pick them up and beat up things. And so like for this, right?
I'm actually
like,
logged
we
into the
think
game,
about it,
ready to go.
High-end PvE.
I'm just sat in orbit.
Just hitting a thing with the axe.
I've checked everything
does a ton
out.
of damage. If you're like fighting,
I'm afraid if I
Oryx,
touch anything, it's gonna break
Look
stream.
at these axes. Oryx is
No, I
hangs
think
out
what it
over
was,
his
Dan, is
face,
just you're
right? You're,
encoding to like
still pretty
output.
good
You
to
bring
throw an
everything
axe at
input,
Oryx and do a
then-
bunch of damage.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The rest
We're just
is
trying to
sort of
output
gravy, right? And so this
encode
is,
too
you know,
much.
you're thinking about something in a strike, you're like picking up the axe and going with it. Pika, we were talking about PvP with this.
I reckon
and
you'd
so
be
I
fine
think,
Kind of combo play of
yeah.
I picked it up, I killed 4 more people. It was crazy.
Yeah, because I think you can pick how you want to deploy a super like this. You can say, hey, everyone's playing way back. I'm just going to toss axes. They have this gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Did you get
Toss that on his own?
Yeah.
4 people on it?
And if you get to the end, you're like, I've tossed 2 of my
It's like
axes.
Horizon
and you're
from
like, I don't
Apex.
want to run for this. You can just toss the 3rd one at your feet and then pick up the axe and be like, all right. right, Super's still going, right? and go try to chase some people down with an axe. So pretty excited to see how people make some plays with that thing.
You asked at the top what we're most excited about, and I think Joe just gave a better
So
explanation
is this
than
a
me as to why
gravity-based
supers are
subclass?
like it's
no,
they're gonna be
this
a
was
part
art.
of the game. Like that's one of the things that I'm really
That was void.
This
Like,
with
you just
supers
talked
is
about.
like,
ones
you're not
we
just
have.
gonna see
that
them in
was void.
PvE or
Oh, okay.
IMPV. They're gonna be in PvP.
So
They're
we
gonna-
haven't seen
and I
anything of
think
the
for
new
all three classes. I think
possible new
all three of
subclass
them
yet.
bring
It's just additional
pieces to
supers.
the table that
Got
will give some pretty
Yeah,
broad
okay,
play.
just
I
additional
think that's pretty
supers
cool.
on top
Yeah,
of
that's
what
the,
we're doing.
you know,
Gotcha,
it's
thank
a,
you.
Supers and
it's a
some
focused
aspect
offering here,
style
but
abilities.
we're doing that with intention.
Pull string.
We're saying like,
Gotcha.
hey, we're gonna make a really sharp knife here, and how we're doing that, like it's super shaped, right? Like, so I'm pretty excited about what the team's doing.
Yeah.
I see we've really thrown our hosts here for a loop. They're shuffling their cards, they're pointing at questions. They're like, these people just talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Right. So I think we're actually going a little long.
Yeah, so we're gonna skip ahead a little bit, but
Yeah.
I want to hit this beat.
Yeah.
Fair.
Just talking a little too
Yeah.
much.
I have gotten that feedback before.
So I think we're still supposed to talk about Crota, or just go to closing.
I'm enjoying
Yeah, I
it.
just want to verify that
Yeah.
in that
More
that
information.
asset that was the
Yeah.
spiky armor.
I
That
soaked
was-
this stuff up.
That was for Cosmo. Cosmo wanted to just be sure
I just want to be sure.
that the armor for Crota that we saw.
And I know we're going long. You get two Crota things. One, you get spiky, glowy armor. I
Thank
think
you.
that
All right, confirmed.
again, the community has been very loud and clear on what Crota armor do we want? The spiky
armor.
green one. Two things we did talk about is we're using contest mode of Crota's End to do some experiments with, hey, how hard should a raids world first be? So
Okay.
I bet you'll see this coming out, but we're gonna like just take
Slightly
the
turn it.
knob and say, hey, it's really important for a raid.
Oh,
world
they gotta
first
pay
to
out.
be aspirational.
They gotta pay on that.
Destiny Super
Oh,
Bowl.
we're making Crota
No,
hard.
that's how it has to be in Final
Everyone
Shape.
jokes
Well,
that
great,
it's
'cause
the
we've got a
raid, the
raid
strike
coming
edition.
out
We're
here
gonna
in
show
2
you.
weeks.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that one, like, let's start dialing the knobs and see where we need to put
You're
it.
not going to be able to sword skip that.
Basic.
So
No.
yeah, we got some
No,
gameplay
and
coming
I've
up.
been-
We want to get to that.
I've been saying, like,
but,
everyone's like,
yeah,
oh, I'm
we've
just
talked
gonna
about a bunch of
use
awesome features.
grapple
coming
to
with
get
Destiny.
out of the roll bit.
Dan, what's
right?
the best
whatever
way
is
for
possible.
like players
Yeah,
new or
well,
old to like
at
jump
the
back
beginning
in and
bit,
stuff like that?
everyone's like, oh, I'm just gonna grapple
and I'll try to
through
be
the
brief
thrall.
since
I'm like, no,
it's
they're
been
gonna
going along.
suppress us.
But like,
We're gonna be
this is
suppressed.
just on the same theme that we've been talking about, which is we're just trying to make the game more
They
accessible to
have
more
to think
players.
about
You know, all of the
Crota
fire team power, fire team
in the
finder,
context of
all
all
that
the
plays
new
into that.
toolbox.
Yeah.
But for new
So
players,
with
I think a
Strand,
lot
the
of teams
stasis,
want to run through
think the
content from other
sword,
expansions, things like that.
mobility,
So
and, like all of
there's
all
a
of the-
lot of
all of the mobility
there's a lot of
items
ways
with
over the
it,
next
basically,
week or so.
hopefully
where
they
people can
reimagine
kind
in a
of
way
get,
that people
get
can't
in and get
instantly
in on a
break
good
it.
deal. So
Yeah.
for example,
It's like
the Witch Queen is actually going to be free for this entire weekend. I think it's the 24th to the
We're only
27th.
gonna break it
Somebody
anyway.
can check me on that. On your platform of choice.
I love that one.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Witch
I
Queen's-
do love that
Witch
one.
Queen's free
In
this
addition,
weekend.
Even right now, Witch Queen is available on PlayStation Plus game catalog, and so you can access it that way as well. And then last but not least, through someone check me on this, through I believe September 5th, we're going to be running a bunch of discounts on all of our previous expansions, anywhere
Good.
from 50 to
just choosing
67%
everything.
off.
Just make them
free.
Most notably, though,
Make them
is our most
free.
recent Lightfall, both the base and
Or
the annual
permanently
pass
decrease their
are gonna
price.
Be 50% off through the 5th. I think starting right now.
After a certain
Make
point.
them like
All of those
$4.
are really like great ways for new players to kind of get in and
That's-
experience some of our more recent.
money
and high-end
is a
content.
barrier for
Strands.
player
Yeah.
entry.
Go get Strands.
Friends.
Go get it. That's good.
And we have a recap article that's going live
You have money?
soon. It's going to have all these details.
So you can fact check
we
me.
can fact
What's
check
this
Dan
thing?
and tell him-
And not after
Yeah.
buying the collector's edition, you don't have any money.
Is there anything else anyone would like to add?
Yeah. One last thing I wanted to mention: the Bungie Foundation has created shirts to help raise money to support the communities impacted by the wildfires in Lahaina, Hawaii.
I bought one.
100% of profits
The emblem
will
is
go
amazing.
to our longtime
Yeah, the
partner,
emblem
Direct
is
Relief,
beautiful.
who is delivering
So good.
life-saving emergency medical kits and aiding in search and
Try and get
rescue
it on the EU
operations.
store.
So if you like these shirts or just want to help out, you can click the link in chat. There's a QR code below, and you can purchase one.
That's the
We've
emblem.
already sold 11,000.
This is the link. I'll put it in
and we really
chat.
appreciate everyone.
They already sold
supporting this
11,000.
cause.
That's insane.
Also, anyone
Yeah,
who
it's
subscribes to our Bungie
gorgeous.
Twitch account
Go buy it.
right now, we will be donating all profits to Direct Relief from those subscriptions
love
as
when they
well.
do
So
those, dude.
smash that subscribe button.
The
Look
Aussie
at it.
Bushfires one
Smash
and
it.
then this one. and
Well,
then-
this has been a blast. Thank you so much for sharing more info on on Destiny's future with
Beautiful.
us. There is a lot to look forward to. We're going to take a short break, though, and then when we get back, I'll be teaming up with Taylor and Andy from Bungie to play through some of the Season of the Witch content. So stick around.
Okay. So I think would this be a good time for us to talk about
Yes.
like stuff and like maybe put the stream not on pause but like on mute in the background unless we see something crazy?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I love it.
They're just playing the season.
Yeah, they're just playing
They're
the
gonna-
seasonal
they're-
thing. Everybody's going to be able to go through and play that soon. So
Yeah, exactly. With their
Yeah.
communities. So
exactly. So I guess I should do the thing that I always do, and it's always super awkward, and this is going to be great. But welcome, guys, to Destiny Digest. We've been sitting here for a couple of hours now, and I haven't even said that to you all, so that's cool. Thanks everybody who's watching this too, because this is actually technically the first live Destiny Digest conversation that I've ever done, and this will be out on the show
making
on
history, baby.
on Friday. Yeah, should be fun. So my question here. Because we got Pidge, we got D Flawless, we got Bonafide Hero, we got Acepha, we got Revenant, we got Tony, aka Ill Physics, and we got Tiddly. Everybody, all at once, say the thing that you are most excited about.
Myself.
Cade 6.
You should have given us like 10 seconds.
I should have.
Second buffer.
I should have given you a buffer because this is the internet and that's not how this works.
We need Tony to watch the entire thing first as well.
Yeah, Tony's at a disadvantage here.
I did
Fair.
miss a little bit. I did miss a little bit.
Missed
but
a little bit, yeah.
I did miss a little bit.
A little bit.
I'll say for me, it's probably a tie between a close second is the new supers.
Yeah.
That seems really interesting for PvP. I'm a PvP main guy. But Cade 6 for sure, 100%.
You stole my answer.
Yeah, I'm with you. I did steal it, but I'm with you.
Very, very excited. Obviously, for Final Shape is that moving patrol zone, that moving world, and what does that entail once the story is changed? So, yeah.
I'm excited for the final battle being done inside the raid.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of huge for me for a gameplay experience.
I think that's a big one for sure. D or Tiddly?
I'm excited about the
Tony
story. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You go first.
No. I was in step with Tony just about Cade 6 and the supers look amazing. And I'm really interested to see how this episode system.
Yeah, I think that's probably I coming into this. I was like, I want to see how they change the seasonal model and how they change the Destiny 2 just model overall going forward after Final Shape. And I think episodes are interesting. My question, because it is up for the presale is up on up on PlayStation right now. It's up everywhere for the pre-order, and you can get the annual pass. It looks like episodes and the season passes are along with that. But in the future, is this something that they're able that they then go, well, you have the seasonal pass, but you also have the episode pass?
I noticed that too, actually. Like, it doesn't seem as modular as it is just now. It seems like base DLC and then base DLC plus the, as you said, the episodes for a set price point. So it seems like they're doubling down on just giving you everything.
Yeah. At least right now. Like it does seem like something that they can probably break out in the future that is if they want to monetize it further, they can then do so.
Yeah, I guess so. But I just assume that they're going to end up consolidating it at some point. Because it wouldn't make much sense to me, to be honest, if they just continued to cause confusion by having both in place when seasons seem like they're getting kind of phased out a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
We also heard like Joe say, we still have people working on Destiny 2.
See, and that's my next. There was two big things for me before I forget, because I don't actually have my notepad here. But one is I really think it's in their best interest to set better expectations and be very clear now about what's happening, especially since now we're past the showcase, right? Very clear about what's happening with Destiny 2. I don't see it as a benefit to them to continue to be kind of mysterious about it.
Sure.
Like, I think setting expectations has really helped me, especially as a PvP main in particular. Setting expectations based on their comms has really helped me to kind of, kind of weather disappointment, in many forms when maybe things don't go the way that I want them to go. I know that this is what Bungie said the direction was going. So, or at the very least, they alluded to it. So, it helps me to continue to play the game and to manage frustration. That was kind of the first thing, and then the second thing is on the flip side for the community. They've said that they even used the word. They said that the new episode like structure is going to be much more experimental, and maybe even from episode to episode, right? So there's not going to be that consistency that now kind of describes how seasons are set up. And so I think it's really important for the community on that flip side to set their expectations that we don't really know what what the structure of the new episode is going to be. So because it's experimental and Bungie's trying new things, basically, it might be every episode, every season, or every episode. Then people just need to manage their expectations, basically, because this is what we asked for. We asked for it to be less structure. We said that we were getting burnt out on the repetition. So people have to kind of set expectations that, the flip side has its pros and cons as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to wonder if that means after the final shapes here or during, if they're going to bring up like another full year's content, or are they just going to slowly push out episodes and go, here's your next episode after like a few episodes away at any point in time? Or is it going to be a full year's content released?
Yeah, the way that I kind of saw it is like, we're finishing the story, we're finishing the final shape, right? We're going to give you the raid, that's going to wrap everything up, and then it's also going to set the stage for the story arcs that are going to occur, which are going to be shorter story arcs than previous times, right? So I kind of see it as like these 3 packs that are coming throughout the year are going to, contain within them like a story. So and I think I agree with Tony that I think that we've kind of gotten worn out on sort of like the weekly deliverables. It's the structure. It's just exhausting to have the same thing happen every single week. You're like, oh, I get in, I play the story, blah, blah, blah. So I think that Bungie, and they kind of touched on this, but I think Bungie is always at its best when they're a little crazy and creative. So hopefully this gives them the room to do things like create trials. Like Trials was an experiment, and maybe the most wildly successful PvP experiment that Bungie did. So give them space to create something like Menagerie. Give them space to create something, maybe not like Gambit, sorry. I think
that burn.
I feel like Bungie is at its best when they have the space to experiment. So that is very, very exciting.
Totally agree.
And I also love the idea of like we talked about this a little bit while it was going on, of having those shorter story arcs, because that helps engage new players. It allows them to have something that's smaller, that's more digestible, that they can kind of really play through. And I think another concern that I had about the delivery model is if we're talking about 3 episodes, what 16 weeks we said for 3 episodes, they're expanding the artifact like twice, right? So for the second episode, third episode, you're getting another row on the artifact. But what if there's something in there that's bad? Like, what if there's something that gives like a lot of healing, and that is making the PvP experience detrimental? Like PvP people are like, this healing is making my experience in PvP bad, but you're stuck with it for 16 weeks. On the flip side, it could be something really amazing, like the Void Heavy Bricks from Beyond. Loved Bricks from Beyond. You get that for 16 weeks. Heck yeah, I freaking love that. So it's like I feel like it's a double-edged sword. You're having so, because the artifact essentially is the tool that Bungie uses to change the meta without having to go in and actually touch guns and like change things like that. So they're basically reframing the meta with the artifact. You have a longer period of time that's occurring. That could be good, that could be bad.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting. I can't honestly believe that they would completely miss, that potential detriment. So it'll be interesting to see how they address that. I find it hard to believe basically that they wouldn't address that, in some way, shape, or form. Whether that shape, or form is effective at actually, minimizing the oppressive nature of some of this stuff, remains to be seen. But I do find it hard to believe that they wouldn't, think of that as well and at least try to address it. So we'll see.
I agree.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
I mean, Joe,
think
not
they've
in this, but he talked in the strike. He talked about strike teams in his
The
video.
PvP strike
so
team,
maybe
yeah.
that's what you're talking about, Tony. Is like the strike teams.
Yeah.
Like if there's some kind of
Yeah, that's
really
a great
bad,
point.
problematic thing with the artifact, then the strike teams would address that.
Yeah, in a
I think
in a
they've made
relatively
some
quick turnaround
changes,
time.
and they've made some changes and like pledges to make changes for them to be more agile, like whether it be the strike team. So you gotta think if it's one particular aspect of the artifact, maybe they have the agility now or the dedicated manpower to just address that thing, whether it be disabling it, which is kind of the worst case scenario. You don't want something to be disabled. You
Agreed.
to or if worst, best case, if they can put it on pause until they get it fixed, but hopefully they can get it fixed quickly, or they can fix it on the fly, which would be best case scenario. So
absolutely.
Well, I mean,
we just gotta hope that they put the infrastructure in place to be able to do that.
Correct.
It seems
correct.
like they're doing that.
And let's be real. I just want to be very clear that the best case scenario is them having the intention and the forethought ahead of time to ensure that that's very minimal.
So it doesn't come out broken in the first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the thing that always happens with PvP for the last several years is that these pain points just keep adding up. And no matter how agile this new PvP strike team will be, I don't want their workload to just be, infinite.
Right. Fixing things.
I want them to actually be able to go home on the weekends, right?
Yeah.
And you also want them working on cool stuff and not fixing
exactly.
Problems
Exactly.
in the meta.
Exactly.
I think they did a way better job delivering Strand than Steve in
100%.
PvP. Well,
100%.
That to me that bodes well for them keeping a kind of like a precognitive eye on what potential issues that could arise from this. So I think that's positive. I think that's really positive.
And
I think they learned their lesson with Stasis coming out so hot and overtuned at the time for the sandbox. That they did take the delicate steps with Strand this time. Although I do feel sorry for Stasis kind of being the toss away toy just now.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. We're past it. It just seems like, the thing that maintains my hope or cope or whatever you want to call it, is that it just really does seem like they've got some great devs in place at Bungie right now, PvP side. You see those glimmers of, wow, that's a really well-intentioned rework on Caprice Sting. Oh man, this weapon, this pulse rifle that comes out, this Revision 0, that's like super cool because I love the game within the game type weapons and abilities and subclasses and things. Yeah. So that's the type of stuff that we didn't see with any sort of consistency in the past, really, even with our legacy devs. So it's really nice to see a lot of the new blood that's come in there, or at the very least the new ideas that have come through, and a lot of intention behind the reworks and Strand and how it dropped and so on.
Yeah.
And then we get those new supers in the final shape.
No joke. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I hope those come out broken. Sorry, Tony. I hope they come out.
Oh, I already know who you
busted.
Are. Honestly, I already know who you are, baby.
Unfriended.
Did they mention if they would be? What I'm curious to know is if they are unlocked for all players or if that's final shape exclusive.
Behind. That's a good point.
That would probably be my bet, is that they're locked behind final shape.
They're using it as a selling point.
They've historically they've always monetized the new super. So
and they haven't said anything about changing that model. So I feel like if that was going to change, that would be something that they would tell us.
Yeah.
It's very pay to win. I don't like it. But I understand why they do it.
Depending on how hot they come out. Sure.
I hope they come out really, really hot though. I want them to be crazy.
All right. I knew about D Flawless. I didn't know about you like that. I gotta say,
I'm an anarchist at heart,
spicy.
Same. Okay. Here's my philosophy on that. I feel that way about supers. I feel that way about weapons too. If you release something that people are really, really excited about, and then it goes, you know, it's kind of meh.
No,
you
it's
know,
just so true.
And
So
it
true.
takes it takes something away from the power fantasy of the game.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
it's like those freaking exotic glaives that no one gives two craps about.
Yeah.
Remember when they were previewed
Yeah.
and they looked crazy? We're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, that looks amazing! I'm so excited about that.
Mhm.
And they came out and everyone's like, I'm not gonna.
It
They're
felt a
terrible.
little
I'm not
flat.
gonna do all
Kind of a
these
wet
steps
fart.
to get these terrible weapons. I
Yeah.
want them to release it crazy strong, and then let us play with it, and then nerf it. You know, let us
dial
enjoy
it
it and then
back
nerf
into
it. I'm alright with that.
This was the old model. See, it's all I'm with you as long as that agility, you know, that D Flawless mentioned is within, you know, a reasonable time. Two things. One is I feel like two examples. Immortal, you know, the SMG that we got from Trials that was hella overpowered like day one, and it's slowly been you know, tapered off or whatnot.
Yes.
It's slowly been tapered off.
Yeah.
I feel like that went maybe like a little bit too long, but for the most part, that was about right. I think it's a little bit too long, but I hope that it drops like Strand, honestly, because Strand has, especially Strand Hunter in particular. I hope they all drop like Strand Hunter, I guess I should say, because Strand Titan and Strand Warlock, you know, their utility in PvP, for example, is kind of just like, man, but Strand Hunter and even in PvE, Strand Hunters, very fun, and very strong, very strong. All you
Or
gotta do
at least
is, like,
last season it
practice
was.
with it.
I
You
think
talking
Strand
about
was, like,
Hunter?
the best.
Yeah, because suspension just got
in
a hit.
PvE or PvP?
Both, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
Strand is
that's
so
right,
good
that's
in
right, that's right.
PvE.
Yeah.
High end.
I think
I only
Strand
run
was, like-
Strand in GMs. It's so good in GMs. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Well,
That's been your
PvP,
best
Strand Hunter is
example
like
of,
Strand Hunter is very good in PvP.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even outside of the suspend, But the thing is,
yeah,
it
they're
takes
so good.
it, like there's an actual like skill floor, like it's a little bit higher of a skill floor,
Mhm.
right? So to get into it, you actually do have to practice with it, but it has a fairly high like skill ceiling, and it's really fun once you start to become at least even average with it. And that's what I like about it. Well, I still agree probably with Tiddly and D, of course, that it's in our best interest if these things drop hot in order to make sure that we keep that interest. But you know, I'm always worried about the actual like time frame behind this agility.
Yeah,
And,
so you're saying just don't
we'll
let it
see.
go on too long. Like
Most
there's
definitely.
a period of time where it's
Hey,
okay.
Hey, if they're consistently agile with the time frame, drop that shit
Great.
hot.
Drop
baby.
it hot,
I'm
and then pull it
100. I am
back fast.
100% okay with that. I just want some sort of reasonable time frame where I can go back to use my guns. That's all. That's all,
Yeah, and
baby.
I understand. I feel like this comes from a perspective of someone who has had some really bad experiences with metas that have lasted for a very long time. It's very frustrating. So
Yeah.
I don't feel the same way because I'm a PvE main, but
Of course.
I totally feel this sort of pent up frustration of God, how did you let stasis go on for
Yeah.
so long?
Yeah, most definitely. And
Yeah.
stasis is a weird one. I could literally do a video on stasis. Stasis is a weird one because
Yeah.
you know, halfway through the stasis meta, I was actually enjoying like stasis hunter a
Mhm.
lot. So
Yeah.
it's not as if stasis, the way that it dropped, was all bad per
All bad,
se,
not
but
all
it's
bad.
just, you know, like I don't know. It's interesting. It's a difficult balance. I always got to say it's a difficult balance for Bungie,
Sure.
and we just got to wait and see, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just
I
think
still- I feel that-
I'm just of the mind. I feel like I'd rather them. And you kind of touched on this. I'd rather them err on the side of making it too powerful and then being able to shave some off, as opposed to making it underwhelming and then try to build it up. Because
Right. People lose
what
interest.
you're left with
I
is
agree.
the
I
first
agree.
impression of an
Yep.
underwhelming super. And
Yeah.
like Tiddly mentioned
Womp womp.
before about the glaives, like who's using the glaives now? They've buffed them, but who's still using them?
Yeah, no one.
I never
Right,
used
you
them,
know?
and I'm a glaive guy.
You're a glaive guy.
and they're
Yeah.
actually decent now, but like because
Bana.
they came out so underwhelming, like
Yeah.
Yeah, the perception
Yeah.
of it. Yeah. No, that's a great point.
I feel the same way in a lot of PvE stuff about use cases for what's in the game. Like recently with the deep dives, I found as I cranked the difficulty up for a deep dive, if I wasn't using a certain build combination, weapon combination, then it was substantially more difficult. And for me, like, it's always been that way with activities in Destiny. So when they're bringing out stuff to balance, like, it should definitely be potent to like tackle those activities, but not so much that it's the only choice still as well. Like it hurts my head talking about the balancing game because you just know there's this neutral line in there somewhere that it's always bobbing up and down. for every single thing in the game. And the more I always picture them adding things to the game. That's them adding more ballast or more weight or whatever to the entire sandbox and that neutral line.
Yeah, I hear you. And it's got to be really difficult, right, to kind of see through all the permutations of every activity in the game, right? And I mean, even if we're just talking about just the main ones that they foresee are going to be well populated for the next season, like the seasonal activities, it's tough to kind of like see through all of that, So definitely gotta give them credit. But I agree, it is nice to be able to, especially if you're doing helps, deep dive helps, or GM helps or whatever. It's just like, man, you go through like 100 of these things. I don't want to be using the same weapons the entire time.
Yeah.
I
you want to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, get some variety, like make some new builds, and for several things to be viable.
At the same time, I love kind of like the idea of end game content that is so difficult that it requires you to build craft.
Yeah.
Like that you can't just bring in everything. You
really have to
you have to have foresight into, what are we going to use for the debuff? What is the fire team composition? Like what guns are we going to bring in? Who has like which champion mods going on? Like I think, I mean, I guess it's a little nerdy, but I don't, I mean, I guess deep dives are definitely an example of like where you have to kind of give some forethought to what you're going to bring in. But
there's
I think
reward
that having activities that reward us exactly, or like for build crafting, I think that's really fun. That's like end game stuff. That's stuff that gives people who grind like 4 to 10 hours a day like something to work on. They're like, okay, well, I need all of this particular gear because it's going to make this experience possible to complete and easier to complete. That being said, I agree with Tony too that like if you feel like you're locked into a certain super or like a certain like gun.
That was an actual cough. That was so
I did
good.
too. That was well acted. That was very well done.
Oh, bless you. Are you good?
Nice.
I got something in my throat. I don't know. It's probably locking well for like 6 years in a row. I don't know. It's in my throat somehow. I don't know. But like that becomes unfun. Like the anarchy meta was really fun at the beginning, and locking that particular gun every single time became unfun. So like that's so I think that like both are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it just comes back to balance again, right? And so you made some really good points because like first you want to make sure that the activity is still accessible, but maybe this deep dive thing, that's just kind of on a side note. Maybe this deep dive thing, because I just thought about this because I'm a PvP main, but in deep dive, don't you end up like interacting with those like taken things in order to make, but it also makes it more difficult in doing so or something like that? Is that true?
It's a roguelike
buff. It gives you a buff for like one particular thing, so you have one or two to choose from. And then it ups the difficulty on that.
Yes, that sounds like a great experiment going forward.
And it's random every single time, right? So you don't know what you're going to get with that. And going on top of like Tiddly saying about having that like specking into everything and having something difficult, it wasn't the sort of the payout of the mission, but when we did that exotic mission last season for the first time, right, we were like, we got to the end and we needed probably another 50 seconds, and we're like, oh,
so close.
It's one of these.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a good challenge.
It hadn't been there. I can't even compare anything like that other than probably Outbreak or Whisper. Probably the last time I felt like that was shit. We have to think.
We got 3 more. We got 3 seconds, guys.
What do we have to do to optimize?
Love it.
Do you remember we jumped out to orbit? We came back. Freaking.
He doesn't have his headphones on.
5 more seconds, and we're like, oh, okay, cool. Now we know what we.
Now you know what you need to do to optimize. But that's fun, right? It's like built-in failure. I think that the game becomes boring when it's too easy.
And I think that's something that he talks about.
Success is boring.
That's something that he talked about with the Crota raid, right? Is like, hey, we're gonna be turning some knobs to see how hard a raid race should be, and I think that's
segue.
that was a good important thing, because everybody like I remember the Ron runs. And Seth, I remember running with you, and it was challenging. We took every ounce of that 48 hours that we could in between breaks. And D, you were there too. And so like,
we were down to the
and
wire.
we got through it. And then like to hear people be like, "Oh, that wasn't tough at all." It's like, dude, We just spent 40 like we spent 48 hours rocking this thing.
Yep. Everyone's like, "Oh, easiest raid ever." You're
Yeah.
like, "Not for me."
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan's like, give me a sec. Let me grab my glass so I can spit the water out. Like,
right.
Yeah. So
do a spit take.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Like I remember that feeling and that conversation around all that. I want to see what they do because it does eventually feed into what we're going to get with the final shape. And this is where the grand transition begins, Tidley. Because I think we've talked about abilities, we've talked about difficulty, we've talked a little bit about reward. But when we talk about the final shape, we know that it's arriving on the 27th of February next year. We're going to go into a portal to showdown for a showdown in the Pale Heart of the Traveler against the Witness. It's going to be more of a linear story. And what are your guys' thoughts and feelings on where we're going? It seems super cerebral to me. Bonna, why don't we start?
Style.
Yeah,
Oops,
Pidge,
sorry.
go ahead. Pidge, go ahead.
Sorry, I jumped in there.
No,
I was just going to say I absolutely love the art style. The reimaginings of the sort of legacy locations that we've visited over the years. I do think I had this kind of phrase in my head that was kind of like, it's a bit of a love letter to everything that we've done, everywhere we've been in Destiny. I think we see locations like Mercury, we saw the old tower, we saw, there was a few Easter eggs in there for sure. I think it's quite a stunning location. I think it's going to be very interesting and very trippy, like you said, cerebral. But I think it's going to awaken a lot of different feelings for different people because we all have different attachments to those locations throughout the time that we've played Destiny. So you're going to be arriving at these locations going, oh wow, this is insert location here. I remember when I did insert activity here, or what it may be.
Right.
That's the vibe I'm getting for the location.
Yeah. And that nostalgia also, by the way, is going to bring a lot of folks back, which I'm sure is also something that they have in mind and would hope.
Yeah. One of the most striking things from that reveal was the Hall of Hands. I think everybody here, when we saw that, everybody was like, what was that? And it's just like a hall of unending arms.
As I said, if one of those reach out and grab me, I'm going to fucking scream.
I honestly, I love the Witness, like not the Witnesses themselves, but I love the Witness architecture and like the whole Vow raid, like the how it feels like kind of like a natural history museum. Where the Witness has kind of like collected all of these creatures and icons and artifacts from all these different cultures and then preserved them in amber, and how they're kind of like split up, right? They're kind of dissected. So it's almost this like that's the evil of it, sort of like the imperialistic colonialism evil of a species or a race that thinks that they know the correct thing for everybody, this final shape that they're going to preserve everything in amber in this way that they picture it for eternity.
What everyone's purpose should be.
It's absolutely horrifying, and I feel like it has like kind of like a real world context application in terms of like some of the horrible things that are happening in our world and how people perceive our what our final shape should be. So I kind of love when they do kind of parallels like that, but I think that is something that I'm very, very excited about. I'm a little less excited about the Hive season that's just started. Like I feel like we've done that before. I think the Heirs of Transformation is very, very cool, but I love the idea of this of the Witness and sort of their final vision. I think that it's absolutely horrifying. I really do. I think it's awful.
That's a wrap, y'all. I ain't got no answer better than that right there.
So
that's a wrap.
Yeah, and that Hall of Hands plays into that idea. It's like it's kind of this horrifying dissection of the world and how things are kind of preserved and mutated and like created like static, right? It's the idea of like entropy versus like being stagnant, order. It's entropy versus order, like light versus dark, right? Like all of these massive ideal forces that are kind of coming up against each other, and like it's really about at the fundamental basis, it's about what you believe in, what you believe the best thing is for the universe and for its creatures. So
there was a little side note to all of that like did anybody here play Viewfinder recently? It's a game that came out probably in the last month. It was like 25. Yeah, it was $25. It was 4 hours. It is one of those things where like the entire game is a puzzle about perspective. And so you're taking pictures of things and turning them on their side so you can use them as a platform to get to another thing and everything like that.
Cool.
There were several
Asher-esque.
Yeah, there were several points in that trailer where like they showed
the staircases and everything was turning.
And then
that was cool.
Just like a slight perception shift and everything's cut up and ragged instead of
right
whole.
Yeah.
And that was
So how much is that game?
It's $25. $25 4 hours.
Does weed come with that?
No, but like, I'm not going to tell you where you can find a guy.
Can I get a hit with that?
I'm not going to tell you where you can find a guy, but in certain states it's legal. Anyway, it's really good.
Come back to you.
Welcome back, Seth. So yeah, like it's funny like how they talk about like the pale heart of the traveler being this kind of place where like. And they both have imposed wills because not only do we have the witness, but we also have our imposed wills and our memory and our nostalgia feeding into it. I'm interested to see what a linear experience in Destiny is.
That's got my whiskers. Not to cut you off, but
no, go
I
ahead.
agree with you, Dan. That linear, the way Joe described it, is like just going from zone to zone, and we said it a couple times during that Wizard of Oz aspect of it. We're off to kill the witness, which may or may not be in an upcoming. Go ahead. I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah,
it could be like that because right now when we've been served up DLCs, we go into the patrol space and visit all the areas of the patrol space to complete the campaign, and then there's a few areas that they lock off for campaign only. Whereas this is feeling a lot more like, you're each step of the way is going to be like a new area for you to go into, rather than it always being available. At least that's what I'm interpreting it to be like a linear story campaign, rather than visiting the same instance and just going to a different area of it. You're literally only permitted to go through it mission by mission, every story beat, to experience each new area, and then maybe there is like a patrol space associated with completion or some areas that you can access whilst doing those missions, but the majority will be missions only to get through those areas first.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
What I will say is I do wonder how the linear experience that they're bringing forward with Final Shape will affect kind of the immersion, that I feel once I step into PvE. I'm not necessarily in PvP. I'm not necessarily trying to be, overwhelmed by immersion, of a map. I've got guardians, like in front of me that I need to, so the example would be something like Disjunction as a map versus something like Javelin. Javelin's got those clean lines, Javelin's got that very, straightforward navigation routes, very easily, navigatable. Whereas Disjunction has a lot of, textured features that you can get, stuck, bumped on, but it's a very beautiful, map. It's very easy to lose yourself in that map. And that's what I appreciate about PvP, whether we're talking about, strikes, whether we're talking about, worlds, et cetera, et cetera. So I just hope that, and I'm sure that it won't, but I just hope that, we don't lose something in the linear format that they've been describing with regards to immersion, because anytime that I hop into PvE, I'm looking for the exact, not the exact, but you get what I'm saying. I'm looking for kind of the opposite of what I'm doing in PvP. I'm generally looking to chill. I love my high-end content, but I might hop into a strike every once in a while just to vibe, especially now that hand cannons are coming back and I can actually use them in PvE without feeling like an absolute detriment.
I
try to equip that hand cannon on LFG, finder or whatnot. I'm immediately getting booted out of that.
Oh yeah, they're swiping left.
Ain't no way I'm surviving that, so yeah, I'm interested to see how that ends up flowing.
I'm gonna need a head count on everyone who's going to put Ultra Sweat in their tags.
Oh my god.
100%. I don't care.
Yeah. So yeah, the trailer that we see, well, everything that we saw, like the tower's going to be returning, Cade's going to be returning. We are getting a new enemy type in the subjugators, which are kind of more advanced tormentors with stasis and strand. And I know that I said it during the stream because Joe was talking about them giving little pyramid buddies to everybody. And I know I said F that, but like that sounds terrifying to me during a GM. I don't want to deal with that during a GM.
Not if you can just suspend it with strand.
Can't wait.
Well, suspend has been nerfed a little bit, so we'll see.
No, for us it has, not for them.
Right. So
yeah, the subjugators have actually got.
They took our strand that we're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, subjugators got the old strand.
Yeah.
They've got the old strand and old stasis.
I think everyone was really scared of tormentors, and then they've kind of turned into a little bit of a joke. Like, I think I'm not really worried about subjugators. I feel like any kind of enemy type, you're gonna figure out how to take them down and then do it as efficiently as possible. So, like, I mean, we have things that can negate supers as guardians. So, run a suppression grenade, whatever. Like, I'm honestly not super concerned about it. I think people will run into them the first time and be like, oh, crazy, and then after that we'll be like, we'll adapt. Yeah, we'll adapt. But
and the initial
I'm not
reaction to it though, like every time you run up into him, you remember that first time. Like,
yes,
still,
of course.
like,
When it
even though
grabs you,
tormentors are right, like, even though tormentors are kind of a joke now, but like still, when I see one, like my first emotional response is like, oh crap, it's a tormentor. I kill it in 2 seconds.
Before you're able to reason to it. Most definitely. And see, that's what I think they should double down on, honestly, is two things. Exactly that feeling right there. Even if it's your 100th time facing, a subjugator or whatnot, you still feel that visceral, oh crap, that you felt similar to the tormentor. Most definitely, first and foremost. And it also kind of just, again, like, it's that immersion, like your full focus goes towards that, you know what I'm saying, and that feeling. And I think that kind of just like enhances us just getting lost in the game, which so many of us love to do, right? And the flip side, I think that even if it's one of those things where we quickly adapt and learn how to take out, this new enemy or whatnot, just giving it variety, which again they kind of did with the strand and with the stasis, right?
Yeah.
And so just variety in and of itself, you don't necessarily know what's going to happen next, what they're going to throw at you, and therefore you don't necessarily know how. Outside of a suppressor nade, I guess you don't necessarily know how to then approach that. I think it's probably the best way to go about it is to get a nice balance between those two.
I agree, and I think that Destiny hasn't introduced a ton of new enemy types just recently. Yeah. Like we got the different races, right? Like the Fallen, the Vex, the Hive, and beyond that, they've introduced like kind of like or I guess the Witness kind of like creatures also are a new kind of like maybe the newest one you would say, but like Wyverns a new type, right? Yeah. Like, and then Tormentors a new type, and then Subjugators a new type. But like I do think having new enemies or maybe like the hives that have like light, right? That's
the light bearers.
Light bearers. Yeah. So but it's I think that anytime that they introduce a new enemy type, it adds variety and interest to the game. So I'm wholeheartedly supportive of that. And I don't think it happens often enough, honestly. But I think they're kind of done because they've written all their races into the world and like this is what they're doing. But
it also feels
I
like
feel that sorry.
I was just going to say, it also feels like these are the first real support class captains that they've created, whereas everything else kind of plays real forward with you. Maybe outside of like anti-barrier servitors, right? Like everything else plays real forward on you and is aggressive, including the light bearer hive. Those guys are after your ass the entire time, whereas subjugators would be
hanging back more.
Yeah. They're hanging back more. Yeah. They're allowing everybody else to take you out rather than trying to run up on you.
Yeah, it does look like a new challenge. It'll be interesting. Yeah.
I was just going to say that we actually, so I kind of spoke about this at the time, but during Season of the Seraph, we had those heist battlegrounds, and one of the mechanics in that was the priority target. that was going to activate all the shriekers in the room. I can't remember what they're called. It was like I can't remember the name, but that was them kind of, to me, that was always them kind of like openly experimenting with priority targets in any PvE situation. And since the Tormentors came out, it's like you said, they become, you become used to them. You can live in a room with them when they have, once you've learned how to deal with them efficiently. And that's always going to happen. Like, we're always going to learn how enemy behaviors work in each activity. But even though they're introducing these new enemy units, I still kind of ultimately think they need to enhance the enemy behaviors that we are already used to. Like, change the way they react to us in a lot of ways. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos talking about how every enemy type behaves, like how they always aim for your head, how certain enemy types back away if you get too close. They'd rather snipe you than get close. And it actually becomes really intricate when you understand how everything in the game works. I kind of would hope instead Bungie, whilst making these amazing new units to fight, I would hope that they would refresh the behaviors that are already in the game for all the enemy types, so that it becomes a bit more chaotic and unpredictable for us, rather than just like,
Agreed.
well, they're not going to attack me. I'm safe here. I've got one more example. We did the Grandmaster the other night. There was 3 of us, of course, and one of our teammates had to go AFK. And in the time our teammate went AFK, they found like the perfect hiding spot, whilst there's a full wave of enemies and captains. Like it was Sepix, it was Devil's Lair. Our teammate came back like 5 minutes later. Me and another person had been downed because we got kind of caught off guard.
Right.
And they were just standing there AFK, completely untouched. And that to me, that was the moment I was like, man, he was uncontested whilst he was AFK. And I was just like, something's got to give. Like, this is a Grandmaster Nightfall.
That shouldn't be happening. You should be punished for that.
He should be punished. Yeah.
Yeah. And who knows? Let's be real too, that even if they end up refreshing the baseline kind of behavior of just basic enemy types, there will likely still be a spot somewhere that can happen, you know? And
there's always gonna be cheese spots.
Yeah, for me personally,
sure,
or even just cheese, like understanding that. I mean, your buddy understood the elements enough, you know, the behavior enough in order to have that spot, right? Yep. Exactly. So I feel like, you know, Bungie certainly shouldn't, give too much time to making sure that they eliminate all of those spots that might happen. But I completely agree with you that like a refresh on the baseline behavior, the baseline AI of some of these, more like ad type, AI enemies would be very refreshing, and a very easy way basically to make it refreshing across like any PvE activity, right? Even just a strike.
Sure, exactly.
Exactly.
Makes the whole game refreshed.
Yeah. I think the last thing that we want to talk about here, because I've taken a lot of your time today, guys, and thank you so much for being a part of this experiment. I wasn't sure I'd be able to do this with so many people, and it worked. And you guys are great, and you guys are.
No, it's always a pleasure, man.
Yeah, you guys are always wonderful. Thank you for giving me your time and energy here. I think the last thing that I want to talk about. So we got information about exotics. We have returning exotics in Dragon's Breath, Red Death, and the Kvostov. We have the Tessellation Pyramid Fusion Rifle that adapts to a Guardian's energy type, as well as new subfamilies when it comes to a rocket pistol sidearm and a support frame auto rifle. Of everything that we found out today, what are you most excited for, and where do you see that kind of tweaking your builds and your current tool set? I know a lot of times when they add stuff, it's like, that's nice, but it really doesn't replace much of what I use. Like,
I'm just envisioning, just real quick, I'm envisioning a soul rocket pistol sidearm with incandescent, and it makes me giddy. So like, that's of the new subclasses they announced, I think like that just conceptually sounds cool. I've never been like a huge support character, but I think like the support frame auto rifle is really cool. And then the returning exotics, they are what they are. Just put everything back in the game. and let us have fun with it.
Yeah.
But probably the rocket pistol is what's got me most jazzed because it seems like it's going to be something unlike we've seen before in Destiny, at least in 11.
Yeah. Straight up Borderlands.
Yeah,
It's fun. I mean, it just sounds like so much fun, like a little like rocket pistol. Like we haven't seen anything like it. I'm curious to see what it's going to be used for. I mean, it sounds like it's probably going to be ad clear more so than DPS, right? But I agree with Deflawless. I think that like the ad, if you could do some kind of build with it, like the ad clear potential is really cool. And I just want to see things go boom. I'm a Titan. I'm simple. I want to punch things. I want to explode things. In terms of meta breaking or must use, I don't think any of the weapons they mentioned are really have the potential to do that. Just in my mind, I really don't see that happening. But who knows? We haven't picked them up. We haven't used them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's YouTubers out there who are going to figure out really creative and fun things to do with them. So I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, and mine's really quick, so I'll let everybody else kind of, because I wasn't here for part of that as well, so I'll let you guys expand on that. Is like two things, and maybe for the rocket pistol or rocket sidearm, whichever one it is, maybe it was the nano rockets. I guess that'd be the first thing that comes to mind. Maybe they were experimenting with that before releasing this new iteration of this exotic weapon. The nano rockets being the intrinsic trait, I believe, of the weapons from Neptune. So that's one. And two is just a question for you guys. So they're bringing back Red Death?
They're bringing back Red Death?
Pulse rifle?
Yes.
Oh, you probably missed that. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that. So then what's going on with Crimson then?
Yeah,
I think
Red Death the
Probably
auto
gonna
rifle.
rework it in some way, maybe.
Red Death was the pulse rifle.
It was the pulse.
Yeah.
It was the pulse rifle. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was the pulse
remember Red Death.
rifle. Yeah, it's
I've got a
basically
feeling.
it's basically Crimson in the form of a pulse rifle. It was the original Crimson, but it wasn't a hand cannon. Bless you. It was a pulse rifle, and so whenever you ended up getting a kill with it, you ended up healing.
Yeah.
Can I
thought
throw?
it was a 3-burst auto rifle.
Yeah.
Was it what Red Death a 3-burst auto rifle? I thought it was.
It had the auto rifle frame, but it became a pulse rifle.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a
okay,
while.
that's where I'm confused. Okay, cool. I'm crazy. Thank you guys. Yep.
I'm just going to throw this out there, but I think, and again, this is just.
You might be thinking of the
backseat
Red
dev.
Spectre.
Huh? Red
I mean,
Spectre.
no, he's talking about the auto rifle. So you might be.
Yeah,
thinking
there
of
was
Spectre.
the Red Spectre originally. Red Death during Alpha was an auto rifle. That's why it has an auto rifle frame.
Gotcha.
But they changed it to a pulse, but
gotcha.
didn't change the model.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, legendary.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Yep.
Red Spectre
No, that's
was.
where I'm going crazy. Yep, cool.
Pidge, finish your thoughts.
No, it was fine. I was just doing a bit of guesswork, but they're bringing in these support auto rifles. I was just kind of envisioning Crimson's role being reversed to be a healing weapon of an exotic variety. That was always thrown out there.
Oh, what? Like,
Yeah, that's
A bit more
just-
potent than Lumina, or Lumina.
Yeah, I just know that they've been very thoughtful with regards to redundancy, especially when they bring in exotics. They talked about what is it? What was the Titan chest, exotic chest from D1 that gave you the Icarus Dash?
Twilight.
Twilight Garrison. That's right. They talked about Twilight Garrison and how they weren't bringing that back simply because of the fact that it's we have Icarus Dash, so it's something that is part of the Warlock identity. that same movement, and so I guess I'll have to take another look through. But I am curious on Crimson and Red Death being so similar. How they're going to end up bringing it back to give it its own unique identity. Basically.
Well, we got the same, to touch on that, we got the same with Touch of Malice coming back last year, and then we had Tommy's Matchbook 2 years before. So, I know that they both sort of take away your health to give you a benefit, and so you've still got the same sort of idea there, right? And that's what everyone was saying when they're like, oh, if it's King's Forwards, it's going to be like that, so they need to do something different with Touch of Malice, and they did, so...
Okay.
And we'll probably we may see some slight changes to the Necrochasm coming back for as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because that's got to be coming back with the raid.
Yeah, well they showed it in the
Absolutely.
thing.
Necrochasm.
Yeah.
The big womp womp of D1.
Yeah.
I was just going to throw this out, and this is me, and I don't want to sound like depressing, but when it comes to changing up the loadouts, all the things coming our way, especially in the final shape, the new season, I've recently began this whole mantra that Destiny, whilst it has its different ways of tackling activities, I ultimately think that everything in the game now is more like sandbox tools, and just becomes ways that we express ourselves in playing the game.
Yeah.
Like everything's viable. Everything's mostly viable, that I should say.
Yeah.
And like Bungie are amazing at offering new, innovative ways for us to engage with the game. That's my 2 cents. So they could give us all the weapons in the land, and like they'll just be so freaking awesome to use. They'll be so much fun to use, and they'll still just get the same job done that another thing might have. I don't know if that sounds kind of contradictory. Like I love it.
It's all about how you use it, right? Like yeah.
We're definitely moving in that direction for sure, and I completely agree that does seem like kind of the intention behind so much of what they've released lately, especially when you talk about brand new archetypes of weapons like glaives. Sure, glaives could be buffed some and maybe reworked a little bit so that they're more viable, but you definitely got those glaive mains that main a glaive in both high-end PvP and PvE content, and that if they bring it through on that high-end in-game content, that they are mains of those archetypes, right? So I agree with you again that I do wish for things to at least at baseline be viable, so that somebody that truly wants to main that weapon, main that archetype, can drill down, build craft into something that is really good for in-game content.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hey guys.
All right.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Why don't we go around the cube and tell people where they can find you on the internet? Tiddly, let's start with you.
Sure. I stream Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock Central, twitch.tv/Italy.
All right, Tony.
Ill Physics, aka Tony, if you did not previously know me, and you can find me at Ill Physics on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter and also in the Discord as well. PvP main, but of course I dabble in some PvE, of course, like most of us do. Definitely enjoy the high end PvE whenever I get the opportunity. But you can find me there, and I don't really have a set schedule, but I do stream a lot, so you can definitely find me on some really long streams, about 40 to 60 hours a week. You can catch me. Just keep them notifications on. Yep, vampire.
All right, Bono, what about you?
Bonafide hero, all across the board, pretty much everywhere, and stream all throughout the week. So, keen to kick it.
D.
Yo, my name is D Flawless. You can find me on Twitch at D_Flawless, and pretty much everywhere else at the D Flawless, THED Flawless. Posting TikToks, videos, YouTube content, streaming live. And just chatting it up with the community, having fun, trying to bring positivity or keep the positivity alive in the Destiny community.
It's supposedly family vibes, by the way. So I heard.
I'm so sorry.
Family friendly.
I'm so sorry.
We never waver from family friendly.
Pidge.
Yeah, that's me.
What about you, sir?
Yeah. You guys can find me PIGINN, all your favorite platforms. Catch me streaming on Twitch Tuesday through Saturday with the occasional sporadic efforts.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording.